without them seeing the vein in your forehead throbbing as as you force one out.
I can't even imagine what my wife's face would look like. I don't want to even picture it, what that would look like, going the other way. I don't even like fart in front of my wife.
Really?
Yeah.
No fart policy in the Rizzuto house. Now I do fart. I do fart in front of my. I mean, at some point, you got to let one fly and see how it goes. And
sure, listen, there's been accidental squeakers.
We're comedians, so we accept that farts are funny, and we ignore the fact that they also are gross. You know what? On the count of three, let's lift our hats up.
Hey! Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Captain.
Hello. Moon's in his flight suit for a reason we can't talk about yet. So
That's right.
We're filming a video later.
Man, I'm just getting the boss's money's worth.
Thank you.
That's why I'm in the flight suit. Remember, I insisted that we get the $100 ones, and they're like, "Do we really need to spend this kind of money?" And I said, "Absolutely. I will wear this. We will wear this all the time."
I do wear it all the time. I go to the grocery store in mine, and I park in military parking whenever I wear it.
Yeah,
If you're
easy.
discounted, if you get
that.
out of the car wearing a flight suit, nobody's going to question
Yeah, nobody's
that.
going to question that at
and
all.
you get so many discounts everywhere.
It's true. I'm like, yes, I'm a veteran.
I mean, it's a
Stolen valor.
It's
guys.
a Top Gun one that says Goose or Maverick
Right.
on
If they're
it,
not
so-
going to do the vetting, I'm not.
Right to
I
the-
deserve.
Well, you can
Oh, you're parking here to go to the nut house, huh? Okay.
put whatever you want on yours.
Perfect.
Goose is on mine.
Yeah, I think I'm Maverick, or what was the chick's name?
No, it was just
Peter?
they either said Goose or Maverick on it.
Oh,
Well, yeah, but I think we had didn't somebody give us some other patches? I have a Louis patch from the Blues.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
I
think
got
that
that
came.
nobody's
from
going to believe that,
That
dude.
came from a promotional hat.
You're
that
so
the Blues-
white.
Yeah, yeah,
that the
yeah.
Blues
People know
sent
you're not
over.
blue. All right.
Anyway,
But I earned the badge.
yes. Another cold morning.
Yeah. It's supposed to get warm, in quotes, warmer today.
Yeah, dude.
Well, listen.
Summer-
10.
A summer 36 today.
It's gonna be in the 30s today. I got to the car this morning. It was 9. Now it's up to 15. Great.
We are winning the day.
We are, heat wave, guys.
Woo, take your
Heat
shirts
wave.
off.
Woo,
Tropical
man.
heat wave.
Since we started talking, it's already gone up 0.3 degrees.
I was,
real?
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking my shirt off.
15.3.
perusing the Nextdoor app, which is everybody's got the Nextdoor app, right?
I don't.
No.
Oh, you don't?
No,
I'm in
How are you
Facebook
supposed to
groups.
know what's going on in the neighborhood?
I follow the Facebook groups.
I don't want to know.
My crackhead's next door. I always know they're in the yard. I saw him today. He was carrying a lamp and a giant bag, a Ross bag full of God knows what. But he
Deals.
was up. They should let him deliver the mail because he's out. Rain, sleet, snow, or hail. He is collecting things in the alley.
Oh, you guys are not on the Nextdoor app?
No, we're not
I'm
big
disappointed.
nerds,
We don't live in the burbs, man. I don't think.
I talk.
Oh, it's all.
There's like a Tower Grove South Facebook group that'll let you know when catalytic converters are getting stolen.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty limited.
I'm just on here for the entertainment. I don't post. I'm not posting anything, but I'm watching.
Yeah,
I'm watching what's being posted.
But I feel like it's either you're either participating in rage or it's like this it's a strange drug because it's so fun and interesting to watch what people are complaining about. And I know that can suck me in. So here's the thing. We must have an account or something because my junk email here at work
Gets all the
gets the updates, and you know what the updates are. They basically plaster the first sentence or so, maybe the first sentence and a half, and it's always like, "Can you believe that this happened?" And I look at it and I go, "Oh man, I really want to know what they said." But
Right.
I do not want to get on that.
I get hooked on it, and I'm not on there every day, but every once in a while I'll do like a little session on the couch,
Or the toilet. Yeah.
a little session on the couch or the toilet, whatever. And I'll just, hey, what's going on in my neck of the woods?
What's perhaps on the craps?
What Al Roker would say. You know, what's going on in your neck of the woods? Next door. And the big thing people were bitching about was the kids waiting out at the bus stops.
I had that too.
Kids
Toughen
waiting at the
them up.
bus stops for the buses. It's too cold out. The kids don't wear jackets.
Oh, no.
This kid's got shorts on.
Yeah, look at this. I feel so very bad for these kids at the bus stop and how cold it is. I'm about to See more. And I was like, nope.
I gotta
delete.
do it.
I gotta delete. Nope. No, I refuse to do it.
Well, if you don't want if you don't want little Thatcher waiting out there for the bus, then drive him to school.
Yeah.
Or drive him down to the bus stop.
Or make him wear a jacket.
I
don't
don't
know.
listen. I don't think kids should get off just because it's cold out.
No.
Especially if it's their issue of not wearing the jacket. It's like, sorry,
Make them put
kid.
a coat on.
If only we had something to keep you warm and cold. Oh, we do.
It's survival of the fittest at all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter walked from the bus stop home yesterday. I was in the kitchen, and she's no coat.
Oh, yeah.
What's she doing?
I go, what are you doing?
You know that negative 10 day?
Where's your
Teenage
coat?
boys are immune to the cold.
My
They
son
have
was
an
in shorts.
invisible aura of uncontrollable horniness that keeps them. They can wear a tank
Insulated.
top in the winter and they're completely insulated. They will not get sick.
Yeah, there's something to where if they're below 16, it's like their nervous system hasn't touched their knees yet. Their knees won't get cold. They wear shorts. Pants are not cool.
The boy is at least wearing pants.
Oh, dude, the
for
11-year-old
him.
was outside in a full-on winter coat and a hat and shorts. I mean, he
I like
looked
it.
like
Yeah.
somebody else dressed his bottom half.
The girl's out
tired.
there in just a
Halfway
a
down, you got
sweatshirt.
tired.
She got a sweatshirt and sweatpants on. Still, it's cold.
It's freezing out. Yeah.
And she comes in. I'm like, "Are you freezing?" And she weighs 3 pounds. Not an ounce of body fat. No insulation at all. I go, Why no jacket?
What'd she
We
say?
bought you jackets.
So many Lululemon
People
lemon
see you.
jackets.
Do people see you and think
You're terrible
we don't
parents.
have jackets for you?
Yeah. You know what? Those Rizzutos, they don't even jacket their
They don't
children.
even jacket their kids.
Well, you know what's, I mean,
Those
maybe
Rizzuto kids have no jackets.
the reason she's so skinny is because whenever it's cold, it actually helps you burn more body fat and everything. So you can lose weight.
So it's a weight loss tactic.
Yes. So these
I don't
kids are
think she-
smart.
I don't like this diet.
I don't think she needs to lose any more weight. But that was the big thing on the Nextdoor app yesterday was all the parents going, they should be off of school. Get out of here.
Yeah.
If you're so concerned, drive them to school.
Do you get these emails? I mean, look, they're coming every couple of hours.
Yes,
And it's-
the Nextdoor app, yes.
Does anybody know how to deal with the heavy police driving? And then the next one, I need advice. And the next one, I had a terrible experience with someone I hired from here. ...
Well, I pulled some of my favorites
Okay.
from at least my neck of the woods. Somebody writes, I thought this app was to find lost dogs and see what cool things were happening in our neighborhood. I can't take the begging anymore. Is there another app for people who really care about the city and not just want to whine about their lives and ask for free stuff?
Solid point.
Dude, when it
Honestly,
started,
was that you? That sounds like a Scott Rizzuto. That sounds like a...
I have
S.
not,
Rizzuto 69.
yeah, but I feel like you'd make a
post.
dummy account.
yeah, for sure.
I have not participated once
Oh, please
in
get
any
in there.
Nextdoor activities.
This is Daniel Rarudo from 217 Meadowlark Lane.
I mean, these are legit. I pulled them.
Dude, when it,
I thought this app was to find lost dogs.
That's the internet, man. Everything does devolve into that because, like, I'm on a group. I thought it'd be fun. I thought I might get some good stuff for the show. It was like this crazy group on the internet. It's like a group where we ask each other ridiculously personal questions, and I'm like, oh, this will get good. It's all thirst traps. The entire thing is just somebody just looking for attention, putting up a post, and it's usually like 40-year-old, never been married, gym rat, AMA.
What up?
And it's just a picture of a guy. And then it's just like everybody looking for compliments or...
Right, it's fishing.
It's just boring.
That's what Reddit is now.
It's so boring. And I'm like, is that all this? I'm like, I thought this group was going to be good. I thought it was going to be like, hey, or it's like some anonymous poster posting some dumb, fake, hypersexual question that's not real. And I'm just like, oh, man, this could be a cool thing. This could be a cool group where I could get in here and see some really personal, like some really thoughtful personal questions being asked, but it just turns into like
everything devolves
the lowest
into-
common denominator.
into a bitch fest or begging for something.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's everything is ruinable and will be ruined. And there's a cool timer. And each of the timers, are kind of, some last a little bit longer than the others. But anytime you got that new cool app, that new cool something, just know that all things change. This too shall pass. Everything is temporary.
I'm loving this.
Even
by the
the
way.
good.
I love it.
It will all start the cool timer because it will run out and ding. And it'll be
Listen,
time
I'll
to
tell you
go.
why I love it. Not just for that first message, but for messages like this. And I'm going to read it as I would think in my head the person's writing it.
Yes.
Has anyone else had somebody put beans in their mailbox?
Kind of beans.
What does this mean? Is this gang related? There it is.
Wait a second.
Gang-related.
Is this
Bean
gang
gang?
related?
Oh no! I thought you were gonna say like remember when people were like getting like seeds from China?
Brown
From
beans.
No,
China?
somebody put like baked beans in their mailbox.
Yeah, that's like an
Dude,
open
that's
can of
I
legit.
love
baked
that
beans.
it's baked beans and they think it's gang related.
Well, out of all the beans, the baked beans is the one that would be in the gang.
Hey, bean,
Has anyone else had somebody put beans in their mailbox?
I didn't know the Bean Boys were this far
Bean
west.
boys are out there.
Bean Boys are out.
The Bean
I thought she was
Boys.
worried it was like a
Oh.
Mexican gang at first. The Latin Kings were in town.
No, these are the
But
barbecue guys.
But these aren't even
These
Latin
look like
beans.
barbecue
BBQ
baked
gang.
beans. I
Yeah,
don't know.
these seem more like white supremacist beans.
Are
to be
those
honest with
Bush's baked bean boys?
Are those Yankee beans?
What does it mean when there's beans in your mailbox?
you. What does it mean?
A gang member thinks you need more fiber.
It is somebody's mailbox, and it's a picture, and somebody's got. Somebody put a can of it looks like baked beans, right?
Wonder
Oh,
if
for
she's
sure.
been.
Slop.
And overturned, and there's the beans in the
Could be the dog from the commercial. If you've been talking about the family recipe, might be a warning.
the
Oh, you
bushes.
know what? That's a good point. You start talking about the family recipe, that's when the beans do show up.
That's right.
That's the first level.
Any golden retrievers in the neighborhood
Is
just
this
lurking
gang
about?
related?
I was sharing the recipe on Pinterest.
I just gave out my homemade baked bean recipe. That's all I did.
Yeah, lady, you need to stop talking about it.
You know what? And this is the other reason I don't want to be on these apps. I don't want to know the fears and anxieties of all my neighbors. I don't want to go. I don't want to walk my dog and think that everybody's freaked out about something.
Oh, I do.
You know what I mean? The app makes me think that everybody's peeking at me, going, "What is this guy doing?"
I don't care what's going on in their house.
Yes, you do. This is why you're on these stupid sites. You care about what they're thinking.
No, I like the voyeuristic aspect of it.
Okay,
I don't care.
Yeah.
great. This is why we're in trouble.
I want to
as
make
people.
a difference.
We all just want to
I don't
watch
wanna ma-
everything
I don't
burn,
wanna-
but we don't want to do anything.
I don't want to
about
make
it
a
to help.
difference. Nothing's on fire, okay?
Apparently, that
LA.
mailbox is on bean fire. So
Nothing in my neighborhood's on fire.
Yeah. Just the West Coast.
If I was there,
I would be on the app.
I would be on the app. Is this gang related?
I think the fire was started from a can of beans that was put on fire itself and thrown into the forest.
And listen, if anything, this is very annoying. If I came out to my mailbox to get my mail and there was a can of beans in there, upside down.
That sucks.
That would be annoying.
with the Bean Boys? Your son's riding his bike. Are you one of the Bean Boys?
Here's another one. Just a friendly reminder that if Jesus was real, he wouldn't harass the server at Cracker Barrel after Sunday service because his toast didn't look exactly the way he wanted it.
That's a good point. Solid point.
What did the toast look like? I wonder.
I don't know.
What do you know about
Signed
Jesus'
server at
toast?
Cracker Barrel.
Whatever mental complex you've got isn't gonna. Whatever mental complex you've got going on isn't your server's responsibility to deal with. That's what therapy's for. Damn. Savage.
Well, we know where this person works. That's the server. That's somebody coming in hot. Probably at work from the serving station.
Dude, I'm just,
You keep mistreating servers, you might find a can of beans in your mailbox
Yeah,
when
we
you
should
wake up
connect
one
those.
morning. I think we
Same.
found the bean bandit.
Same neighborhood.
You know what? I kind of like this prank of putting a can of beans in somebody's mailbox. Not opening it.
but don't open it. Yeah,
like
yeah.
just throw like a bush
Just
of baked beans in.
unopened.
Yeah.
That might be the new duck on a Jeep for me. I might start doing
Just beans in a box.
this.
Beans in a box.
done that.
Isn't that illegal too, though? I mean, like technically speaking, doing anything to somebody's mailbox.
Yeah, you
that's,
can't
That's
do
not
it.
like it's not.
Well,
like
technically, it's
proper.
mail if you don't open it.
Yeah, if you put a stamp on it, it's mail.
Who sent me beans?
Put a stamp, a
can.
farmer stamp on a can of
You
beans.
can mail a potato, just a straight. I mean, my Bobby did it. Bobby Jaycock, he had a bit about it, and he did it for real. He's like, I just want to see if you can do it. And he just put a stamp on a potato and mailed it across the country. Wrote to and from on the potato.
And it went?
And they mailed the raw dog potato across the country.
Whoa.
I love Bobby so much.
He said he was,
That is
he was
awesome.
trying to cheer his friend up in L.A. who moved to L.A. and was depressed. He's like, what?
I'm going to send you a potato.
And he's like,
A Missouri potato.
in case you're wondering, you can just mail a single potato out of the box. If you write to and from and put a stamp on it,
Whoa.
it is legal tender.
Huh.
So
Wonder what the person did.
Technically,
with the
the baked beans is mail. She got it in the mail.
Did she eat it like baked?
I doubt it. I wouldn't.
So
I wouldn't.
disgusting.
That's past
That went through.
What could go wrong?
I love that a
the
potato
mail
had to go through
system.
like a pneumatic mail tube, like get spit out the other end.
Well, somebody's sorting actual letters, and they go, potato.
Junk mail. Junk
Another
mail,
potato
junk
today.
mail. Greeting card.
sort,
junk mail. Potato. Well,
Here's another one that I got. My snowblower left his shovel in the middle of the street if anybody wants a new shovel. What a nice neighbor.
I want to leave a note on the beans too to really sow doubt. I kind of want to leave an unopened can in this lady's mailbox and be like, you know what this means.
Right.
What does it mean? I don't know. Is this gang related?
Is this gang related?
I love that.
What's in the potato?
I love that you live in Wildwood, Missouri, and this lady's fearful of gang-related activity.
Well, yes.
That's hilarious.
That is the gang relations that are happening in West County. It's all beans.
All beans.
It's a rough group out there.
Yeah, out there it's beans. In the city it's bullets, right?
That's right.
Beans and bullets.
Beans and bullets. This one, I am a widow with 2 grown sons. And this is an actual message. Not making this up. I'm a widow with 2 grown sons who chose not to have children. So I will never have grandchildren, and I long for them. I'm wondering if there is anyone on next door who has children, but the children have no grandparents.
Oh.
Perhaps they have passed away or live in another country or are estranged. I would love to find a child or children to grandmother.
Oh.
I knit, I sing. I know gobs of stories. I would make a wonderful grandma.
That's sweet.
Oh, man.
I'm also a felon.
Yes.
Don't look at my record.
Is this the bean lady?
Write me
This feels like
as
it's
a
the
bean
same lady.
Write me a Joliet penitentiary.
Joliet?
Yeah, Joliet.
Dude, can you imagine? Someone's going to read that, and they're going to make their kids do this. Because that is very sweet.
It's very sweet.
If someone in your neighborhood is going to read that and be like, kids, get in the living room.
We're going over to Angie's
You're
house.
getting a new grandma. And you better not act up. And they're going to have to go hang out with this
With fake grandma.
fake
Sweet lady.
grandma who's still going to smell like a regular grandma. Still
something
gonna,
like
She
that.
knows a lot of stories.
I had a fake auntie whenever I was
Sure.
like an
Yeah, but
old
she
lady
didn't
that lived down the
advertise, did
street.
she?
Me too.
No, but the internet didn't exist. This was the 80s.
She didn't solicit your. She'd come to the door and be like, "Do you have a child, Jill, that I could borrow and possibly
And tell stories.
grandmother?"
Stories,
Yeah.
too.
That can happen naturally as a friend of the
Cookies full.
family.
So walk over to her house, watch Home Alone with her.
Was it a friend of the family?
To be honest with you, I don't even know. It was just a neighbor. She
Yeah.
was like this old lady that lived alone, and her house is very witchy. And I would go over there with my cousins, and we'd watch Home Alone 1 and 2,
Yeah.
and
Me
we
too.
would just enjoy. You know, she would bake us things, and it was like Hansel and Gretel, dude. Like we thought at any point we'd go in the oven, but we didn't.
Yeah.
You know, and
I
she
had
just
that
loved
too.
us.
I would go. My parents didn't even know for a while.
Right.
Because there was this old lady who had a Nintendo. And she'd let me come in and play Nintendo. And I just
You
go
know,
to her.
come to think of it, there were 2 men that
Wanna
lived.
come play
There were 2
Nintendo?
men that lived
Dude.
behind our house
Yeah.
in Flushing, Queens. Frank and Elmer on the other
Oh.
side of the fence. They were old men.
You and your bro would just go over there.
I would go over and play dominoes with them when I was
See?
like
That's
7.
Yeah.
This is when old people
rad.
were safe. Like, and you would just allow your children to just walk to their homes. I had Auntie, I don't even know what that woman's real name is. And then I had Art and Alice who lived next door, and Myrtle and Paul, a couple doors down this
Dang,
way.
if you have those names, you're safe.
Frank and Elmer.
I
had an Elmer
Frank
that
and
lived
What do you mean when
Yes.
old people were safe? It's the same amount of.
Well, now we're all afraid.
Nasty ones
now. We're
now.
all making fun of, Angie on the next door app wanting to have grandkids. Like, people are like, oh, she's a
I
villain.
gotta ask my mother what the story with those
Well, I
2
said
were.
I want to know what's going on with those 2.
Frank and Elmer? They
Yeah.
were old then. They got to be dead now, long dead.
I know.
Somebody's going to send their kids to this lady. And she's probably totally safe. I just,
There's
as a
picture of her.
kid, that
Look
is
her
not
out.
something I
Look
would
at
want.
her. There's a little picture of her. Like
As
there's
a
a
kid,
Also,
I wouldn't
I'm
want-
sure there's a school nearby or something she go volunteer and be a part of a
Yeah.
bunch of kids and surround herself with that and actually get vetted and
Right.
make sure it's legit.
Oh, I would make a wonderful grandma. Oh, I would make a wonderful grandma. I
And
feel like
she
she sung
says,
that last part.
I have gobs of stories.
Gobs.
I
is
want
a
to
lot.
hear them.
That's a lot of stories.
Yep.
LaDonna. I went to LaDonna's house, and she let me play the Friday the 13th Nintendo game when I was
I remember
too
that
young,
game.
and I got
That's edgy as
scared.
hell.
It scared me.
To be fair,
Because
everyone
when
I've ever-
Jason would come out in that game, it was scary.
To be fair, everybody I've met that's named LaDonna is the sweetest people ever.
She was awesome. And I would it's probably annoying, honestly. Like once she fed a stray cat, dude. Like once she let me play Nintendo one time,
It's over. Can I live here?
I'd go, I'm going to go ride my bike. And then I'd ride my bike to her house, knock on the door, play Nintendo for 2 hours, and then ride home.
I used to go,
God.
I was going to say, I used to walk over to Art and Alice's, go into their fence, walk in their back door. I knew where the Twinkie drawer was in the kitchen. Art
nice.
and Alice were like 80, in 1986 or when this was.
Yeah.
My mother would have no clue where I was. So I was like 2, 3 years old walking around. And my mom was like, I guess she's at the neighbor's house. Like, they didn't care.
Is
back
my
then.
mother on the chat?
Yeah, she is. She says Frank and Elmer loved Scott.
What was it? Were they brothers or what was going on there?
Come on,
Waiting
man.
for her to type.
They were.
I think you know.
I don't know.
Friends.
Honestly, I haven't thought about this.
Frank and Elmer were like
I
Bert
haven't
and
thought
Ernie.
about this.
They were like
in-
Bert and Ernie. Nobody asked too many questions. They just
I haven't thought about
slept in
this in
twin
30
beds
years.
in the same
They
bedroom.
were brothers, your mother says.
Okay.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Brothers. Frank and Elmer.
Frank
Frank
and
and
Elmer.
Elmer.
I love their names.
Dude, what rad names.
Well, I mean, I used to go, I've said this before, but I'd go into the tavern on Main Street and play 4-point pitch with these old Italian guys, and I was in a bar as a kid learning how to bet quarters on, it's basically like spades. Pitch is like spades. You pick a trump, and then you can be like, all right, diamonds is trump, and then you play for 6 hands, and you keep points, and at the end, whoever wins the pile of quarters or whatever.
You didn't need to explain to us that this is your childhood because this is completely your childhood.
Yeah.
I would have expected nothing more than you playing craps with the Italian
Listen,
dudes
we
at the
lived in an
tavern.
analog world.
Yep.
We did, but now you can't do that, man. It's a shame because there's a little girl that lives catty corner from us that used to come in the yard and play with the dogs. And I don't even think she's in school. I've said this before. I don't think she's in school.
What's the deal with the parents?
She's like it's the crackhead house. She stays with the grandma. I'll see her out there all times a day. Isabella. She's very cool, inquisitive young girl.
And you see her all hours of the day?
I see her all the time. She's always like, yeah, man. I've almost pulled this guy out of the truck for yelling at her. Like I've almost gone to jail like 10 times because it's like she's the daughter of this guy that like mooches off his grandma's girlfriend. I can just tell what's happening next door. He sits in his truck all day, and she'll be sitting in the back, and he'll be yelling at the mom like in front of her or something. And I'm like, man, I'm about to jerk this dude out this truck and take my childhood trauma out on him. And I have to like take deep breaths and go in the house and be like, this isn't your business. You're not Batman.
You've got that voice on one shoulder, and then you've got, here, Rafe comes to save the day.
Then there's like a Cajun guy in a fan belt going, Swamp Justice sound pretty good though, don't it? So it's
I
tough.
don't want to get involved.
It's hard, man. Like I've made threats in the air. That's as far as I've gotten. I've like walked past his truck with the windows down and be like, one day somebody's going to jerk you out of that truck, man. Just kind of saying it up in the air. Where he's
Right.
like, you talking to me?
Oh.
Yeah, just trying to like throw some loose, culpable deniability threats out in the air. But she's come over and knocked on the door and been like, hey, can I come in and play with the dogs? And I'm just like, I want to say yes because I know she'd be safe and away from that, but I know that I can't. Especially when I'm home alone. No way. Maybe if Tina's home, but even then, you run the risk.
How old
of
is she?
Probably like 10. It's a bummer, man, because it's like when I was a kid, you could do that in the town I lived in, but that's not the world. That's not the city, and I don't think that's
Rafe's hanging out with a 10-year-old girl.
The guy next door
during school hours,
right?
Man.
When a girl should be in school,
Or just I don't think it would matter if it was 6 p.m. It would not be better. It's just the optics are not good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's a shame.
It is a shame, and I'm like, you can play in the yard, but can't come in.
Yeah. Kids today will never know.
It's like if you ask your mom and she'll let you play with the dogs, I'll let the dogs out and you can play with Bo in the yard or something.
Yeah, today they won't know if, like back in the day, my buddy Trent and I, we would ride uptown, and there was a homeless guy named Walkin' John that everybody knew, and he always sat on a staircase next to the furniture store, and
Walkin' John
boozing.
would always be sitting on the staircase.
and he's always
Walkin'
boozing
John.
up there. And my uncle had a lawnmower shop, and he got to live behind it in like this little trailer, and but that trailer was. Whenever he passed, the trailer had trash all the way up to the ceiling, basically.
Oh,
so
man.
it was weird. But anyways,
we go up there and he would tell us stories from yesteryears, and we
Right.
thought it was the greatest thing ever. We'd be
Like the
this
old
guy's awesome.
the old hobo telling
Yes.
Yeah.
A real hobo.
a real hobo
Drinking
telling us
booze out
tales
of-
about travels across the country.
That's
Yeah, he'd drink booze out of the brown bag, everything. It was
Everybody
awesome.
had that. There was a guy named
every town.
Kenny Drew in West Frankfort, Illinois. Kenny Drew.
Was he the town drunk?
I don't know if he was town drunk, but he was always on Main Street.
So great.
And you talk to him, and it was it was always odd, and you'd see him, and up there's still Kenny walking around.
It was like, I remember walking John. I remember
Yeah.
how people talked about him. It was almost like
John.
Dude, it was almost like the Old West, like where you have the town drunk who's walking around falling into barrels and whatever the
always.
cartoons depicted. But in a
That's
weird,
all walking John.
yeah, but in a weird way, the town like just kind of looks out for him.
Yeah, because when he passed the town, like the funeral home there, they donated this amazing tombstone for him. So if you go out to the big cemetery there in Shelbina, you'll see it, and it has this awesome picture of him like walking with a stick. It just looks so cool, and it says "Walking John Tom."
Well, and probably didn't have any money, but
And had,
gave joy.
Edwardsville
it was a sad-
there was a dude named Preach Webb, and he would come into Lori's, get free meals. He'd sing with the band. Hey, 6-timer! And his brother, he lived with his brother. The town adopted him, took care of him. He died. They put a statue up, and the whole town of Edwardsville shut down.
Oh,
the day he
that's
died.
nice.
And
I
they
love
paid.
that.
That's nice.
But with Moon, dude,
Could have helped him.
I've said
Could have
this.
gave him a couple bucks when he was alive, but okay, we'll get a
He
I'm
did,
sure he's
dude. He-
appreciating that statue in
Yeah,
death.
he owns
He
the
was
place.
completely taken. He'd go to the flower shop, and the girls would put a flower, and he'd be like, "I got a phone number," and he'd just have chicken scratch on a piece of paper. He'd be like, "Hey, Captain, friends," and then he'd show me like a little piece of paper with chicken scratch. He'd be like, "Got a number today,"
Ooh.
and I'm like, "Preach! You better stay away from my girlfriend." Like the whole town took care of this dude, and he was a great guy. But that is the problem with small towns deal with homelessness in a different way because you only have one or two.
Yeah.
There's enough for you to handle the problem, and
Yeah.
it becomes like a town mascot
Yeah.
who people kind of take care. Everybody knew there was a guy named Captain Caveman who walked around barefoot, and he'd have like a briefcase full of Schnucks bags that he said was his business.
Yeah.
Right.
And he'd be riding a 10-speed with no seat on it. Nobody knew where he got it. That guy could have been a millionaire for all we know. We never knew where he came from. He'd ride into town. He'd hang out all day, pick up some. He'd have a Schnucks bag full of other Schnucks bag hanging from the steering wheel of an old 10-speed. Pick up some aluminum cans, going about his business, and you're just like,
Didn't bother anybody.
for all I know,
No.
dude, he lived in a mansion right outside of town. No one knew where he came from. He's like Bagger Vance.
Could have been. I got a bit nostalgic the other day. Listen, I didn't have any smokers in my house, but and this got me thinking when I was watching that Jerry Springer documentary, and my son walked in and he goes, "What is this?" I go, "This was the late '90s, mid to late '90s. This is what was number one on TV." And to try to look at him and try to explain what life in the '90s was like, and then I found this article about Marlboro Miles,
Oh yeah.
and it was an old catalog.
Looked at it many times in my
It
childhood.
was an old catalog for what you could buy with your Marlboro Miles.
I used to encourage my father to keep chugging away at those damn things that killed him so we could get a bike.
And to try to explain,
Did you get the bike?
No,
The bike was the
Rookie.
biggest thing in the.
Yeah.
It was the most unattainable thing.
it was. You had to die. Like you had to smoke yourself dead to get the Marlboro
Every
bike.
family member had to get cancer.
Yeah.
as
well, to
well.
try
Right.
to explain to a 15-year-old who's gone through all the anti-smoking campaigns,
Yeah.
smokers now are shunned. You can't smoke anywhere anymore.
Well, yeah, we don't want you to smoke because you're killing yourself.
Except the casino.
Well, except the casino.
Well, that's how you win money.
Well, even that's starting to go away. There are some casinos you cannot smoke.
I like how you're saying we're shunning smokers. It's not that. It's like, hey, man, you're literally polluting your lungs. We just want you to be here for a little bit
No,
longer.
it is true. Smokers are relegated to a little space outside.
Nobody wants to breathe
Here's-
in that.
It's not the smokers that are relegated. It's the smoke.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about the smokers.
Yeah, without the smoke.
I care. I want
Without
everybody
the smokers,
to stop
there's no
smoking.
smoke.
but
so
you
they
know
are,
what I'm saying. Like it's
I hate
it's not my
They're
business.
relegated to a little area outside a building, like 100 yards away from a building
we're
now.
trying to smoke them out, dude. Like, we'll just get you in a corner, and then hopefully you guys just stop smoking. I get it; it's the hardest thing to quit ever. I'm very empathetic to that, but all my friends that are still smoking in 2025, like I have a friend that just started smoking up again, and I go, "What the hell are you doing?" I get times are tough. Like as somebody who has lost a lot of people to lung cancer, please stop. And I know this is virtue signaling, but I'm literally trying to save your life.
my point here is trying to explain to my son,
Yeah.
like, hey, there was a time where the more you smoked, like you cut out.
You cut the
You
miles
cut
out.
the miles off the cigarette
and
packs.
You collect them in a can.
And you send them in, and
Yes.
you get stuff.
And let me
Cool
explain the
stuff.
currency exchange rate to you, boy.
And you get logoed things.
Yeah.
You
with-
smoke
Yeah, dude.
the amount of dollars that transferable to a Marlboro mile to buy the bike in the back of the Marlboro. The bike Lern wanted was $3,800 worth of cigarettes.
Right.
You could buy a Chevy S10 in the 90s for $3,800.
Yeah.
But that's like no one was paying attention to the currency exchange rate of these Marlboro miles.
Well, also,
it was insane.
Also, think about, okay, so now a pack of cigarettes will run you like $10.
Yeah.
Okay, back then in the 90s, a pack of cigarettes would be like, $2, if that. Mm-hmm. So you needed to smoke a lot, to get anything worthwhile.
Yes.
A lot.
And just going through this old catalog.
Oh, I need to look it up.
I bet you that bike. So, by the way, it was a foldable Fuji Marlboro branded mountain
cool.
bike. And I bet you, if you find one of those things at a Goodwill or a thrift store or something, buy it. I bet you that's worth something.
Yeah.
Dude, there is
It's
a
kind of a
lot.
silly collectible.
I bet you that it's not.
There's an obscene amount of camping equipment.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the catalog is mostly camping equipment.
Yeah, they're about health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, smoking
Yeah,
outdoors
smoke
ain't
out
nothing
here.
like
Start
that.
these
You're
forest
more
fires aren't
likely
going to
to
start
keep
themselves.
It's like a lot. It's crazy because I didn't realize how much camping equipment it was.
Was it like the
$289 Fuji Marlboro mountain bike, never assembled, local pickup, eBay.
How much?
how much?
That
$289.
seems like a bargain.
My dream
What
is
a
coming
bargain.
true this year.
You want the bike?
Brand new, never assembled, local pickup, baby.
You
all I
want the
wanted-
bike?
that's all I wanted in the 90s.
Is it Marlboro logoed?
Oh yeah.
Let me
it's
see
the
that.
Marlboro logoed
What?
Fuji. It's still got the plastic on it. Look.
Hot damn.
Let me see that.
Is it the Fuji
Look at
one?
this freaking
Oh, that
thing.
is
Oh,
sweet.
yeah.
Logo
Nice.
up front.
Are you
It's still got the
crazy?
plastic. Wheels never assembled in the front.
Yo, make an investment.
This thing's brand
Yeah,
new,
yo,
dude.
make it
Hold on
worth
to
it.
that for a couple
You need a
years.
bike?
Couple, 2, 3. You'll
What
be
kind of
able to
seats
sell
on
it.
that thing?
That's the perfect bike for me to ride around too.
It doesn't have one.
I'll go in halvesies with you. We can have joint custody of the Marlboro bike.
All right, I think that's a good idea.
right.
So with all the anti-smoking campaigns of well now
There's one that comes with a lock and it's $525. That's an expensive lock.
wow. Well, they don't even do anti-smoking campaigns anymore. Now it's anti-vaping.
120
No kids.
pre-owned.
No kids are taking up smoking cigarettes now. Now it's all vaping. But even like in the 90s when they started the hardcore anti-smoking campaigns, and then to have, your buddy's dad collecting all these miles,
Yes.
it was wild.
Yeah, I definitely had a fanny pack from Marlboro magazine.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
dude.
Greg.
And the Marlboro Miles program was through the 90s and even went into the early 2000s. Each pack or carton of Marlboro cigarettes came with a specific number of miles listed on the box. And smokers would tear out the miles and then save them up for these rewards.
Were there like bonuses? Like if you got cartons and stuff, like you might get a pack with
Oh, I'm sure.
extra miles or something?
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, I think a carton, right? Cartons would be. Would a carton be more miles?
Yeah, it
Oh,
would.
you got
yeah,
miles
dude.
You
off
got
the
bulk.
carton?
This was the fanny pack I had, just to show everyone. $135 on eBay. Came with a water bottle. Check this
Yep.
thing
Nice.
out.
Oh, that's rad.
This
In
was-
Marlboro Red.
And Marlboro Red.
Red.
Tell you what, no
So
filter.
remember, Camel tried to do it too with Camel Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they
They
did
had cool
it.
stuff too.
I had a Camel windbreaker, dog. Joe Camel.
Oh, before the
Don't try.
Before
Camel
they
Bucks
struck the
didn't.
camel?
Don't try to treat it like secondary currency. Camel Bucks was a legitimate currency.
Oh, I thought Camel Bucks was like we tried.
No,
We're
Camel.
trying to do the same thing.
There's a lot of Joe Camel merch floating around out
Yeah.
there, dude.
Well, Joe Camel was
You got
was the mascot,
they call it Camel Cash.
which was it Camel Cash or Camel Bucks?
Camel Cash. I'm
Camel
looking at it
Cash.
right now. Here's a
Camel
Camel
Cash.
Cash 1998 catalog. Whoa.
What year?
This is a 1998
Yeah,
catalog.
1998. Yeah, Marlboro Miles was first, and then the Camel Cash.
You could buy a Stetson hat cowboy hat with Marlboro miles.
Dang.
Think about
That's pretty sick.
Joe Camel as the mascot for a cigarette brand.
Oh yeah, they made him stop.
They made him stop, but he was like, right, Joe Cool.
He was the coolest guy.
He was the cool. Sunglasses.
I've never seen a camel more sexy than Joe Camel.
Yeah, Joe Camel had on a tuxedo.
Never,
He
but he
did.
was always
never
with
cooler.
human ladies.
Yeah, I always had hot broads with him.
I did know that back in high school, you know, most people were smoking the Marlboros or whatever the cheaper ones were. And then you got the guys that had been smoking since 8th grade. And
Yeah.
by senior year, they were on some Camel, no filter, Turkish, something or others. Like, that was for the big boys.
But then it got really healthy in the early 2000s with American Spirits.
Those were just starting to be like
Yeah.
buy one get one.
What's that? The American
Turkish
Spirits?
Golds, like when Camel started making all those.
But they were
It'd
like,
be like the buy one get one free packs. That's why all the high school kids were smoking them.
but weren't they like heavier in nicotine? Like they had more stuff?
Might have been.
There was some sort of version where it was like, this is for the pros.
I will tell you, 1,000%. Me and my brothers got a joint Christmas gift. Because every once in a while, I'm sure you and your brother had the same thing. It'd be something for you guys to share. And we opened it up, and it was a Marlboro dartboard. Straight up bought with Marlboro.
Nice.
miles.
Well, okay, so
Look at this.
Aaron says Marlboro packs were worth 5 miles per pack. There were no points for a carton. It was just per pack.
Yeah, but you get 10 packs in a carton.
Right.
Look at this. The
20 packs in a carton.
The Camel Cash catalog.
Isn't it 20 packs
I
a
think it's
carton?
10, but maybe you're right.
Joe Cool cartoon leaning out of a convertible, and then it says, "Tell him Joe sent you."
Yeah, hell yeah. That's market. That's, hey, you want a kid to smoke?
I think they designed Joe Camel off of Paul Hogan.
Look how cool this guy is, Joe's Place.
Yeah.
Doesn't that camel kind of remind, like if Paul
A
Hogan,
Crocodile Dundee?
if Paul Hogan was an animal, he'd be Joe Camel.
If he put a tux on. I see what you're saying, though. He kind of looks like the Fonz here.
He's got a leather jacket and a
the-
white T-shirt. It's awesome.
And the sunglasses.
How cool is he,
And the-
man? Let's bring back Joe Camel.
no,
Let's bring him
Get
back.
kids smoking again.
let's get these kids
Where's
wearing
my
jackets
original
and
cartoon?
smoking.
Let's get Spuds McKenzie and Joe Camel
Oh,
back.
I love
Let's
Spuds. We should
Let's
bring
go.
him back.
If you had Spuds McKenzie and Joe Camel at a party, that's going to be off the hook.
All right, here's some of the Marlboro mile rewards. So you get the windbreaker with matching pants. So if you want to look like a late 80s NBA player warming up before a game, there you go. There was a mess kit,
Nice.
Sweet.
like enough utensils and bowls to have a big camping party or just a couple days camping solo without having to do dishes. There was the barbecue set. Is that cigarette smoke or the smell of burgers cooking on the grill? I don't know.
It's both.
Oh my gosh! I found a guy on eBay who only deals in Marlboro stuff. I mean, he's got the Marlboro Market corner.
He's got all that
He's
stuff.
got every.
I wonder if there was like a surplus, like when they stopped doing it.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
he
yeah.
went in and bought a lot of the stuff.
I mean, he's got it all, dude. It's just thing after thing after thing, nothing but Marlboro, including all the catalogs. He has all the catalogs and
Oh yeah, okay. There's the Marlboro flashlight. The
Coleman.
flashlight.
Coleman, of course.
The beach towel,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
which white might not have been a great choice for smokers. The lantern. Let everyone know when you're camping by shining this lantern into the sky like a bat signal. Here we go. There was the stopwatch you could buy, which I don't know what you're timing because you're definitely, if you smoke that many cigarettes, you're not running.
Right, how fast you're smoking.
No, it's, somebody
how
else
fast
is
you
running.
how fast you can smoke a single cig.
I bet you couldn't do that
That's-
dart in under 60 seconds. Go.
That's another item that you don't see anymore. Is that getting pushed out of the world?
Well, stopwatch?
Stop-
Yeah.
Well, it's on our
Oh, we
phone.
have
I know it's on our phone, but you don't see those old school where it had a little nylon rope and
Yeah, this was the one on the nylon rope.
Yeah, they're all
you
gold.
figure smoking and stopwatches are an unusual pairing, honestly.
Maybe the PE teacher needed something to do.
I don't know.
Branded stopwatch.
The CD holder,
Oh yeah,
was cool.
this guy has one for sale.
the coffee pot, which is called like a camping stove.
Yeah, he had one for sale
Coffee
too.
pot.
Now, does that one have a logo? Because what I could
No,
see
this
was
was
just blue.
straight blue.
Yeah, I saw that.
Boone, go down to the cat. We're on the same thing. Go down to the catalog photo
oh,
where it
right
shows. No, where it shows it open. Go up some. I think you went too far.
here? That's all the way to the top.
Oh, we'll go down to where there's an open page right there. Go up two more. You're almost there. One more. Look at that. They got like a leather jacket with a wool collar.
This is 2004, by the way.
Thing's sweet, dude.
this is the
Suede
04.
range jacket. I'd wear that thing, man.
Here's a Marlboro Miles gear catalog from 2006. They were doing it
Oh, yeah. It went into the 2000s.
not long ago.
It went into the 2000s. You could buy the emergency flashlight radio combo, the Marlboro Miles dominoes, fishing gear. Like get fishing gear.
Walkie-talkie?
Oh, see if you could find the leather coaster in a spur holder.
Oh yeah, I just passed
So
it.
like leather coasters, leather Marlboro
there it is.
coasters in a spur.
Look at that, dude. That's awesome looking.
That is sweet.
And I might have a cigarette if you give me that.
The Swiss Army watch, which actually the Swiss Army watch
Yeah, that's right here.
was not logoed.
Oh,
Did not
dude.
have a Marlboro logo.
Yes,
on
it does. It actually does on the back.
On the back of it?
Yeah, it's got it says Marlboro. It's all carved in, and it's got the back. I just passed that one too.
They had two-way radio watch set. They were way ahead of their time.
It was the first cell phone.
The fleece vest,
Oh, yes.
Heck yeah, dude.
good for the farm or golf or just showing off the guns, whatever. Hey, listen, my torso's warm, but I'm showing off my guns.
That's right.
See if they also have the Mile Saver, which looked like a denim pocket,
Miles.
So you can put
Saver.
your little miles
but you could
in?
put your miles in it.
All right.
What is that?
Hey, your account manager.
I can't even tell what
Oh,
those
that's
things
a brand. You
The
can
duffel bag
brand yourself with a Marlboro
are.
brander.
No way.
The playing cards that had the Marlboro Man on them,
Sweet.
the poker set.
Do you think the Marlboro Man is the gateway shadow to those little cutouts that you see on like farmer's land of the cowboy leaning up against the
fence
the
post?
barn?
Smoking?
Yeah, like
Probably.
I think that's where that came from. Somebody was like, you know what? I love the Marlboro Man's silhouette. I'm going to cut it out of this here plywood and paint it black and put it in like a scarecrow in my.
Maybe.
Barn.
The Marlboro Man, the original guy, I think died of lung cancer.
Yeah.
And I think very much regretted.
Yeah, they don't put his throat box in the cutout at your grandma's house. You know what I mean?
He very much regretted being the spokesperson for.
Yeah. And there was another.
Was he hot?
Yeah.
Hell
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
he was.
There was another one that did it for years, but he was never a smoker.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. there's
Yeah,
another one that did
he's
not
because
smoke.
he's up in Montana now. I think he's
Joe
a legit
says,
cowboy.
Have the small barbecue pit camera, a couple duffel bags, 2 rafts, shirts.
2 rafts. Wow, that's cool.
I love the fact that it's all camping and outdoor stuff. And
Yeah. I mean, the two-way watch radio set was sweet, dude. It was way ahead of its time. The predecessor to the Apple Watch. You could talk to a person on the other end. It was like some Star Trek business.
I'll tell you what, and if you got your Marlboro dartboard, pretty good quality, right?
It was of good. I'm not going to lie to you. It's in this. You can see it right here in this catalog that Boone's got pulled up. The Roadhouse dartboard. Wooden cabinet presented in oak finish with custom design on front.
Like, it was pretty decent stuff, if I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I had a buddy who had the Marlboro duffel bag.
And it was
like pretty, like, good canvas. Like a good canvas
We have
duffel
it.
bag.
Hey, jump into the Camel Cash. Look at this on eBay.
See,
A Camel GT trucker hat and sunglasses, $200.
But that looks like cheap stuff. Like, honestly, the camel cash stuff looks like cheap stuff.
Remember
sunglasses look pretty good.
the school? What do you call those? The school jacket? The
Letterman jacket?
Yeah, they had those for the Marlboro that everyone in a small town wore.
No way, dude.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
came
Leather
pre-stained.
With the
And those look cool, dude. I
with the
thought they
leather
were
sleeves.
Well,
Yeah.
And if you smoked more, you got a varsity M.
Nice.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm on the
this-
smoking team.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm on the. There was a Wurlitzer jukebox you could get. Like a full-size jukebox, like you would see back in the day, like a Wurlitzer with like the records in it. You get on Marlboro Miles.
How many cigarettes? How many
look.
packs of cigarettes you need to smoke?
I don't know. It's got to be 1 million packs
that.
of
Yeah.
cigs.
Yo, the beach towel is pretty freaking
The beach
cool.
towel. Yeah.
It's so cool. Look at this, man.
Right,
That
the
too.
one in white.
Marlboro Adventure Team.
That's the attainable one.
Right.
Those
you
are
smoke so many
attainables.
cigarettes, you're not getting it. You're out of breath in 3 steps. But try to explain this to a 15-year-old, like, hey, man, the more you smoke, they rewarded you. They rewarded you.
Oh my gosh! Did you start talking
The
about
dominoes,
this?
the
Look at
yeah.
those. Those are
Nice,
cool as
right?
heck. The
Yeah,
red
those
with
are
the
rad, man.
The Marlboro
black dots?
dominoes.
Wow, that's neat.
Even the branding was very hyper masculine. The It says at the top of the page where you select all of your items, when the dust settles, this is the gear that'll get you there.
Here's the back of the watch. See
That
this?
sounds like a cowboy.
Oh, yeah. But you see the front of the Swiss Army watch.
Yeah, it's just got the
it
Swiss
just says
logo.
Swiss Army. But the back hides that Marlboro logo. Yeah, there's the mile saver.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I want the lighter.
It's
a denim pocket.
It's a denim pocket that you put your miles in.
dumb.
With a magnet on the back for the fridge.
Look at something taking on field trip.
That's the silliest looking thing I've ever seen. Mile saver.
The mile
Marlboro
saver.
Country Store.
Anyway. Somebody said Zinn's doing it now.
No
Really?
way.
I mean, it makes sense.
Hey, tried and true
Zinn's rocking right now.
successful
Zinn's the thing.
campaign.
Zinn's the thing right now. But again, the quality of all that Marlboro Miles gear, you're not matching that today. Now you're all cheap, and now everything's cheap.
I know.
You know, everything's made in China, and it's, you know, cheap crap.
I have a Joe Camel windbreaker I got for a sketch show I did, and I ordered it off eBay, and it was like there's no interior. It was like plastic, and then when you open it up, there is no lining on the inside. It's
Right.
just plastic on the inside. It was very, very low. Like you feel like you're gonna rip it if you move the wrong
Yeah.
way. Marlboro didn't roll like that.
No.
I'm looking at the Virginia Slims ads because, I mean, they were marketed towards women predominantly. I mean, they rarely even had a damn cigarette in their hand. It's just hot chicks,
Yeah.
like living their best life, zero cigarette.
Even your
Even
your cigarettes had to be skinny.
So in
Yeah.
magazine, and listen, when was the last time I actually picked up a magazine?
I subscribe to Vogue.
Do they don't have cigarette ads anymore, do they?
I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Oh, man, check this
Is
out.
are cigarette ads allowed anymore?
I think at Rolling Stone, they used to print them up still, like Newports. I feel like I saw an advertisement for that recently, but I don't know.
Huh. Well, now they do the smokeless tobacco. I know there are a ton of ads for that.
Here's your Camel Cash update. The parties in a class action lawsuit accusing R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company of breaching contract with consumers during its Camel Cash promotion agreed to settle the lawsuit for $4.8 million. Lead plaintiffs, so-and-so and so-and-so, initiated the Camel Cash class action lawsuit alleging that the tobacco company misled consumers with the promotion. The Camel Cash promotion took place from October 1, 1991 through March 31st, 2007. And as a part of the promotions, R.J. Reynolds attached Camel Cash C-notes to packages of Camel brand filtered cigarettes, and consumers could redeem C-notes for various items of merchandise listed in catalogs. Well, in November of 2009, the plaintiffs alleged that the Camel Cash promotion was canceled suddenly without notice to consumers.
Oh, so all of a sudden
So they were collecting.
we're saving up, and then all of a sudden you just your rug pulled us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
And they were awarded $4.8 million.
Oh, they got $4.8 million?
The class action was.
Okay.
yes.
Damn.
Man, wow.
It was the Wild West for a while, dude. There's a Tom Selleck Salem ad. No wonder my mom smoked Salems. She probably saw this, dude. There's Tom Selleck in like a green shirt with his muscles bulging out. I don't let anything get in the way of my enjoyment. Tom Selleck. Salem's and Salem 100s.
Oh, yeah, with a shirt with
And that's like peak Selleck, dude. That's pre
with like four buttons down open.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Chest hair
Nice.
out.
Chest hair out. Mustache.
pushing the menthols, baby.
Mustache looking hot. Anyway. That's just a little walk down memory lane. What are we dealing with today, though? What are we dealing with today?
What's on the docket today?
Headline. A monkey jumped into a Starbucks drive-thru and assaulted a barista.
Okay, let's deal with
This is
this.
what we're dealing with now.
No more monkeys jumping through the drive-thru.
Or do they have pup cup? Like, what's
Was
that?
it in a jungle?
No, look up an Aotus night monkey. AOTUS.
Aotus.
I think I've driven one of
Yeah,
those.
these things are cute as hell. They're the monkeys with big eyes, and they I don't know if they have ears.
Oh, they are so cute.
Oh, yeah, these are the cool.
Tiny ears. They look a little different. They almost look like a mix of the two monkeys that I was thinking of. Those little
It's like a round head.
a round head, as opposed to what?
Well, you know, like everybody's head here is oval shape.
Oh, okay. I was like, I've never heard.
No, like
you know the guy with the round head.
like a round, like a Charlie Brown head.
Let's
It's an
see.
Aota monkey.
Night monkey,
Aotus. AOTUS night monkey.
also known as the owl monkey.
Yeah, they got big eyes. Well, anyway, it could be, listen, it could be challenging working a drive-through anywhere. And now you have to worry about being bitten by monkeys, I guess. On the morning of Friday the 10th, this was not last week, but the week before, police in Alabama were called to a Starbucks. Somebody's pet monkey had jumped from the owner's car into the drive-through window and started attacking an employee. And this thing was an Aotis night monkey. The employee said she'd never interacted with this woman before that drove through. She says that as soon as the woman lowered her window, the monkey leapt out of the car, through the drive-through, and started gnawing on her hand.
Ooh.
Oh, my gosh.
Then climbed up her arm and then started biting her ears.
Dang.
What a fool, by the way. If you're going to have an exotic pet, the one that you don't go for is the one like variation in primates or in monkeys, the one that's adapted to nocturnality. It's literally called a night monkey because it's active at night. So yeah, now you got a monkey that wants to sleep during the day and party at night.
Party at night.
Well, it needed a coffee. I mean, that's why they're at Starbucks.
It probably sleep
So
deprived.
she says as soon as the woman opened up the window, this thing jumped out of the window into the drive-through window,
Yeah.
attacked the poor drive-through worker. The attack ended when another employee grabbed the monkey and threw it back out the window.
Oh my God!
Golly.
Lord.
Grabbed this thing and then threw it back out the window.
They had a Marlboro monkey thumper they got off the catalog.
Oh man, that reminds me of the video of the. You guys seen that where like the bobcat attacked a woman in her driveway, and the husband grabbed it.
Oh, yeah.
and looked at it and figured out there was a bobcat and just
tossed
chucked it. I mean, threw it 20 yards.
Oh, my.
So imagining this other employee just chucking this monkey back through the window at the woman in the car. The monkey went into the woman's car and she drove away. The owner did come back inside to check on the employee, but would not leave her name or any information. The employee was taken to a hospital. She had to get stitches and vaccinations. Like they had to treat this woman for rabies.
Yeah.
Which I don't think those are pleasant shots.
No.
Are those the ones that go into the stomach?
I don't know.
I think there's an easier one now. They just go right through the eye.
Right through the eyeball? Yeah, just one. I always heard if you got, you had rabies, you had a rabies vaccination, like they had to do it in your stomach.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's true or not, or if that's an old wives' tale. I know that if you get rabies, you're done.
Yeah.
Where was this? This is Alabama? Alabama, sir?
Alabama, yeah.
Where? It seems like a state that wouldn't. Well, maybe not.
Please.
Who knows?
Everybody's got exotic pets in Alabama.
Wouldn't take kindly to owning monkeys.
I don't know. Listen. I don't know what's going on down there. But everybody's got to be on their toes.
It's two different states,
Yeah.
too. Alabama, like northern Alabama, totally different vibe than South. South is like
South is a swamp?
half. No, it's like Gulf Shores and all that. It's like half Florida, half Mississippi, you know? There's an interesting vibe going on down in. It's a couple.
Is there a lot of swampland in Alabama?
Yeah, probably.
Deltoid muscle, by the way, for the rabies.
Where's that?
Shoulder.
Shoulder, okay.
Muscle Shores has got the swampers, right?
The rabies.
Muscle shoals.
Muscle
Yes,
shoals?
Muscle shoals.
Muscle
No, see,
shores.
Muscle
that's
Shores.
that's up in northern Alabama.
The rabies vaccine is not given in the stomach since the 80s.
But if you get
So in
rabies,
the 80s it was.
if you get rabies, like if you actually get it, you're done. I don't think there's a cure for it. I think if you get it, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll mess you up.
I think we've talked about it. I've seen videos of like people that have it and they're scared of water and they can't drink and it's a horrible.
Oh
horrible
yeah,
death.
because there's like a like an involuntary thing to not swallow it, right? It's like choke it. They choke if they
It's
drink.
it's a horrible way to die.
You dehydrate essentially, and your brain. It also swells your brain and makes you like
Smart.
pretty much insane. Yeah.
So the woman who was bitten, so she had to get stitches. She had to get all these rabies vaccinations. Her ear was in rough shape. She'll be all right. The police identified the woman who owned the monkey as a woman named Tammy Gartner. She refused to comment to the media because I guess the news down there in Alabama went to her like, hey, any comment? She didn't say anything because she didn't want to put her pet at risk. For what it's worth, she had 2 monkeys in the car that day.
Chimp crazy. This Tanya? Do we need to look into our good friend? Is this
Other employees say they've seen her with multiple monkeys before. They say she often has them wearing leashes and costumes and diapers. Cops are investigating. Tammy could be looking at charges. They didn't say what those might be.
Well, I mean, if you have a dog that attacks someone and bites them, and you're charged, what's that charge?
In her defense, she did have a coffee cup that said, "Don't talk to my monkeys before they've had their coffee." So, legally, she might be off the hook.
According to info provided by Animal Services, she has been cited for 2 municipal violations involving not restraining the animal. So
Prior to this?
So
And what was her name?
3 strikes, monkey's out.
Tammy Gartner.
Oh, okay. Because Tanya was...
Tanya Haddix.
Yeah. Tammy. Okay.
Tammy Tommy. Tammy Tanya.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
So there's that woman.
Tammy.
This one, dude, this is a wild story. There are some people that should not be walking amongst us, that need to be locked away somewhere.
okay?
A guy, I guess, was accidentally put in a group text with a family. So this guy's name is Jose Israel Tehran Jr. He's 21 years old. Okay. Back on December 30th, he was mistakenly added to a group text of family members discussing the details of a 9-month-old kid's baptism. Okay. Jose, not part of the family, responded, "That's a nice Caucasian baby. How much you want?" And this is in a group text with family members that this guy was accidentally put in. So the creator of the thread discovered that I guess her uncle had changed his cell phone number, which was now being used by this Jose guy. That's how he's put in the thing. And she told Jose wrong number and then tried to block him. But he continued to text the group asking, "Are you not interested in selling? I'm willing to start the bid at $500,000.
Oh my god!
And the 9-month-old's dad called Jose and was like, "Hey, what's the deal here?" He said he had bought babies for their organs and was willing to pay the baby.
Oh,
willing to
please.
pay for the baby in cash or Bitcoin.
Please.
He said he was willing to meet the same night for the purchase and confirm he knew the address of the church where the baptism was going to happen. That was all in the group thread.
This family's getting trolled so bad.
Yeah.
Jose does not have $500,000 for baby organs.
When questioned about the messages, Jose told police he thought the group thread was spam, which, okay, fine. But here's the deal. He was picked up earlier this week in a road rage shooting.
Oh, well. I'm not saying he doesn't have any rage issues. I'm just saying I doubt he's got $500K.
He was driving a car on Monday afternoon when he pulled out a gun and shot a guy inside the semi with a. I guess the guy was hitting the leg, so he shot through the door of a semi driving next to him. So I guess careful who you put in those group threads.
I guess so.
Can't have heroes anymore.
And let your families know you changed your number.
That's right. And all right, one more thing. Back on the animal tip. A new study has found fentanyl and other pharmaceutical medications found in common bottlenose dolphins along the Texas coastline. So beginning in 2022, researchers started collecting blubber samples from dolphins in Laguna Madre, which is located near South Padre Island, up to Corpus Christi Bay. Now, researchers were looking to see if opioids and pharmaceutical medications were inside the dolphins. And the research project started from an analysis of a dead dolphin in a couple of years that was found to have fentanyl. Like, how are the dolphins getting fentanyl on them?
Right.
So in 2022, the research team took samples from 89 dolphins. 83 were live, 6 were dead. 18 of the dolphins tested had fentanyl in their systems, while 30 samples tested positive for other medications, like sedatives and muscle relaxers. Now, researchers are figuring out why these dolphins have all these drugs in them. They're thinking people are flushing medications down toilets.
Yeah.
Really? Or do you think it's drug drops in the ocean there? Or the Gulf?
Like getting rid of drugs, like if Coast Guard,
they'll
Pulls you
do
over and
drops
they're like,
where you
just
go.
drop them in the ocean.
Yeah, they'll do drops where they fly them over, drop stuff out there. Then people are supposed to go pick them up, but they get, a lot of stuff gets lost. And
Well,
Eaten by
one
dolphins.
researcher says, in all likelihood, although we don't know with certainty, one possible route of exposure could be from wastewater treatment plants that are not treating pharmaceuticals.
no,
Humans are consuming various drugs, including birth control and Tylenol. And they're even talking about, like, duty. They then excrete them into the toilets, and those drugs are inside the water.
great.
The same goes for people who flush unused medications down their toilets.
I like how people are still doing that after how many years have you heard this? not to
Cocaine
do?
bear, methy dolphins.
Well, even
Meth
if you
dolphins.
take some of the stuff and you poop in the toilet, the wastewater treatment plants are not filtering that stuff out, and the dolphins are.
High as hell.
What's this
Dolphins
cool
are
that's
high
getting
as
dumped
hell.
into the Gulf?
What is it that's making it into their systems?
Fentanyl, sedatives like
FIN?
muscle relaxers and birth control stuff, and
Man,
If it's birth control stuff, that sounds more like wastewater. I can't imagine anyone dumping birth control off the side of a cartel boat.
right.
man, Jimmy's swimming
Probably
slow
through
today.
our waist. I mean, that stuff stays in you, man.
He's super chill. Must have swam by that sewer with that came from the really relaxed, the muscle relaxer guy.
Well, another way the drugs get into the dolphins is through what they eat. And dolphins are apex predators of the sea and consume foods like shrimp and fish. And humans eat a lot of the same food that dolphins do. And researchers now like, hey, if the dolphins are getting this stuff in their systems, it could work their way back into humans.
Well, we already have a credit card in us for microplastics, and I think that the microdosing of methamphetamines is inevitable. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
But the muscle relaxers too. So
Yeah, see you later.
chill, man.
Chill, dude.
I'm pretty
Peace
relaxed.
and love. Peace and love.
Man, he doesn't seem like himself. There's just some dolphin nodding off. Come on, man.
So what's the fix
Play
here?
with this beach ball I found.
Well, stop flushing your drugs.
Well,
All right, but
I guess
nobody's flushing birth control.
if we're putting wastewater into the Gulf, then that probably means Mexico is as well. And I wonder what their treatment is compared to ours, or if it's better
Maybe.
or worse.
Yeah, maybe they don't have the same standards.
Yeah.
I don't think there are any standards. I don't know. Oceans are pretty messed up right now.
It's crazy.
Just watch what you flush, okay?
okay.
Scott, stop flushing your fentanyl. You're killing the
Sorry,
dolphins.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
You're killing the dolphins. All right,
I like Finn.
let's take a break. But first, oh, they were going to say it's fentanyl.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, today's Team Rizz Remember the Day is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Check out the all-new Hot Shots Lindbergh. Also, this Sunday is Champ Bash at the Hot Shots in Fenton. Join us in the Fast Lane for a broadcast starting at 11 a.m. From O'Fallon, Missouri, Nastasia Zarapi is on. Nastasia Zarnapi. Got it. Nastasia is a longtime RizzShow fan, has attended many of the show events in the past, like RizzShow Night at the Blues, Punk Rock Christmas. She's always a topic of, we're always a topic of a discussion for her and her husband. They love to take sides whenever there's a debate or game on the show. She loves Lern, she loves Moon, she loves Rafe, she loves King Scott, and she puts up with me. I'm kidding.
yeah.
Loves me too. Nastasia Zarnapi from O'Fallon is our Team Rizz member of the day. Get super sweet Team Rizz member of the day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, we'll take our first break in the morning. We'll come back with Crap on Celebrities. It is 7:10. It is Wednesday. Traffic and weather. First look, Moon, coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We have severe delays, 20 minutes and increasing. 70 eastbound between 370 and Zumbel. Average speed about 10 miles an hour, so be careful. Your point forecast, partly sunny, high of 36. Right now it's 16 at the Point Studio.
All right, Lern, what do you got for us?
We have tours and festival news. Crowd surfing. How much is too much? The Billies get together awkwardly. And what is the most erotic horror films of all time?
All right, we got what?
Yeah, sit down. It's going to be a big one.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. All that and more next. And you grab on Celebrity. Stay there.
Hey, everybody. It's Jeff Burton from the Rizzuto Show. Thanks for tuning into the Facebook takeover with, my goodness, Taylor Momsen. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm going to get the geeky fan side of this out of the way first, which nobody watching is going to be surprised about. But I've been a fan for a while. You and I have chatted a handful of times. And the last couple of times that we did it, I'm sure you don't remember this, but we do a picture together, and I started collecting them. Can you see that?
Sports fans, great news. Underdog is now available to play in our state. Underdog is the ultimate platform to cash in on all your playoff predictions. Who's heating up? Who's cooling down? With over 5 million happy players and $2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to turn your sports knowledge into real cash. Now, here's how it works. It's super simple. With the Champs game, you can win up to 1,000 times your money by choosing higher or lower on player stats like yards, or touchdowns, or interceptions. And you could mix and match your entries across football and basketball and hockey. And you get even bigger payouts that way. And here's the best part. Underdog gives you the power to cash out whenever you want with their Win Now feature. Plus, with Underdog Rescues, even an early injury doesn't have to ruin your entry. You'll get a promo to try again. And listen, I've had a blast playing Underdog this past football season. So this week, you got the divisional playoffs. The conference championship games. So Travis Kelce, for the past 14 playoff games, he has over 70 yards receiving. So should you go higher, or is he going to do it again? Or should you go lower? Is he not going to do it again? I don't know. Figure it out. Underdog is the best place to play. Sign up now with promo code Rizz to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And Missouri fans, you'll earn an extra $50 bonus when you play your first $5 entry. That's promo code RIZZ. Must be 18 and older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. $10 deposit minimum. See UnderdogFantasy.com for terms and conditions. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Joined in the point studio now by the mastermind behind Ghost, Tobias Forge. How are you, man?
I'm good, thank you. How do you do?
I'm doing really well. It's an absolute great pleasure to have you here, and the absolute ferocious fan base of Ghost has me completely petrified that I'm going to screw this interview up because they
then don't.
Right. Well, that's the idea, but it's one of those really great things in getting to talk about Ghost right now because you can just feel all the excitement and everything kind of not starting to come together, but just continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. That has got to be an amazing thing for you to see on your side of things.
Of course it is. I mean, I've done many records in my life that did cause nothing, you know. So it's you never know how many times you will have this feeling. So I'm trying to sort of absorb it and enjoy it whilst it's here, and yeah, no, it's a fantastic feeling.
When I had read, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I had read, kind of when the process and the thought process for this was beginning, that you thought that you would have a certain audience that would dig it, that would enjoy it, and that it might even be kind of like sort of an art thing that you could potentially see at like an art installation. Are you yourself a little surprised that it is grown into what it has become now?
Yes. I mean, obviously everything is a gradual sort of these epiphanies of what you can achieve obviously comes gradually. And now obviously I know what took us here, but there was definitely a thousand things that I could never have predicted back in 2008 or 9 or 10 or 11.
Sure.
And so yeah, it's mind blowing, but yeah. I don't know what to say really. You know, I knew I liked it and the material in the beginning and whenever I played it to people, it seemed to have caused a reaction that seemed. That indicated that there was definitely a crowd for it.
Fast Eddie's Bon Air. I'm always mentioning how awesome it is that Fast Eddie's not only has the incredible food, the peel and eat shrimp, the chick on a stick, the big Elwood, and of course the coldest beer in the country, the coldest beer in the world, plus that legendary atmosphere. But I love how they have music 7 days a week. You can go to fasteddiesbonair.com too and see who is playing. Today, Ben Peters. Tomorrow, Cross the Line. The next day, all mixed up. Like music, live music, 7 days a week. If you have not been out to Fast Eddie's Bon Air, I'm sure you've heard the name, you've seen the T-shirts, you've heard about the legendary experience and the one-of-a-kind things that they got going on out there. Get out there. And if you've been, you know what I'm talking about. It's almost impossible to describe. I mean, I would encourage you to go to fasteddiesbonair.com and see some of the pictures, but the pictures do not do anything. They just don't do the place justice. I mean, they literally bought the street next to them and then built a heated patio, like extended the bar over this whole thing, so the cold doesn't matter. This cold out here, 36 degrees today, it don't matter. It's nice and toasty and wonderfully comfortable in Fast Eddie's Bon Air. But again, you can go to the website and see that live music schedule. The only rules that they have at Fast Eddie's is you got to be 21 and up. 21 and up and in the mood, if you know what I'm saying. And by the way, they accept credit cards now. So if you're 21 and in the mood, you get over to Alton, Illinois right now. Get yourself to Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
Is our guest on the phone?
There's some guy named Bert on the phone.
Oh.
Bert.
Hopefully
That's the guy I'm supposed to be calling, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, the machine, Bert Kreischer, on the phone.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
That was well played, gentlemen. That was well played.
Well, we're expecting a call from Bert Cummings, too, so we're not sure.
Oh, okay, good.
You know, it's funny. I told my son yesterday, I was like, hey, I have one of my favorite comedians on the show tomorrow. He goes, awesome, you have Kevin Hart on. I go, damn it.
My daughters and I saw Jumanji, the first one, for the first time, and I was like, I got out and I was like, God, I want to like text Kevin and tell him how great that movie was. And they're like, Kevin who? I said, Kevin Hart. And they go, you know Kevin Hart? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, Dad, come on, you don't have to lie to us. I was like, no, I know Kevin Hart. They're like, Dad, how would he know a guy like you? I was like, you know he's a comedian, right? And they're like, yeah, but he does like big shows. I'm like, oh my God.
Do your kids think you're cool?
No, not at all. Not even remotely. Not even remotely.
Really? So I mean, you have a lot of very famous friends, and they're not impressed?
Well, first of all, my daughter's not a friend. My oldest daughter's not a huge fan of Joe Rogan's. She's a little woke, and so our sensibility, what makes us giggle, offends my oldest daughter.
Oh, no.
My youngest daughter's clueless. She doesn't it just, yeah, they have no clue at all. Like, yeah, they're, by the way, they're just, maybe you don't want your kids to think you're cool. I don't know. I thought my dad was a badass, but they think I'm an idiot.
But they know their dad has a cool job. They know, their dad is a comedian, doesn't go to. Let's talk about why you feel like you're running on empty. Mentality Health is going to help you out. So you're not feeling like yourself. Okay, low energy, low motivation. You gained a lot of weight, lost a lot of muscle. You're feeling anxious, you're moody, you're irritable, mental clarity, gone. And low libido. You're not the man you once were in the bedroom anymore. Mentality is a local healthcare facility that specializes in helping men feel and perform at their very best. Board-certified physicians provide a full physical, consultation, blood panel analysis, all during your first visit. And they focus over there at Mentality on free testosterone levels, which many doctors overlook. And they make sure your treatments are tailored to your body. They also offer FDA-approved testosterone therapy combined with semaglutide to target fat while maintaining muscle. That energy comes roaring back. That belly fat burns off. You strengthen your muscles. You feel like yourself again, confident, driven, and ready to tackle life. So this year, stop settling for a fraction of your potential. Mentality's New Year offer is your chance to take back control. Men today have 30% less testosterone. Take back your numbers. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
What's going on? It's Liv, and I am joined right now.
Let's do it.
We'll get right into it.
All right.
Crab on Celebrities with Lern. Here we go, coming at you.
Brought to you by Cordell & Cordell. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Yesterday, Shinedown announced a 2-leg arena tour, the Dance Kid Dance Tour, named after one of the 2 singles the band is releasing on Friday. Beartooth and Morgan Wade is going to open up the first leg, but us here in St. Louis will get Bush and Wade, and they will be here in St. Louis on August 15th at the Enterprise Center.
That's close to my birthday.
Happy birthday, Rizz.
So what date is that?
It's
August
a Friday.
15th? It's a Friday?
Man,
Enterprise.
Bush is opening for Shinedown.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't think Shinedown's played the Enterprise. Have they before? They're usually
I
at
don't
the
think so.
amphitheater.
Yeah, they're usually out at the amphitheater.
That'll be a hot ticket.
For real. And you can get all the details at 1057thepoint.com. In festival news, other festival news, Slipknot Falling in Reverse, Five Finger Death Punch. They're going to headline this year's Incarceration Music and Tattoo Festival. That runs July 18th through the 20th.
Incarceration. Nice.
Incarceration.
Nice.
And they say it, and that's the name of this place because the Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio, is where this festival takes place. You actually do get incarcerated as you are enjoying getting tattooed and witnessing the music. So if you want to see a full lineup, inccarceration.com. Lady Gaga is revealing her new album title and releasing dates in 5 days, guys. So we will know what she's been up to. I know you've been wondering. 5 days.
Man.
I'm interested.
I don't want to wait that long.
I love her so much.
So what's 5 days from today?
That'll be the 27th.
Right, but what day of the week?
That will be, what, a Sunday? Right?
Monday.
It's Monday. Oh, we got to wait till Monday?
Gotta wait till Monday.
Oh, man.
I know.
Somebody knock me out and wake me up on Monday.
Kanye West is helping his 11-year-old daughter, North, record her debut album, and it's got creative juices from him flowing again. In an Instagram post, Kanye is showing her, what's up in the recording studio, says this little girl made me love music again. He added that he's making beats for her and for his new album, which he's calling Bully.
It's nice to know that guy's involved with his kids.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I've always wondered what kind of relationship he has with his kids because he's a wackadoodle, let's be honest.
He's a wackadoodle for sure.
And does, Kim keep the kids away from him?
Possibly.
He is their dad.
She's got the kids all the time. Like, if you follow Kim Kardashian on Instagram, she's heavily involved with her children.
As the primary caregiver.
Yes.
But nice. It's nice.
It is nice.
The father's doing something with the daughter.
Way to go, Northie. Rapper Dave Bluntz, who I'd never heard of until
Dude, this
today.
is the guy we talked about yesterday.
I know, isn't that crazy? We
Well-
just mentioned him, and he's like a fairly obscure artist.
We're talking about him off the air. We didn't talk about this on the air. We talked about him off the air.
Did you listen to the podcast that he was interviewed on?
No, but I saw a video of this guy a couple weeks ago. This guy is 600 pounds?
600 pounds.
And I saw a video of this guy rapping on stage. He cannot stand.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on a couch
With?
with an oxygen tank.
Yes.
And he's rapping.
He is. He be rapping. Dave Bluntz, he's rapping. He's 600 pounds. He does require oxygen, and he would like to make his dream of crowd surfing on his upcoming tour to become a
Crowd surfing?
Yes,
I
and
made
so-
that joke yesterday.
Listen. Now, he was interviewed recently. He mentioned the crowd surfing, and when the interviewer said that he didn't think that was possible, Dave replied, I think I can do it. I don't have bitch-ass fans, bro. They will hold me. And then when the guy said Dave could get hurt or hurt somebody else, he said, quote, oh, we're going to have a waiver and all that stuff. Here's a little tidbit of the interview.
He's going to crowd surf as a 600-pounder, or he's planning on losing weight?
No, I think this is straight up. He would like to go now. Yes.
Okay, here's David Bluntz. Here he is.
Yeah, the tour is going to be insane, and I'm gonna crowd surf during this tour.
I don't think you should do that.
They will hold me.
But the thing is, bro, is you still got to get caught.
I'm gonna get caught. They'll catch me.
Bro, you might hurt yourself or, Lord forbid, kill somebody.
I know that they're gonna catch me.
You have kids as fans. They're physically not capable of catching.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna work, bro.
He says he's going to have EMTs on standby. They'll have the fire marshals, all that, and then people will have to sign a waiver to come in just in case they're at the show where Dave decides he's going to just plow through them.
He's implying a jump.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be, I'm going to
be a fall.
I thought I'm going to lose some weight as a goal. And hey, by the end of the tour, I'm going to lose so much weight that the crowd will be able to catch me.
I still have yet to see a video where there's a crowd big enough to even do this anyway.
Well, is he playing smaller venues?
No, the video I saw of him on the couch.
He does okay.
He was like, it looked like in an arena.
So how far do you think the stage is?
I didn't know. The videos that I saw, they look like talent show.
Here's a little Dave Blunt.
You and your logistics over there.
I'm just trying to figure this out. I mean, I want to see this guy jump that far. That'd be cool.
My biggest confusion is the guy goes by Blunts with a Z, I assume.
No, it's an S.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's not hip.
How dare you assume a Z?
Maybe that's his name. I thought it was a stage name, and I'm like, why are you going with David? Like, you should.
It's Dave. It's Dave Blunts. Here's his hit song called "The Cup."
Sipping on promethazine. I'm sipping on promethazine.
Promethazine?
I don't know what that
I can't put down the cup. Can't put down the cup.
This is what we were listening to.
This is what we're listening to.
I can't put down the cup. Can't put down the cup.
It's full of bacon grease.
I can't put down the cup.
Can't put down the cup.
Sipping on promethazine with love. I can't put down the cup.
What is promethazine?
It's like Prilosec, I think.
What is that?
I don't know. It's like an antacid. What is
I
it?
don't think that's true.
No,
No, I don't think it's Prilosec.
it is used to
Sipping on
relieve or prevent
Prilosec.
symptoms of hay
Sipping
fever.
on Prilosec.
What is it?
It's used to relieve or prevent the
Tussin.
symptoms of hay fever, allergic conjunctivitis,
Conjunctivitis.
and other types of allergy and
So
allergenic.
okay, so this is
This is an antihistamine. What is it?
Robitussin. You said
This is Robitussin. Sipping on that Robitussin.
He's tussin tripping, dude. It's lean. Sipping on that lean kind.
okay. So it's the
It's an antihistamine and a sedative. So it is, I mean. Yeah,
So I think
you're
it's
getting
that-
high, but getting down.
it's the drink that
Is this scissor?
Scissor?
Sipping on some scissor.
I hate him.
You
It
sound so
sounds
stupid.
funny.
Sipping on some scissor.
Like I sounded. I'm 46 years old, and I'm a white man.
Hey,
who
we
lives in
can't help
Wildwood,
how we
Missouri.
were raised.
Yeah, sorry, man.
I'm a 46-year-old white man who lives in the suburbs.
Yeah, you are.
I'm
so
trying
lame.
to. We tried to avoid saying it. by
I'm
the
sorry
way.
I
Scissor.
was able to put down the cup.
This. How old is this guy?
I don't know, man.
He looks like a kid, and he's gonna die.
Be careful, man.
Well, he just needs to be careful. You know, I love that he's got a dream, and I love that maybe, hey, we don't know. Maybe this can happen. I've seen people crowd surf in wheelchairs. I've seen people, pick up the biggest guy at a show and throw him up there.
I'm not
It
even
takes
talking
a
about
village, but
crowd
that's all
surfing.
right.
He's gonna die because he's 600 pounds, and he requires oxygen.
And he's drinking a sedative.
Well,
the good news is he's jumping, so that's good for your cardiovascular health. He's going to burn some calories. He's all about exercise.
Dude, he's
first of all,
23 years old.
If he does that during this,
23.
he better be holding that cup. You know what I'm saying?
His real name is Devion Blessing.
You can't put down the cup.
that's his real name? What is it, Davion?
Davion Blessing.
That's a beautiful name.
Davion Blessing, known as Dave Blunts, he's from Salt Lake City. He is 600 pounds,
All right, well, the stage name makes sense then.
and he gained popularity in November 2024 after videos of him performing while using an oxygen tank went viral and prompted concerns for his health.
I hope you're okay, man.
I think
we're
Snoop
too.
talked trash too, and he talked trash back.
Right.
We're rooting for you. Wait, what
Is
is
he
Snoop
blonde?
saying?
Is he Mormon?
Yeah,
Just
what-
talking about him
Snoop
like
was making-
sitting on a couch rapping with an oxygen tank. He's just like, get your fat ass up, walk around.
Snoop Dogg, who had previously insulted Blunt in an Instagram post, Snoop later apologized for his comments.
What are you doing, Snoop? Don't be mad.
Snoop's
You can't help it. It could
Snoop's
be
having a lot of
hereditary.
changes of heart lately.
He is.
I
I've got
tell you
to
what,
talk to him.
this poor guy's going to die. He's 600 pounds at 23 years old.
Yeah, he's got to take better
it
care of
has to
himself.
be on oxygen
I
and
know.
cannot stand while performing.
Hey, you know what though? At least he's still dreaming big. He's trying to get out there.
He's
Yes, he's
dreaming
got the
I would say
oxygen.
dreaming
big.
big.
Yeah, is that a...
Okay, no, I'm not trying to
I mean,
say that. I'm just
come on, what
saying
kind of
like
sports guy?
he's got a good dream, and you know what? As long as the crowd's prepared and they know what they're signing up for, it's all consensual, and we got to just support it.
Maybe he was
December
performing
20
in Colorado, man. Maybe.
Oh, you're right.
Maybe that's
No.
why he needed the oxygen.
On December 24th, he pledged to better his health, throwing away his signature purple tracksuit, and then he caught the flu and was hospitalized after his symptoms worsened.
Ah, dang.
Well,
That flu ain't no joke.
He suffered heart failure in 2023.
Baby
Oh,
stuff.
oh my
buddy,
gosh,
come
at
on, man.
22 years old?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
I can't
well,
put down a cup.
Put down the cup.
He needs to work with that wrestler guy. The one
I'm
that
no
has
doctor.
Oh, DDP.
Yeah, he needs to go through that.
DDP yoga.
Team up.
Well, speaking of disasters, guys, Billy Ray Cyrus performed sort of at the Liberty Ball for President Trump's inauguration.
And sort of is not the name of the song.
Right. It was so bad that people are wondering if he's okay. Here's a little audio of the Billy Ray epic disaster.
What is going on with Billy? What's his look he's got going on? He looks like a cousin of It.
Oh, God. Well, at this particular performance, he also had what looked to be rags tied around his knees, which I don't know if I like or hate. Like, I'm like, am I going to go home later and tie some rags around my knees and then my bell bottoms and then also look this way? I don't know.
He's got a thing going on. So his hair is like over his face.
Yeah, there's so much hair on this man.
He's very hairy. Here's Billy Ray Cyrus at Trump's Liberty Ball.
I'm going to take my horse to the old town road. I'm going to ride till I can't no more. Y'all can put your hands together now like that. If you're encouraged about, keep going.
What?
They told me to kill as much time as possible, so does anybody know the words to Achy Breaky Heart?
Oh,
I can try. I'll try a little bit. Let's see what happens. Hey, is my guitar still on? I think they cut me off.
Is he drunk?
I don't know what's going on with him. So Billy kept responding and blaming everything that was going on the equipment. And he said, you just got to... When the equipment goes to hell, I was there for the people. They had a blast. Now, people were saying, sad to see Billy so messed up at the Liberty Ball.
Oh, my God. He sounds hammered.
This is an epic disaster. Another person says, watching Billy Ray Cyrus was heartbreaking and his performance was cringeworthy, legitimately concerning.
He got off stage and went, good show, guys.
I know.
He did not look hammered. He looked...
drugged up. That's like...
He looked like he's just not good at this.
Really?
He shouldn't be doing this.
But he's been doing it for so long. And
Has he?
I mean, since
he's
the
been
90s.
doing what for so long?
He's been getting panties
he's been a touring
burned up
musician,
since
right?
the 90s.
I don't think so. And just because you're touring, you've got a backing band, and you've got all these things set up, means that you're very well equipped to go out there
and be a showman,
and entertain. When your voice is gone, you got no guitar. You're not sure how to improv. This is a foreign situation to begin with because you're at a political rally where people have told you to kill time. And he tried to come out and do something over the Old Town Road video.
Right.
And then he was supposed to like catch it like mid song or something.
They missed it.
But they played like the legitimate video. And if you've ever seen the legitimate video, there's like Western themes with Chris Rock and a bunch of other actors. And there's like pauses. So he was trying to sing and then he would go, oh, that's part of this video. It's like he'd never seen the video before.
Well, I'm just surprised too that like Lil Nas X was being supported at that event. I mean, it's just it flies into the face of like the messaging of everything. And then you got Billy Ray.
That has nothing to do with it. This is Billy Ray Cyrus, a disaster.
Well, it was a disaster completely.
Listen,
I don't know what's
you
up with
could
him.
have sent somebody just in the chat just mentioned, Brett Hull when he was hammered at the thing. You could have sent Brett Hull out there and he'd have done a better job entertaining. Hammered Brett Hull because it would have been entertaining. I mean, this dude was just lost, but didn't know he was lost. And I don't think it has anything to do with being drunk or any of that.
And you got to check and I would love some feedback how we are feeling about the pants because I really am having a confliction of like, do I like it?
Pants?
His pants.
I didn't even see. I watched the whole thing and never saw his pants.
David says that was achy, breaky, heartbreaking.
Thank you, David.
And he also sounded like he didn't have a voice, like somebody it
said it sounds like Gary
something.
Busey imitating Billy Ray Cyrus.
I thought that as well.
Let me listen to that again.
Didn't sound good.
I'm going to take my horse to the old town road. I'm going to ride till I can't no more. Y'all can put your hands together now like that. If you're encouraged about, keep going. They told me to kill as much time as possible.
Billy, don't tell him what the notes are.
I don't think he was embarrassed. I don't think he's... I'm not sure what's going on, but if I was a relative, I'd have just been like...
Is he going he's going for this, I look like Rob Zombie.
I was just going to say that. If you squint, you would have thought Rob Zombie was up there.
Oh, man.
So what was happening with his pants? His guitar has like these like...
You need to find a wide shot of his... He's got bootcut jeans on, and he's tied ribbons below his knees. And I don't know if I like it or hate it. I seriously need help deciding. We have another RIP, the last living member of the band. The band, multi-instrumentalist Garth Hudson died in his sleep on Tuesday. He was 87. He was in nursing care in Woodstock, New York. Hudson was also the band's archivist, helping to document the band's tour in 1966 with Bob Dylan. That's when he went electric. He also archived many demos and bootlegs of the group's music. Hudson, whose piano work can be heard on songs like The Wait, was also the band's most unique member. Collaborator Levon Helm once said that you could take anyone else out of the band band, and it would still be the band, but it wouldn't be the band without Garth. So rest in peace.
It looks like it's just 15 pieces of flair. He's got, he's just got flair everywhere, and he's
got a lot of scars.
Do something on
15 scars.
That might be my look this weekend. I don't know. Trevor Noah is going to return as the Grammy Awards host for the 5th consecutive year. They're set for February 2nd in LA. It's going to air live on CBS and Paramount Plus. They also will be having a sense of purpose, raising additional funds to support wildfire relief efforts and honoring the bravery and dedication of the first responders who risked their lives to protect all of theirs. So there will be some good behind the Grammys this year. Your Netflix subscription, I got this email this morning, is about to get even more expensive. The ad-supported tier is increasing from $6.99 to $7.99 per month. And the standard ad-free tier is going to go up from $15.49 to $17.99. Netflix.
Cool.
$17.99.
I still have the basic where I can have one TV watching Netflix with ads. And I saw that $7.99 come through, and I was like, what the hell is this?
So you have it with ads?
Yeah.
They don't stop movies, do they?
Or is it before or after?
That is the
They
one.
don't?
That's the one horrible thing about having Amazon with the ads is, dude, I mean, every couple minutes, boop, you got to deal with another.
Do they do that on movies?
They might actually.
I think so.
I know, like, we're watching on Amazon that Beast Games.
Yeah, and you got the ads.
It's a regular like commercial break.
Yeah, I get ads all the time in Frasier.
Yeah.
It's like they cut to commercials. Where an ad break would be on network,
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, the wife and I, because we wanted to get Max, so we got rid of Netflix.
Nice.
So I'm excited. We
Good
got
to
rid of
you.
it just in
I
time.
think that's the right trade.
Yeah.
I think that's
Adios.
the right trade.
It's
Yeah.
been fun. We'll see you later.
Back in Action on Netflix, starring Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz, had 46.8 million views on the streamer in its opening weekend. Now, this is the movie that got Cameron Diaz to come out of retirement, and it was the biggest weekend debut for an English-language movie since The Adam Project in 2022, according to The Wrap for Netflix.
What is
And
it?
these
What's it called?
Back in Action. It's
And
a
these
comedy.
are all numbers actually coming from Netflix, so nothing is ever verified.
Oh, you don't think?
Ever. No.
Ever.
And that's, yeah. Well,
Well, looks like a pretty good. I mean, Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz. I think they're a couple, and they're like
What's it
FBI
got
agents.
on the tomatoes?
okay.
Back in Action.
Okay, let me see. Back in Action. Is this worth a watch, huh? Back in Action.
Looks all right.
Here we go. Back in Action. 26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
good.
But
Is
everyone's
that bad,
watching it.
guys?
That's pretty bad.
26 for the critics, 62 for the audience.
All right, never mind on that movie. Ryan Gosling is reportedly in negotiations to star in the untitled Star Wars movie that Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy is going to direct. So it's still unclear what the film is going to be about, but it will be a standalone movie. And the Barbie actor is no stranger to the sci-fi genre. He starred in Blade Runner 2049 opposite of Harrison Ford, and he's just pretty fantastic. So I don't think it's going to be a bad one, guys. It's
And he's
freaking
going to be
Ryan
in
Gosling.
he's going to be in a Star Wars thing?
Yes.
They don't say what, though, right?
Right. It's untitled. It's set for release in 2027.
Anybody hear about this Greta Gerwig project with Chronicles of Narnia?
No.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw some little half article teaser thing talking about Greta Gerwig fully doing Chronicles of Narnia.
She's so good.
Starting with Lion, Witch in the Wardrobe, and what we may
I thought they did those movies.
see as far as casting. Yeah, but they're 20 years old, man.
I wonder what she'll do. Like, will it be more
Don't know.
realistic or funny?
Don't know.
Or?
That's I was wondering what you all thought because
I've not enough information.
I think they're one. I mean, C.S. Lewis stories are just spectacular,
Yeah.
and I thought they actually did a great job with the early ones. But I would like to see another take on it.
I'd like to see her do Alice in Wonderland. Like, Tim Burton did an okay job with it, but I think Greta Gerwig could really do something trippy and cool.
Yeah,
with
I think
Alice.
so too. Speaking of Tim Burton, we saw Beetlejuice last night.
Oh,
Yeah, it's good.
It was good.
Your first time?
First time, yeah.
it's
Ooh,
good.
yeah.
And it felt short in the right way.
Yep.
It felt simple and almost kind
Yeah.
of like a Disney Channel movie in the right ways. It didn't try to be too much. Like I think Rafe and King Scott were both talking about how it kind of honored the first one just enough, but didn't try to just.
I gave it an A.
Repeat
Yeah.
itself.
I
Yeah, it
mean,
was
I
good.
think it's honestly a perfect film. It's just,
A perfect film.
yeah.
I won't go that far.
It was
I
a-
would.
It
It's
was a little
Great.
It was ever
It's
so
refreshing, I guess.
too close to that Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters remakes that are a little round around the edges.
I thought this was a good homage. It didn't try too
Yeah.
hard. It was a good story, and
I saw people complaining about it online, of course, saying like,
Yeah.
the story didn't matter. They didn't even need what's her name's character,
Monica Bellucci.
Monica Bellucci's character
What?
was irrelevant to the story, and you could have taken her out of it. The story would have been the same. And I'm like, you're asking too much from a Beetlejuice sequel,
That's
my
the
man.
whole point.
It's
It's
not.
simple.
It's not Schindler's List.
Relax.
Okay? It's
They're having fun with it. That's the whole thing.
It was
That's why it's
fun.
great.
It was all that it needed to be.
Yeah.
That's a lighten up, Francis.
It was good enough.
They're
and
not
it
trying to win
It was
awards.
good enough and didn't take away.
I thought it was great. Monica Bellucci.
Gorgeous.
Am I right?
Dead or alive,
right.
you know,
Dude.
playing dead Beetlejuice girlfriend. Cool.
And
I'm
Bob.
not trying to take too many more minutes here, but what was funny was they did because they do that Day-O thing from the first one where the characters are singing, throwing in that MacArthur's Park or whatever it's called, and doing the whole dance and singing sequence with that song. My wife had never heard that song, and I was like, dude,
What song?
MacArthur's Park. You know the
From Mason
and I
Williams.
don't think I'll be coming back again. Oh no, you know that. But I'm singing the Weird Al version because when it was going on, I only know the Weird Al version.
I don't know that song.
Yeah, it's one of those bizarre songs. It was a hit.
It's so
somehow.
wild. It's like somebody tried to make like a David Bowie
Were you singing it in the church?
epic sort of
Where
thing.
the whole church is singing?
Yes,
Yeah, it was
they're
cool.
singing it in the church. And you've never heard this song?
Once it gets going, I'm sure I know.
It's really weird, and it's supposed to be this kind of like epic thing that operatically
This is at the
moves
end.
around. Yeah, it's the church scene.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So there's a Weird Al version that he did in the '90s about Jurassic Park, and that was how I know this song. So we go from Beetlejuice, and I show my wife Weird Al's version. All right, and I'm thinking, God, dude, I'm such a dork. My wife is so tuned out here. But she's not. She's like laughing. And then she says, you know, I had a Weird Al CD and I loved the white stuff. I knew every word to the white stuff. And I was like, excuse me? Wow. We've almost been together, 9-10 years? And we opened up an entire new phase of our relationship now.
The page of nerddom.
We touched spirits in the world of Weird Al.
I
And
love
it was so nice.
Let me get a little MacArthur Park here.
Good, Jan.
Okay. It's such a ridiculous song.
This song is ridiculous.
My seasonal depression can't handle this right now. Okay.
Well, it's written by the same guy who did
I'm
The
leaning in
Highwayman.
mine.
and-
Well, even better. So we go down this Weird Al rabbit hole, and my wife and I are just like, I'm freaking out that we're even getting closer in this nerddom. And I said, you know, trapped in a drive-through after the R. Kelly thing. And she's like, I know nothing about R. Kelly. And I was like, well, I don't know if they blocked it on the internet from what he's, obviously been convicted
Can
of
you
and
still
all that.
find him on Spotify?
Interesting.
Dude, on YouTube, they still have R. Kelly trapped in the closet. And I showed my wife
Oh, that's like 30 minutes long.
Trapped
right?
in
The
closet.
Isley Brothers.
for the first time
It's
ever.
insane that they got an Isley brother to participate in that.
Wait, what?
One of the guys in the video was one of the Isley brothers.
No
The guy that's
way.
like, get out of my closet. That guy with the
Oh,
cane.
R. Kelly's still on
Mr.
Spotify.
You
It's,
are kidding me.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
Well, then I realized, I don't know if have you seen Trapped in the Closet,
Oh, yes.
right? Okay, so my wife had no idea that this all happened. I was like, oh man, they put it out on DVD. It was this huge thing.
Oh, yeah, it was a big thing.
It's the dumbest song ever.
It is.
So that was just a little zoom into how my night
And
went.
then you
last
made
I love
love
that.
to the Fat album.
night. from
there's,
Beetlejuice to R. Kelly.
Yeah, R. Kelly's still rocking on Spotify.
Really? I thought they took it down for a
No,
short time.
it's all
there.
on there. Ignition.
I think
I
he's
believe I can
paying
fly.
his victims.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what it
with,
was.
Oh, that's good then.
With the money. Oh,
I think he
anyway.
has to pay quite a bit of money.
Speaking of comedians, not R. Kelly, but Weird Al, during a podcast for Howie Mandel's podcast, he surprised Bill Burr by bringing out Billy Corgan, who might be his half brother. And I can't wait to listen to this when I get off work because I haven't listened to the episode. But here's a little taste of how uncomfortable this Bill Burr and Billy Corgan.
Okay, so this was a
meeting
whole
was.
thing a couple months ago where
Billy Corgan's mom.
said, yeah, she may have had a relationship with somebody, with Bill Burr's dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they may be half brothers somehow.
The timing works out, the location works out, so they may be half brothers. They're
both bald.
They kind of look alike.
They do look. They look like they could be brothers.
So this is Howie Mandel.
I want to see Billy Corgan with a mustache.
Well,
I think the whole world would change.
It's also so funny if they're both named Bill.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So this is Howie Mandel
my brother
blindsiding Bill Burr by
My
bringing
brother Bill.
Billy Corgan onto the podcast set. Okay.
I got something special that I planned for you. Out of a place
I'm already
of
uncomfortable.
Bring in the surprise, and look who's here.
Oh, hey, what's up? You're an
Billy Corgan. I thought this would be great to bring a family together.
He didn't tell you. He told me you were totally cool with me coming. That's what he does.
I thought it would be
So
a
then,
good
like,
surprise.
can this be like edited out? I can go. I mean, no, I'll do it. Like, did you ever think the fact that I never told that story, that maybe you shouldn't?
Interesting.
Dang,
Okay,
where
so-
did it go from there?
Okay, so here's the thing with Bill Burr. You never know if he's for real, like for really pissed off, or it's all part of a.
That sounded real.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, when you say, can
He's
this be
never
edited
happy.
out? I'm going to go ahead and say that's usually step one in. I'm pretty serious.
So him and Bert Kreischer used to do a podcast together.
Bill Burr did?
Yeah.
Well,
it
that
was-
does
it-
not seem
it was
like a
called-
match.
It was called the Bill Burt podcast.
They started a podcast network, and it dissolved. They got something happened between them, and it was dissolved. It was All Things Comedy.
Well, it was.
They hurt a lot of people because there were a lot of comics with like.
They
on that
got
platform.
they got into a thing on one of their episodes, which I was listening to, and it was one of those you don't know if Bill Burr is being serious, and he was serious, and they ended.
And then the network dissolves, and you're like, well, I
they
guess he
ended
was
their
serious.
relationship. Like they don't.
I mean, he's not afraid to show. I mean, he surprised Bill Maher too. Bill Maher thought they were going to commiserate over like woke culture, and Bill Burr was not having it.
Right.
Dude, he's the Andy Kaufman of anger because Andy was so silly and always pranky that nobody knew when he was serious. Bill Burr's always so angry that nobody knows when he's angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the second part of it.
But he also won't feign it. If he doesn't believe what he's saying, he won't say it.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a showbiz guy.
He is. He probably knows.
I
he
think
also
he's a
probably.
straight shooter.
I think he knows what he's doing.
He might like being adversarial.
He's leaned into
Sometimes.
that.
Sure.
That's his persona. Here's the second part of this.
All right, so that I'm not upset with you then, because I thought that this was like your idea. No, he totally set me up. You've done well for yourself. I'm happy for you. Like, why did you feel the need to do that? He told me you were cool with me. You're a Cubs fan? That tracks. Are we going to go play catch? We're both in our 50s. My arm is still good. I got to go. I got to say.
Do you like wrestling?
Like what kind of wrestling? The WWE, I love that. I own the NWA, which is the oldest wrestling organization in the world. All right, I respect that. At some point, we will hang out. I don't think on a podcast. All right, what are you doing after this? You want to hang out after this? Well, I'm a vegan. That's probably a problem, I'm going to guess. You strike me as someone who likes red meat. Well, I can have a cup of coffee while you eat your Brussels sprouts.
That's funny.
I can't wait to listen to
I
this
think
interview.
after the shock wore off, I think he kind of
Punched Howie in the throat?
He's going to play ball.
He hugged
at
his
least.
brother. It's nice. It's really
He'll play
nice.
ball
That
at
is
least.
hilarious.
And I'm sure Howie Mandel thought this was going to be a big, cool thing, and everybody was going to be funny.
Right.
I don't think Bill Burr does.
Does that give it credibility?
It does to me.
The fact that he was like,
It sounds
why'd you
like-
talk about this? Do you think I never talked? So it seems like they knew. It seems
It
like
sou-
Bill Burr had heard this before.
Yeah, it sounds like Bill is still working out if this is possibly real and thinks it might be.
Well, I'm sure he's heard the rumor.
Yeah, his buddies had.
Maybe he doesn't want
it was big news.
Maybe he doesn't
It
want
was.
to talk about what his dad was up to.
Yeah, maybe there is some truth to it that he's really trying to figure out. They should swab each other.
Yes, they should.
On Howie
the show.
Mandel's podcast.
And finally, MovieWeb's list of the 10 best erotic horror movies came out. And this is all because Nosferatu, which is quite erotic, is number 2 on this list. And
What's an erotic horror movie?
it's like you're watching it and there's like sexual tension and you're kind of like, do I want to get consumed by Nosferatu? Like by this mustache?
I was thinking it was
man?
something like Hostile, where there
Bet
was
I
a
know
ton
number
of
one.
gratuitous.
What do you think number 1 is?
Interview with a Vampire.
It is not.
Is it on there?
It is not.
Is it a vampire thing?
Yeah, what's the?
The number 1 movie is not a vampire thing. In fact, there's only, let's see, there's 2 vampire movies on here.
Freddy was
Nosferatu
pretty
being one
sexy.
of them.
So
Freddy's not on here. Actually, I'm going to give you some of these because
X.
there's some that are not on here. X is number 4.
what is that?
That is
The Saw.
right?
No, this is the Mia Goth. It's
Yeah.
in the trilogy
It's
of
like
That's not Fast and Furious.
Maxine and
It was good.
Okay.
yeah. So The Love Witch is number 10. Daughters of Darkness from 1971 is
Texas
number 9.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Not on the
Leatherface,
list.
hot as hell.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was-
Titane, number 8.
Is Dennis Miller's on there?
No.
Oh.
Dress to Kill, number 7. Number 6, Cat People. Number 5, Possession. Number 4 is X. Number 3 is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
What?
Number 2 is Nosferatu. And the number 1 most erotic horror movie
Species.
of all time. I want you all to think.
yeah, baby. Natasha Henstridge.
Natasha Henstridge.
So that's what you think? We're going to go around. What do you think the
Nonstop,
most
maybe.
erotic movie is? Like when you think of characters and villains.
I would go with that
Yeah,
one.
Species was for me.
Species.
That was
Okay.
for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Do whatever you want, Natasha.
I mean, I am blown away that with Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, and Antonio Banderas all sucking people's little toes.
And Christian Bale.
Oh,
Or not Christian Bale, Christian Slater.
what's the one with Salma Hayek dancing?
Dusk Till Dawn?
Dusk
That's Till Dawn. Yes,
That's a
I'll
good
go with
one.
that one.
That's a good one, too.
That was just a scene, though.
No,
Yeah, but it's hot George Clooney.
You're right.
this
Tarantino
is
kind of messed up.
crazy that this is the number 1 most erotic
Oh,
horror
oh.
movie. No.
I can't think of the title, but you know what I'm talking
Killer
about.
Clowns.
Silence of the Lambs?
Yes. Thank you.
It's Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pinhead.
It is kind of erotic.
I don't
There's like a
remember
lady
any-
pinhead.
And what does she do?
There's sexual tension.
It's just sexual tension.
Sexual tension. I thought they just
Between
kind
the
of walk
two
around
pinheads?
emotionless with
And the people.
They
nails
can
in their
never
face.
touch, you know? They can never touch
I don't
face.
remember that. I
Anyway,
guess I've seen the cable version.
so if you want to Joe later to a horror film, it's Hellraiser, and
Hellraiser.
that is your crap on celebrities.
Celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Sammy Gale, that's Nikki from Blue Bloods, and also one of the Mean Girls in Vampire Academy is 29. Orianti, the Australian guitar player, is 40. Her last name is Panageris. Let's see. Willa Ford is 44 from the Anna Nicole Smith story, also with Dancing with the Stars. Ben Moody, the former Evanescence guitar player, is 44. Christopher Masterson, Francis on Malcolm in the Middle, is 45. Gabriel Macht, Harvey on Suits, is 53. Guy Fieri, the celebrity chef, is 57. DJ Jazzy Jeff is 60. Diane Lane is 60. Steven Adler is 60. Guns N' Roses drummer, former. Linda Blair, the superstar from The Exorcist, is 66. John Wesley Shipp, the old school speedster on The Flash, is 70. Teddy Gentry from Alabama, sir, is 73. And Steve Perry, the OG Journey singer and rock and roll Hall of Famer himself, is how old?
Oh, he's in his mid-70s. 75.
You think Steve Perry's 75? I'm going to say 68.
I'll go 71.
Steve Perry, 2 first names, is 76 years old.
Oh. All right, today's
He's
porno
looking
birthday,
good for
which being
76.
looks great. Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Nikki, Arizona. And today's birthday girl's been in 59 fine films, including Anal Town, USA. She was in Ass Master 6, Assy Sassy 3, Bootylicious 6, Easy Street, Double Deal and Piston Poppers, East Coast Sluts 4, New York City, Potty Mouth, Pump Friction, Rusty Boners, Late Night Videos 1, and who could forget her role in 1995's Pizzas, Hot Tubs, and Bimbos. Nikki, Arizona, is 61 years old.
Living the dream.
That's your porno birthday. That sounds great, right?
Living the dream.
Pizzas, Hot Tubs, and Bimbos.
Cool movie.
That was your crap on celebrities. Does anybody warm up their car in the morning?
I never do, and I did this morning.
Same thing.
You actually warmed up your car.
I did it this morning, yeah.
I was like, I got to pour my coffee still stuff. I'll run out real quick and do it.
I used to when I had a starter, but no. I just sit in it for a second, let it get a little revved, and then I go.
Here's the problem is if you do it with the remote start, it honks. And I'm not doing that to my neighbors because I hate my neighbors for doing that. We have some neighbors that always get home at like 11:30 or midnight, and it's real close to our bedroom, and they lock their car with the remote, and it's like bunk bunk.
There was one time my in-laws were in town,
you're an a-hole.
and it was the winter time, and I think we just got in the car and started driving, and my father-in-law got pissed that I didn't warm up the car. Because that was the thing you used to do
Right.
when it was cold weather like this, you'd warm up the car.
And what was that? Was it?
It was
you're supposed to warm up the transmission?
Right.
Is it
so,
the fluid?
So years ago, it was a good idea when the temperature dipped, old-fashioned carburetor engines had to warm up or they would stall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I just thought it was I don't have a garage, so I don't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, so people
I
warm up
have
their
to,
car.
can't see through my windshield when I get up in the morning, so I have to let it
defrost.
Yeah, you're warming up the inside.
You warm up the inside, basically.
Yeah, which inadvertently is also warming up the engine.
But old-fashioned carburetor engines had to warm up, or else they would stall out. But unless you got a classic car or a rust bucket, you don't need to do that. Carburetor engines got phased out in the early 90s, and modern cars with fuel injectors warm up, really fast, like 5 seconds. The other reason to let newer cars warm up is for comfort. But if you need to crank the heater and let the windows defrost, go for it.
So there's no reason you need to warm up an engine at this point?
Nope.
even the
Other than
transmission?
that, it wastes gas and causes more wear and tear on your engine.
Wow. I tell my son that because he's working on this sports car thing, and he's like, these nicer cars, you got to warm up the transmission.
Unless you got a carburetor.
No, man.
So fuel-injected cars, 5 seconds, and the car's good to go.
Fascinating. Thank you for
Now
the
you know.
information.
Now you know, guys. Now you know. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with some of your emails. We'll talk to Chris Kerber. And before we get to the emails, here's a question. And I have the numbers for you. What is the percentage of Americans who are comfortable pooping in front of their significant other?
Oh, my.
I want you to think of a number. What is the percentage of people in America who are comfortable dropping a deuce in front of their partner?
Higher than it should be. If it's higher than 0%, then it's higher than
I will tell you it's higher than 0%.
I assure you it's higher than 0%.
I think it's going to be comically high.
And you know what? That number correlates with the people who are comfortable passing gas in front of their significant other. Now that Lern and
It's a
Tim are letting
slippery
them...
slope,
That's
I'm
a false
telling you what.
equivalency.
Lern and Tim are
False
letting them rip in front of each
equivalency.
other.
It's a gateway.
New year, new me.
I got the numbers, and these are very important. It's 7:57. It's Wednesday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Delays 270 eastbound between 44 and Ladue. Looks like down on 55 we have some delays, about 6 minutes. They are easing, though. 55 northbound between Union and Germania. Good point forecast, partly sunny, high of 36. Right now it is 15 at the Point Studio.
Paps, be good to your daughters. That's how you know to be good. 'Cause some will turn to mommies when others will be daughters and dads. That's how your brothers can be mothers too. That was John Mayer. Daughters.
What an absolute honor this is.
You're driving to work in that cold-ass car, and you're driving to a job you hate. Will you be doing the same thing, making the same amount of money in 5 years? You know, you could change your life with a career in technology, and you'll have unlimited growth opportunities. Now, you've heard me talk about Centric for a long time, but why haven't you done anything about it yet? You know, graduates over there at Centric are always saying, man, I wish I would have done this sooner. Don't wait for something bad to happen or let somebody else make the decision for you. Make the decision to change careers your decision. Maybe you tried college, didn't work out. Now you're stuck at a job you don't like but nowhere to go. Look into Centric and a career in technology, and they'll change your life in 4 months. Not 4 years, 4 months. So by, mid-spring, early summer, you could be ready to go with a new job, a career in technology, a lucrative career in technology. Centric will train you, even if you have no tech experience. Now, when you call them up, ask for Patrick Nealon. Patrick's going to take great care of you. Your new life starts with you going to centric.com/Rizz, CENTRIQ.com/Rizz.
Aha! Welcome back to the farm.
So today's a special day because I got Mark from Colonel Landscaping here. Hey, Mark.
How's it going?
So Mark brought us a gift, the gift of a tree. So Mark, what is it? What does this symbolize? What is this tree? What do we call this?
So this would be kind of like a statement tree. Or a memorial tree sometimes. Moving on to a new piece of land, you put this thing in there, it grows along with you as you grow with the land.
Well, a memorial would be like if I died and then you plant this over me. So we'll call this a statement tree.
Statement tree.
So this is a statement tree courtesy of Mark and Colonel Landscaping for Rizz Farms here, which will be put up in front of the house and it'll be on the farm for forever.
Yep.
All right, so Mark, what kind of tree is this?
This is an autumn blaze maple, so it's going to get beautiful fall colors. It's a relatively fast grower, so it's going to get nice and big, give the house some shade.
Oh, awesome. So we need to put this into the ground, which I've never planted a tree before, so...
Oh, you're going to get your education today.
Oh, nice. So let's get it off the trailer.
All right.
And into the ground.
Yes, sir.
And how much does this thing weigh?
Probably about 200 pounds.
Good thing I got this cart. Let's load her up. All right, Mark, let's do a tree raising ceremony.
All right, here we go.
You're doing great.
Yep, that's it. Keep doing it. Here we go. Okay.
All right, here we go. Down a hill, down a hill.
Yep, now up. Up a hill. This is actually going to be the hard part.
Ready?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Wait.
Here we go.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We can't just leave it like this, right? We got to put it in the ground?
Yes. We got to put it in the ground. So we're going to need to dig a hole about twice the width of the root ball and just a little bit more shallow than the depth of the root ball.
Do we have a machine? Because I'm into doing things the easy way. Listen, I understand the manual labor part. Makes you man. Gives you muscles. But I got nothing to prove to anybody, so... did you bring a machine with you?
Yep, I got just the thing.
Oh. We have heavy machinery. All right, Mark, start digging.
Oh boy, here you go.
So before we get the tree in, I know as you were digging the hole, you were saying this is amazing soil.
Yes.
What makes this amazing soil?
So it's a nice rich brown color. As we can see, we can squeeze it, and it's not squeezing out in between my fingers, so there's not too much clay content in it. It's moist, it's...
Moist. Everybody's favorite word. So this tree should do well in this?
Very well.
Oh, excellent. So let's get the tree in.
All right.
Rolling the...
Oh, she's gonna go like real quick. Honestly, I think we've done enough manual labor. We can use a machine to do the rest of it.
Oh, we can use a machine to do the rest? Great. Should we cut the cord on this thing?
So once we get it in, what we'll actually do is we'll walk around, compact the dirt around the outside, and then we'll cut it down. Last stage will just be putting some mulch on it, watering it in.
Right. I think I had an uncle that did this in New York, but he put people underneath it. It's an Italian thing.
So we're gonna cut the strapping and the burlap around the collar of the tree.
Okay.
Get that away, give it room to grow.
Yeah, I'm getting my hands dirty, guys. Yeah.
Perfect.
Like undressing it.
Woo!
Wow.
Perfect.
We got ourselves a remembrance tree. Looks great.
All we got to do is put some mulching around it, water it in, She's good to go. Let's do it. Hey, John, last time I was out here mulching, there was a snake in here. Oh. About 6 feet. About 3 inches all the way around. That'll insulate the root ball.
If you're feeling like you're running on empty, Mentality Health is going to help you out. Now, let's talk about why you might not be feeling like yourself and how you could change that starting right now. So, symptoms of low testosterone. Low energy, low motivation, lack of focus, lack of mental clarity. You're feeling anxious, you're moody, you're irritable. You're not the man you were in the bedroom anymore. Now, Mentality is a local healthcare facility that specializes in helping men feel and perform at their very best. They offer FDA-approved testosterone therapy combined with semaglutide to target fat while maintaining muscle. Now, treatments are designed to fit your life, even with a busy schedule. Most insurance is accepted, making it an accessible option. It's fast, it's easy, it's safe. Mentality physicians have helped guys discover and address other health conditions during routine checks. So be the dad who can keep up with the kids. Be the husband your spouse knows you could be. Feel and perform like you did 5 or 10 years ago, whether it's at work, whether it's at the gym, or at home. This year, stop settling for a fraction of your potential. Mentality's New Year offer is your chance to take back control. Men today have 30% less testosterone. Take back your numbers. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio, mentalityhealth.com/radio. The curtain like industry thing here. Yesterday, a list came out of the top 20 alternative radio shows in the country. Mm-hmm. Okay, now think about how many radio stations there are, in the U.S. and how many alternative rock radio stations there are. And, we are an alternative station radio program. So top 20 in the country, the Rizz Show is number... We'll take number 2. That's fine. That's great.
Heck yeah.
Yes. So cool.
We'll take number 2. That's great.
It is so cool.
And it's cool to see our name amongst, these radio programs from Los Angeles and Chicago and a lot of these bigger markets. And here we are, like a little St. Louis radio show in at number 2. And my buddy Woody happens to be the number 1 show, which is fine.
That's
at
cool
least
too.
At least it's a good friend who's number 1.
There's a lot of people that, did you look at the whole list, the whole top 20, and see all the people you recognize?
Woody Show number 1, Rizz Show number 2, the Rod Ryan Show out of Houston number 3, Elliot in the Morning out of DC number 4, Teresa at iHeart number 5, Gregor out of the End in Seattle number 6. Yeah, a lot of syndicated shows on here. San Francisco, Phoenix, K-Rock, Los Angeles. Yeah, there's a lot of great shows, and we're in at number 2, which is wonderful. So it was nice to see that. And I think about us being the number 2 show in the entire country. And how did we get here? By talking about farts and poopy.
Well, that's important stuff.
Keeping it real.
Farts, poopy, and pee-pee. And here we go.
Yep.
And here we go. This is why we're number 2, guys. Talking about number 2.
Number 2 show.
We're number 2 in the country, talking about number 2 right now. Now, when you live with a partner, or anyone for that matter, there's one type of intimacy that doesn't get talked about much. It's the limited privacy that's possible. It's hard to hide anything. Now, a new study. What do you think? What is the percentage of Americans that say they feel completely comfortable both pooping and passing gas in front of their significant others?
I'm with Rafe. I think that anything over 1% is too high.
I need a number.
Okay. I'm going to say 30%.
So these are the Americans, the percentage of Americans that say they feel completely comfortable both pooping and farting in front of their significant other.
Those are two. That's way different.
Yeah, because you can't
A silly little toot and a horrendous dump are not the same thing.
I
just
think
not.
for these purposes, they lumped them all into one.
They lumped them?
If it's all lumped into one big turd, I'm going to say 28%.
28%.
If it was just the deucing, I would say 19%.
I'm saying 30.
30%.
Well, if we threw farting in, then it's going to go
says,
way up.
It says feel completely comfortable both pooping and passing gas in front of their significant other.
So both. So I'm going to say 19%.
Higher. I'm going to say an astounding. I think it's going to be close to 50-50. I think it's going to be about 46%.
Okay, 46%. Scott.
I think it's going to be 23%.
23%. The answer is, who said 30%?
I did.
You are the closest. 32%. Americans say they feel completely comfortable both pooping and passing gas in front of their significant other. That means that 2 and 3 people try to hide stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would you ever take a dump in front of your lady?
Sure.
Like when she's in the bathroom, you're going to pull down your pants and you're going to actually excrete waste.
I'm not sure that's exactly the scenario of how it happened.
The smile after you said excrete waste.
But, you know.
So she's in the bathroom, she's putting her makeup on, and here's Mood with, I got a stomach thing going on. I really need to go. So she's in there putting her makeup on, and you are.
I'm comfortable.
You are defecating.
I'm comfortable. I don't know if it's from years of touring and just, whatever. But yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm not seeking out that scenario.
You're not celebrating it.
I'm not celebrating it, and I'm seeking it out, and I'm not doing what you just said. If she's in there using it, I'm not going to go in there and
what
use
if it's
it.
an emergency?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a couple scenarios, I'm sure. But
what other situation would there be?
There's plenty of situations. Maybe you're deep in conversation. You're like, you know what? We can't pause this. Just keep talking and
get at it. That's way worse. That's way worse. That's way worse than the situation that I painted.
You asked me if I'm comfortable with it. Sure. The fact remains that I'm not uncomfortable in very many scenarios. I'm fine being vulnerable. She loves me for who I am, gosh dang it. And
it's a part of you.
I am human.
No, 0% of
I am
chance
human.
of that happening
Hear me poop.
in my house.
I have to have this conversation with myself anytime I'm like in a car going on a long trip with Tim where, we get stalled in rush hour and I'm like, oh God, I have to have this conversation like, are you comfortable getting out of the car, going into a ditch, taking a turd over there in the ditch, or would you do it in the back into like a bag? Like I have this so I've had this question in my head many a time, and I have resigned myself to the comfort level of, yes, I have to be okay, kind of the similar thing that Moon's saying. I have to be comfortable with this is who I am. Everybody poops.
I'm not comfortable with it.
I don't
have to be comfortable with it.
But I will if necessary.
Nobody said there was a need for it.
Yeah, there's no I'm assuming this survey is like this is a common thing, not an emergency happened. I've had, we have one bathroom. I've been in the shower and Tina's been like, don't open the curtain. And I'm like, let me get out. I climbed out the window in the shower. But
I've been peeing and the wife has walked in. I'm fine with that.
That's not the same thing.
Right? It's not the same thing.
That's not even close. That's not even close to the same thing. You might pee on someone's leg in the shower for a little ha-ha. You don't just poop on her leg in the shower unannounced. That's
pretty funny.
That'll get you banned from the house.
I have those.
Come on, man.
I have those numbers too, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
I have that number.
It's a different thing.
But it's not on the toilet.
I have that number. Who would poop in the shower? I have that number. I will
no.
tell you in a
Babies
second.
Monstrous.
That should be it.
Yeah. It's just a different animal, dude. It's not the same thing. Like, Tina had to poop on the Appalachian Trail when we were in D.C. Like, it just happened. It was like the situation you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, you just
gotta go.
There's 0%. We cannot get back to civilization. And her parents were with us. And I had a pocket full of napkins.
She seems like she'd be comfortable
And she's
with
like,
anything.
that's the greatest. She's like, that's the greatest show of love anyone's ever had.
Yeah,
I go, here's some napkins. And then I was like, I'll stand guard. And then I took a picture. But
Of course.
I was like, don't worry about it. I'll stand guard.
Then
Because it was like, it was by this, like, it was in Tennessee, Smoky Mountains or whatever. I don't know, some long trail. And it was like by the busiest, the dome that everyone drives to. And we were far enough off. And I'm like, hey, man, there's people up here hiking around, so just go behind a tree, hold onto a branch, do what you got to do. So that I was able to compartmentalize that, to be like, that was an emergency. That's not who you are. That's not who you are. That's a thing that happened to a person I know. But if it was like, you know what I mean? I had to disassociate. I had to disassociate with her little monkey tail and then be like, that's not.
Oh. The fact that you said
You're
monkey
the
tail, I hate
best.
that.
You were the
I
had to disassociate.
I just got that, by the way. Have you heard of that?
Sure.
I've never heard of that before, and I hate every second of that.
You never pooped in the woods before?
I
You
have.
don't like turd terms.
That was for you.
You're against.
I want
all
you to think
turds.
about it all day long, dude. Monkey tail. Anyway, I just think this specific survey means like we make it a habit of like, if I gotta go, like my friends have a door open poop policy. Two of them, and they're hot people. They're one of the hottest couples I know. And I'm like, I can't believe
that this is happening
here.
You're
having open door both ways poop policy, especially the girl. Like she's been my friend the longest, and I'm like,
that's great. That's great. It's refreshing to hear. Actually, like there's no.
I don't know, man.
It's nice.
There's no walls up.
There's
you know?
no walls up.
Nice. I got
No,
nothing to hide.
I do it for me. It's not about like
no inhibitions.
Yeah, but there's also just like that's something that like I don't want. I don't know what's about to happen in there, and I want to be able to be myself.
Yeah.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Not everything is for. We don't have to share everything.
Can I admit something that happened to me yesterday?
Yes.
Here we go.
Because
Yes.
I was taking my morning constitutional, as we do, at like 5 a.m. and I'm in there, and I went the first time and it was fine, and then I was like, oh, I have to go a second time. So I went in a second time to the stalls here at Hubbard, and it was kind of an emergency moment, and so I'm in there, and
You were loud.
I am letting things go. Okay, things are happening.
Things are happening. Yep.
Living life.
I am completely unaware that there is somebody else because there's not a lot of women here at that hour.
Yeah.
So it's either
You're dropping soup cans in there.
it's either me or Courtney from the Courtney Show that are in the ladies' bathroom. So I am letting it loose, and then the toilet, 2 doors down, flushes, and I'm mortified because I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my God.
I was not. I would have like held it
So if
together
it was
more.
being that Courtney's the only other female that's here at this time, she knows it's you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I then, when I get back to my desk, I text her and I go, I just need to apologize for like letting it loose. And she responds, actually, I'll read the text verbatim.
Why would you feel the need to apologize? Why even draw attention
Because
to
I
it?
love Courtney, and
She may have not even realized.
Well, she would have, Rizz, because she's the only other woman here.
But maybe in your head it was amplified.
Yeah, and the door might have stopped.
And the door stopped some of it.
Listen, this was 5:50 yesterday.
What are you talking about? She's got ears. She knows what it sounded like. She's,
Yeah, she
she's
was
mortified for a
She was
reason.
blowing soup cans out at 5 a.m.
I said to
She
Courtney
knew it.
Landrum,
If she knew it, she did.
I texted OMG, period. I was letting her rip in the bathroom. Sorry if that was you. I didn't realize somebody else was in there. Kiss emoji. She then responds, it was not me. And I go, oh my God.
Okay,
Who was
could
it?
be one of two things.
King Scott got lost again.
Number one, she may be embarrassed to like admit that she was in there. Like,
Sure.
Like, oh, that wasn't me. Trying
to make you feel better.
Trying to deflect.
Not realizing that.
Or
makes
she
it
was
worse.
dropping hard too and just didn't want to admit.
Or
maybe thought you hurt her.
Or, I mean, you really got after it. And with enough force
to set off the next stall.
Set off the next stall.
That's what I was thinking, dude. You're the rumblings of the soup can.
That's
Am I a
What-
frostquake?
You vibrated so hard that it triggered the auto flush on another toilet.
Yeah. Either
I'm
that
gonna
or
go with
You
that.
had such a massive seal on the toilet that it created like basically a subwoofer.
that set off the automatic toilets in the other stalls.
or maybe
Nice
there was
work.
a ghost sitting there.
DJ Soup Can.
You blew it up so bad that ghost was like, I'm out of here. I gotta leave.
Anyway, it was mortifying, and but I wanted to own it because I don't normally do that in front of people.
Or it could have been somebody in there that shouldn't be in there.
Right. And also, why would you do that? You know, are there
Nah.
somebody I used to work with who is male, who will remain unnamed on the air. He would go into the old MS bathrooms, the female bathrooms, in the morning to go to the bathroom.
Jeff would do that.
Yeah, Jeff and this person would go in there, and so they would openly admit it.
But Jeff would do it when nobody was, because our office was directly
It was next
across
to it, yeah.
from the woman's bathroom.
Yes.
And when we got in, nobody was here. So he would just run over there and do his thing.
Same with this man as well. Like before the majority of women would get there. I would
Which
be
was
there,
also
but also I
weird
didn't care.
because when everybody was there, we'd see women go in and Jeff would start timing people.
Gosh damn it.
I love that.
I forgot about that.
Anyway,
Hey,
So,
That's not it. It was
free.
one of our two theories is correct. Either Courtney was nice/ashamed, or Soup Can set off a 4-alarm in there and just started a symphony
We'll
of
never know.
auto flush.
we'll never know.
Proud of you either way.
Thank you.
Scott, check the cams.
All right, I will do.
I'm proud of you too, man. I'm telling
Check
you.
the Chuck Berry cam.
It's a step. It's a step. You're one step closer to be even more comfortable.
That's
All
right.
right, and for some people, the poop shyness extends to people they don't know. So 58% of women admit to feeling uncomfortable doing a number 2 in a public restroom if other people are around. 46% of men feel the same way. 51% of women say they generally try to avoid public restrooms altogether. 49% of men agree to that. So that one's all tighter.
Now this is clearly something, and it's got to be equal on for men and women. And correct me if I'm wrong, Lern, but it's got to be something that just wears off with age. It has to be.
It has to
The,
be.
the anxiety, the
Do you
embarrassment.
think it's a maturity thing?
I think there's some sort of maturity, or there's some sort of like you just care
don't think-
less
I mean,
and less.
I will-
every
I think you
single
just
day.
have to come to grips with
I think time.
you're losing control of
I
it.
will only go on an emergency.
I'm just saying. I think time.
gotta be an emergency.
Time erodes the anxiety because I mean we've all seen it. The older the feller in there, the less he
The more
cares.
comfortable they get. Yeah, I
It just
am
happens.
uncomfortable. I'll admit it. I get poop shy for sure.
I mean, think about it like a gym. Like who are the guys that are, naked longer or naked easier? It's the older fellers. They don't care.
Yeah.
Tommy the boss says it could have been a building maintenance or security person.
Oh God, Tommy, stop listening to this show.
Could have been.
Yeah, I think there was a boss in here yesterday as well.
Yeah. I think
What?
Jenny,
Female?
Jenny,
Yes.
Hubbard
Jenny Morris
here.
was here? No.
I think it's also like I'll wait. I'm a shy guy too. I think in that regard, I just out of respect. If someone's in there and I can hear them washing their hands or finishing up, and I'm like, man, I'm about to unleash hell over here. I'll try to wait them out.
Right.
And be like, I don't want the initial attack to happen in front of anybody if I can avoid it. But sometimes people F around too long.
All right. Now, one last thing here. Now, you've surely heard about people talking about whether they've peed or not in the shower, or if it's a regular thing. But this study took it one step further. How many people have defecated in the shower?
Good Lord.
Please make this number 0.
On purpose?
No, this has to be like a sick thing.
Yeah, if you're sick.
Now, they didn't ask if it was intentional or accidental to some degree, but about 1 in 20 people confessed to having defecated in the shower.
One of our
5% of women, 7% of men owned up to it.
Okay.
You're not even supposed to. You're not supposed to poo on the bus. And even when we had buses with grinders, you're not supposed to poo on the bus unless it's a total emergency. And we had a band member, sick as a dog, by the way, sick as a dog, still drank that night, and he ended up in the shower, laying down,
And he
pooed in the shower,
ugh.
in the bus, on the bus. Violations.
Yeah.
It's called a bag.
Now, just here on this next one, and we'll move on after this, just here on this next one might make you need to go number 1. When somebody says they need to use the bathroom. Yes, Rafe?
Because I have a question.
Yeah, please, go ahead, before I move
About pooping in the shower. I've been sick where I've thrown up in the tub because I was on the toilet, like with the stomach flu, where it's just coming out both ends.
Yeah.
And you have a choice to make. Because you either have to like throw up in the floor, or the tub was like right off to the right.
Yeah.
Now you could resituate. I could have put my ass over the tub, puked into the toilet.
Look away.
No way.
If you have to make a choice, what are you doing?
Poo where's
I'd
supposed
rather
to go.
clean up. I'd rather clean up vomit.
Yeah.
100%.
Same. That's why I made the choice. I
I'd
made.
rather.
I wonder if there's anyone out there that's like, well, I know if it's liquid, it's going down easier. If it's,
But it doesn't matter. I put my feet in the tub. I do not put my feet in the
I
toilet.
am not.
Dude.
I am of your side of this.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the vomit in the tub side.
I'm vomit in the tub for sure.
Not fun, by the way, to clean up sick.
No.
Not fun.
No.
That sounds like a
But the
nightmare.
lesser of two evils, I would agree.
That's why I don't know. Have you ever done it in a jacuzzi? It's kind of fun.
Nice.
Ugh.
Now, when somebody says they need to use the bathroom,
Self-clean up.
when somebody says they need to use the bathroom, does it ever make you have to go? There's a new study on contagious urination. And it found that you could thank evolution for that urge. So researchers in Japan noticed that chimpanzees do it too. So if one chimp pees, the other chimps nearby are more likely to go quickly, in succession.
Well, then I don't want to hear any more about this women go in groups thing.
And this is what this is the point of the story. So they watched 20 chimps for more than 600 hours at a zoo in Japan and tracked how often they peed within 60 seconds of each other. And you thought your job sucked. Now, it turned out it happened a lot, and social rank made a difference. And they were even more likely to follow suit if a dominant chimp on the ground peed.
Hey, I wonder, though, if they're drinking at the same time.
Are they in the same car on the same road trip?
The two main theories are that collective urine might keep away predators.
Oh, okay.
Or could it be just a bonding thing?
Hey,
Like they
man.
compared it to how people, especially women, sometimes go to the bathroom together.
Wow.
And they say in humans, we know that our decision to urinate is influenced by social contexts that lead us to urinate simultaneously with others. And they think chimps might do it for the same reason, to promote social bonding. And that's why women go to the bathroom together. You're welcome. And this is why we're the #2 show in the country.
That's right.
Peak contagion.
Peak contagion. That's right.
Interesting.
Good movie.
All right. We got to take a break. We'll come back right into Chris Kerber. And then we'll get to emails. Right into Chris Kerber, and then
Chris Kerber, who will poop in front of anybody.
This man's not poop shy. We're gonna ask him. 8:27. In fact, I'm gonna hit him with that stat of how many people poop in the shower right away.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna set the tone with Chris.
Hey, by the way, Nine Inch Nails just announced their tour. No St. Louis date.
Speaking of crap.
They will be in Chicago.
Not the band, the lack of date.
On, looks like to be 8/19. So there you go. Drive up there. Thanks.
8/19?
Yep.
That's 2 days after my birthday. 4 days after Shinedown.
I know.
What
Wow.
a week. Traffic and weather, Moon coming at you.
Traffic brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Lane closed due to an incident 70 eastbound at Zumbel. Your point forecast, partly sunny, high of 36. Right now it's 16 at the Point Studio.
All right, so I actually made up a word this morning, and I'm so happy about this. Now, the last year and a half of all of our lives, the word synergy has been like kind of a gigantic joke. Like, there's all this stuff happening all over. You're just trying to make it work for the day.
Yeah.
But it seems like, Amy Lee, front woman of Evanescence, that you have a very synergistic year ahead of you. The album is out now. The single doing great. The big tour with Hailstorm later this year. This feels like synergy to me, and I bet you for you, it's finally like, great, we're finally here.
Yeah, it feels really good. Part of last year and this time, something that's felt really good is just to keep going, just to go harder. Don't let it stop us. Don't let anything hold me down. Like just this feeling of, I can't waste a minute. I don't want to waste a day. We don't know if we have tomorrow. So it is time to just do what we were born to do. So kind of taking that attitude after the initial sort of like, frustration and heartbreak and just frustration. I want to say that
Flooring Industry Council of St. Louis. It's an organization of contractors and flooring pros throughout Greater St. Louis that are committed to supporting each other and the members through ongoing education, training, and just absolutely helping highly skilled and experienced workers just thrive. And if you are looking to be a skilled craftsman and receive training and support to be the best version of yourself, and you're considering a career as a flooring professional, you gotta call now. Call these guys over at 314-644-4800 or go to apply.ficstl.org. This is an incredible opportunity to lay the path for a brand new career. And yes, it is a career. and you get paid while you learn. Some careers require expensive degrees that pile on debt and delay years of valuable earning potential. It is time to explore this option, an earn while you learn education model that allows hardworking people to make money while learning the skills to embark on a successful career. Become an install floor layer with the Carpenters Union. And yes, union membership, union benefits. And the only requirements, you got to be at least 17 years old, high school graduate, and that's pretty much it. Get a hold of them, apply.ficstl.org. That is the website. You can start the career today, and once you get started, you start getting paid. Wage increases each term, tons of job site hours, amazing terms. Get started on a new career. Apply.ficstl.org. That's apply.ficstl.org.
Hey, it's Jeff backstage at Wayback Point Fest in freaking living color. Look at those guys. They're right there. Thank you guys for taking the time to do this. Much appreciated. Let's get this out of the way. I have an amazing story about, and I just told this on the show. I do the morning show. I'm part of the morning show on The Point. A million years ago when you guys were on a tour opening with Rolling Stones. Yeah. Or for Rolling Stones, whatever. Are they closed for you guys is the way I look at it. You guys did the stop at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Yes. 1990, whatever it was, or 80, whatever 89. It was. 89. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm 52. I'm right there. Okay. Right. So my dad was a huge fan of the Rolling Stones. Right. Not in great health at the time. Wasn't walking very well. So I drove him because I'm a fan of you guys, and I was a fan of Rolling Stones because I had to be. And we roll up in his truck, and I let him out at the curb so he can walk in and find his seats. Right. And while I park his truck, he gets out. You guys are already on. And he goes, "What the hell is that god-awful noise like that?" And I was like, "Dad, that's the opening band. It's Living Color. That's the band I was telling you about." He walks in, and I park the truck, and by the time he is this, like this. Rocking out. The dude would be 70-something right now if he was still with us. And he found dudes that he graduated high school with. And the last time he saw those people, they were listening to the Rolling Stones, smoking pot, and that's what they were doing. Wow. So because of you guys, I had this amazing, amazing moment with my dad. So thank you very much. So that leads me into, and I think maybe that's part of the answer, but why you guys are still doing this. After all of these years, all of the success, all of the touring, all of that, what keeps you guys driving to do this?
We're trying to get it right at some point, basically.
Are you kidding me?
It's funny. It's a great question. I mean, part of it is, the conversation we started back in the 80s, late 80s. A lot of things that we were talking about through the 90s, a lot of those things haven't gone passe. Like a lot of the things, songs we, we're living with the cult of personality right now.
Right.
And we're still living with things like Funny Vibe, and we're still living with things like Open Letter to a Landlord. And a lot of things that we, like a song like Time's Up is even more relevant. It was really odd. We were kind of doing our little homage to the Bad Brains. Right. And Corey come up with these lyrics, and the lyrics are all about the environment. And it seemed really an odd choice at the time, but it's incredibly in sync with what's happening now. So a lot of what has kept us together is the fact that the things we talked about are still relevant.
And it's great that you say that, because a couple of years ago, 311 was here and in these very chairs, and I was talking with them about, and I followed them since record number one. And they said one of the things that drives them is the fact that music that they put out 20 years ago is even more relevant now than it was back then. For them, it's the legalization of marijuana and the therapeutics of marijuana, which is, my God, that's like story number one almost now. So that's got to be part of that. Now, and the other thing is, one of the guys that's on the show with me is a musician. He actually plays with Goldfinger. He's playing with them tonight. And he obviously knew about you guys, know the radio songs, that sort of thing. Never seen you guys, so I pulled up on YouTube when you guys were on Arsenio Hall. And he's a bass player and a guitar player, and he's, oh my God, that guy is shredding. Oh my gosh. So this guy's 37, 38 years old, never seen you, and cannot wait to see you guys play. That's got to be part of the drive, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Totally. I mean, the way that we play and why we play, I don't think is as important as that we play. You know, I think we have a charge to have something to say. We observe the world in a particular way, and I think it's unique in a musical space. And we have to. I'm talking without a microphone.
That's okay. I know you're not comfortable with a microphone or anything. It's okay. It's new to you.
But I think that as long as we have something to say, I think we're going to try to say it as musically as we possibly can.
Is it still? Do you guys still get the nerves at all? The good nerves right before you head out on stage?
Yeah, always. And while I'm on stage sometimes too.
While you're on stage too. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Guys, this is Freaking Living Color, and I know this is short and sweet, but thank you very, very, very much for coming in and saying hello. And so many fans that have seen you guys a bunch of times are out there.
Yeah.
Because I brought a bunch of them.
The three of us, we were at the hotel, and some guy walks by with a Living Color t-shirt on. Like, wow.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That is so cool. You guys are so hip. Thank you so much for being here. We super appreciate it. Great success from here and on out. Living Color, guys.
Thank you.
.105.7 The Point. AO. Let's go. It's Liv Maddox. Broadcasting.
It's having their biggest sale ever in celebration of the new year. So leave all that 2024 dirt behind. Out the door with 24. Start your freshest year yet with Zero Res. Now, Zero Res could basically clean every surface in your home, from your carpets to your tile to your rugs to your upholstery. Don't forget about your air ducts. Maybe that's something you never even thought about. That's going to help when you get your air ducts cleaned out. It's going to help with allergies. It's going to help with asthma. It's going to help with dust around the house. It's going to help lower your energy bills, and your home's going to stay cleaner longer. So Zero Res, they're a great company, 4.9 rating on Google with over 5,900 reviews, and they got the Zero Res Gotta Love It guarantee. Makes it easy to get what you pay for. They stand behind every cleaning they do. So this month, when you mention the RizzShow, when you call Zero Res, take 24% off all cleaning services. That's 24% off all cleaning services for the month of January with Zero Res. 314-474-2020 or book online anytime at ZeroResSTL.com and say you want the RizzShow special. Spell forward or backward, spells the same at Zero Res.
Hey, we're the Interrupters! And we're here with our new friends Sarah and Donnie from The Point. We're at Music Record Shop, and we're gonna go get some records.
Reggae and ska. This record is going to change your life. It really is. This is nightclub gangsters. Rudy, a message to you.
Birthday, Rizz, you big fat douche.
All right, let's talk to Chris Kerber. And our weekly chat with Chris, sponsored by Blue Note Roofing. Good morning, Chris Kerber. Hey, buddy.
Morning, everybody.
Hey, sorry we missed you on Thursday last week during RizzShow night, but we were crazy busy.
Yeah, you guys looked like you had some fun at that one.
Oh, we had a great time. We had a blast. And what a win, too, by the way.
I was going to say, it's always fun for us, but it's double the fun when the Blues start scoring in the first period like that and make it a great game.
I'll tell you what, guys, like, the atmosphere in that arena is great, isn't it? Like if you just the reality of the sport is it's such a terrific sport live, right? And the fact that the Blues are moving back into that competitive range, I mean, a great win in that last game over Vegas, right? And we'll see Vegas tomorrow night. But we're looking around and just seeing the kids at that game and over the weekend and the last couple of home games, and you're like, what? Just a all around. People just come and have fun. I mean, it really has become the thing to do, hasn't it?
When a hockey team is winning, And just take it game by game, okay? When a hockey team is in the lead and they're winning, there is a certain energy that the arena has. Now, when that turns and the team is not doing well, you could feel that as well. But that Thursday night, that Calgary game was a 4-1 win. There were a couple fights during the game as well that got everybody amped up. We were there. It was a great night.
Oh, yeah. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's the case kind of in every sport. When you've got some electricity with the team and they're playing well and it goes, it's the atmosphere. But, the fun part is, and I was thinking about this, watching a video with Sidney Crosby yesterday. Like, Nathan McKinnon right now has 74 points, right? Nikita Kucherov with Tampa Bay has 70 points, and 70 points in 45 games. Like, holy cow. And the Blues haven't seen anything like that since Hall and Oates and those guys. Like, it's been a while since the Blues have had a real, true, superstar from a point-getting standpoint like that. I mean, they had like Keith Tkachuk. They've had some stars, right? They've had some absolute studs and Hall of Famers. But just that player that just comes to light it up every single night. Yeah. I mean, Brett Hull and Adam Oates would tell you. Brett Hull says he'd look at Adam Oates, he'd get in a cab and go to the rink. Well, how many you want to get tonight? Right? I mean, it was one of those kind of things. But even without that, it can still be such a freaking great, exciting game. And that's the thing that I love about this sport. Like, it's just so much fun to watch when it's played well.
And also the fact that anything could happen. You bring up Keith Tkachuk, and I was surfing around the internet, surfing around social media the other day, and Keith Tkachuk was on there. Somebody was interviewing him, and they asked him about one of his most memorable goals that he ever scored. And he said, "I'll tell you about the most painful goal I ever scored." And do you
TJ Oshie's.
Man, and there's a video of this too, and you can look this up anytime. So Keith Tkachuk is a guy that would camp out in front of the goalie. I mean, he was the guy to stand in front of the net as you're in your offensive zone. And TJ Oshie takes a shot from the point, and this thing is a howitzer. Okay, hits him in the face, in the mouth, and goes in. Okay, when you watch the puck hit his face, he goes down as if there's a sniper up in section 300. Am I right, Chris?
Oh, listen, not only that, I mean, this is in the last year of his career. He's already announced he's going to retire. He's never lost a tooth his entire hockey playing career. And in one of the final games, in the final month or so, he takes a puck to the face. It goes off his face into the net. He said he'd give back 50 of his goals to not have scored that one. And
he was describing how his mouth guard was filled with his teeth.
Oh yeah. It just blew his mouth open. Yep.
It says he needed facial surgery too.
Damn.
So not only
he did. It took 6 months to get it in, but he's pretty now, so that's all right.
Yeah, he's a very pretty man. But he talks about how he pulled his mouth. He was wearing a mouth guard, and his teeth were not only in his mouth guard, but they had to collect his teeth from the front of the net.
Hurts me.
They skate around. You know, the amazing thing is how well they can find teeth, on ice.
Oh, it's amazing. I've seen it before.
It happens a good amount. Yeah, they look around like, oh, there's his tooth. Go get it.
That's wild.
The crazy one is when those guys get back and they just come back out and they keep playing. You know?
Yeah.
The great stories of shoot, I saw one of them with Brendan Shanahan, where Blues are playing Detroit, and Brendan Shanahan just put a stick right to Tyson Nash's face. Just again, knocked out some teeth, did some damage to the mouth, and Tyson Nash came back out, started a fight, and it was just one of those epic games against Detroit. The famous one of Tkachuk and Shanahan. And I mean, it happens. And then guys just go, no, just put me together and get me back out there. And you're like, holy smokes, you guys are nuts.
Well, and
they're tough.
They're also the guys that got lucky. Like, we had Kelly Chase in there. He said he never lost any teeth playing.
Isn't that something? There's some guys who get lucky. And then, it was such you have what I believe is a Hall of Fame career. As long as Keith Tkachuk played in front of the net, battled the big guys. Nothing better than Tkachuk and Foot trying to find ice in front of the net. And boom, right towards the end of it, a puck to the face from TJ. I guess if you're going to get it, at least you can say it was TJ Oshie that did it.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, those. Is that really? Are there guys that camp out in front of the net anymore? Is that a loss?
Oh yeah. No, they're there. You still have to go there. That's why Jake Neighbors has had some success. You still have to go there. The difference is the rules changed where the physical battles that you saw, some of the pushing, the shoving, the cross checks, and things like that made some of those, like watching Adam Foote. I'm telling you, watching Adam Foote and Keith Tkachuk battle all those years was just outstanding. Those, anybody going to the front of the net on Chris Pronger, on Darian Hatcher, right? On some of these just big, great defensemen that played the game. Rob Blake, another, like those battles are gone. And if there's probably, if the rule changes have adjusted one thing that I miss the most as a hockey fan, it would be some of the nastiness of those battles.
Yeah, it's funny. My son plays. He plays center for his high school team and his club team. And Jamie Rivers talked to him and he said, "Hey, if your back is not bruised up at the end of the game, you did not have a good game." And that's from standing in front of the goalie and the defense guy cross-checking your back to get you out, or the goalie themselves hit you out of the way.
Right. So, what happens then is you would try to get as close to the front of the goalie as you could. And if the defenseman's in front of you, you're pounding the defenseman. He's trying to get back in front of you. Now, because of what's happened, because of they took some of it. I mean, let's face it, some of it was against the rules, but it was just allowed. Right. But it's cross-checks, it's sticks, it's stabbing, it's moving their feet, it's interfering with them a little bit. And when you cracked down and changed all these rules, and it started after that 04-05 lockout, 20 years ago, and it's gotten to where the game has got this great speed today. But now what's happening is they call it fronting the puck, where now you actually want to get in front of the defenseman, and now you're trying to deflect the puck and screen the goalie because you can stand there. It does. And the crazy thing is, it doesn't take the same amount of courage now that it used to stand there in terms of the beating you take. Now, I will say it does when it comes to still facing shots.
Right.
I mean, it's still Colton Parayko that can rip a shot at 100 miles an hour, and you're standing in front of the net.
Yeah.
And trying to deflect it, make it hit you, it can hit you in the ankle. So that part's still there. But so yeah, some of those great epic battles just don't exist anymore.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance, look up that Tkachuk getting hit in the face by the TJ Oshie shot. And I mean, the way he goes down immediately, but he got a goal. So it's on a stat sheet as a goal.
Yeah, weird celebration. Weird goal celebration. Weird down a hole in your face.
Weird goal celebration when the trainer immediately runs on the ice and has a towel to your face.
Well, the trainer was just excited for the goal too.
How about the fact that you get up and you skate off the ice?
Well, that in itself is insane. All right, so the Blues they beat the Flames twice at home, which is what they needed to do. Then they lose on Saturday night to Utah. It's that whole third win in a row thing that's kind of annoying. That's been the story this year because they won again on Monday.
They are the only team in the league that has not won 3 games in a row. They've got another chance here to get the 3 games over 500 if they can beat Vegas for the second consecutive time on Thursday night. They went into action last night. I haven't looked at the standings, but I don't think anybody was playing of consequence. So I think. So they're 1 point out of a playoff spot for Calgary and Vancouver.
As of this morning, 1 point out of Calgary's final wildcard spot, tied with Vancouver with 50 points.
Yeah, but those 2 teams have 3 games in hand, which means they've played 3 fewer games. I don't know how the hell that happens. We're in the same amount of time, right? But right now the Blues are in a stretch starting yesterday or the day before. After that Vegas game, a stretch of only 3 games in 10 days. So Calgary and Vancouver each have 5. So they'll get to within 1 game's played before the next 3 games for the Blues, and then we'll see where this race really goes to from there after this 3-game homestand. But you know what? They're in it, and I do think that they have the pieces to go on a run. They can put it together. It just hasn't clicked just yet in terms of that 3-game win streak. Which, hey, you can live without a 3-game win streak if you win 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 1. You can build that way. It just doesn't quite feel as momentum carrying, but it can still work.
Well, and you got to beat the teams that you need to beat, and you can't lose any of these, to any of these bad teams. I mean, is there a chance they catch Colorado for this first spot? There is a lot of time left in the season.
You know what? Yeah, is there a chance? Sure, there's a chance. And you still have some head-to-head games with them, so that does matter. And we've got what coming up in 4 games, I think, as a matter of fact, 4 or 5 games. I really would have felt a lot better on this had you been able to beat Utah, because had you been able to beat Utah, now you'd be talking about five behind them, and that's a big difference. But right now, it's really shaping out. It's really shaping out to be a 3-horse race between Vancouver, Calgary, and St. Louis for that final wild card spot. And if you get on a run, maybe you pull Colorado into the fight. But I think right now you're looking at that 3-horse race.
Well, tomorrow home against Vegas, Dallas here on Saturday. So hopefully we'll get a couple wins, and we'll talk to you again next week, Chris.
Yeah, you got it. Hey, listen, I got a good buddy, Adam Osterman, that was listening, texted me, said I might get asked an uncomfortable question, so I'll just lay it out there in case he's still listening.
Okay.
But number 1, yes. Number 2, no.
Have you ever pooped in the shower, Chris?
No.
Well, 1 in 20 people have, just so you know. So,
good thing that 19 of the others are friends of mine, because I don't know what the hell that one is.
There he is, the great Chris Kerber, everybody.
See you, everybody.
Chris, we'll talk to you next week.
What if he would have said yes?
Forgot.
What if he was like, absolutely, I have pooped in the shower.
Yeah.
And I do it on the regular.
Right, he's like, suck
happens.
on that, St. Louis.
Moon, let's do a couple emails. RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com, or you can send your instant feedback to the 1057 The Point mobile app.
We'll start with entertainment reviews. Hey, gang.
Hey.
On Monday, you talked about the Springer doc and how they maintained that the skits were not staged. Well, I can assure you, some of them are.
Yeah.
An employee of mine once called off work in the middle of the night because he was going to be on Springer the following day. Of course, I didn't believe this guy. We were in Illinois. There was no way the guy received a write-up for an unexcused absence. A few months later, he calls me back to the break room and starts yelling, points to the TV, and there he is on Jerry Springer. He explained to me that he and 2 girls pitched a segment where he was with both of them, and they both found out and would subsequently have to have a bowling competition for his affections. The producers accepted the pitch and flew him and the 2 girls out to do the show. He was not in a relationship with either girl, but there he was making out with them on TV. I ripped up the write-up. The episode was called Girls Pick Bad Apples, Stay Fresh, Jeff.
Okay, so here's what I'm assuming. Because on the documentary, they made it, and those of you who watched it, I mean, they really hammered the point home. Like, we did not script anything.
So what that means is they didn't script it.
They didn't script it. They didn't script it. It could be made up stories that they were like, is this real? Yeah, it's real. Fine. Good enough.
Yeah, it's real to us.
Good enough to us.
Still real to us, damn it.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Right. But it's la 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 la. Yeah. Fingers in the ears. It's real. Good enough. I married my horse.
Great.
Here's the horse.
Watch me make out with the horse. Awesome.
Next.
Hey, everybody. A few months ago, I had my first child. My wife and I read to her every night. I just remember that Jeff had written a kid's book, and I was wondering if you guys knew if the book was still available for purchase anywhere. I'd love to be able to buy one and tell my daughter how the author was one of the nicest people I've ever met. Love the show. 3 out of 5 stars. Your loyal listener, Will. I spent all morning trying to find it. The only thing I found was a website called Lulu, where you could order it, and it would print when you ordered it. Now, I know the publisher, Shane, is fan and listens, so maybe he can reach out and tell us how we can tell people how to
maybe
get
I can reach out to
the former
Julie.
website that we had put out, yeah, we can ask Julie too. The former website that we had put out goes to a dead link right now. So we'll try to find that link and we'll throw it up on our Facebook for you.
Yeah.
So stay posted for the next 24 or 48 hours.
I'll
Yeah, that Lulu website says you can have a
Let me text.
hardcover made for $25.
let me text.
But
I don't
but
know
we don't know
anything
what
about
that
it.
is. Yeah, so
It says hardcover USD 25.
Can people still buy Jeff's book?
all right, while you're doing that, we'll
Question mark. Okay.
Nice.
I'll get an answer.
good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
I'm currently listening to the part of the show where y'all are discussing if anybody has backup pairs of underwear, and I would like to inform Moon that yes, this is a very real thing. For context, I'm a male who's approaching 40, and I have multiple pairs of backup underwear. I do not, however, wear a backpack every day. What I do is I stash them in strategic locations, kind of like a bug-out bag for number 2 emergencies. I have a pair in my truck, one in my locker at work, and one in my hunting gear. Because now, at least once a year, I S myself
Right.
accidentally. I'm not a Craigslist freak of the week who's all willy-nilly with their dookie habits.
Well, that's good. If something happens yearly, you need to be prepared.
Yeah.
I understand.
He says, never know what you're going to get. Love you all, and Jeff Burton, Sean.
I do not poop my pants
What is going
On the
on,
regular.
Sean?
often.
Yeah, what's the diet you have?
What are you eating? If once a year, on average, every 52 weeks, you're
Well, I
losing
fall down the
control.
stairs once a year. It's just something that happens.
Here's what's happening.
Slipping on a stair and throwing into your underwear
One slip out.
once a year.
Sometimes those two incidents are linked.
Please tell me what you're. Do you have just?
No, what's happening is they're trusting farts too much. These people are putting all of I trust myself, and they're letting it rip, and that is how it's happened. Unless you have raging diarrhea, which, from what I understand, is an avalanche, and you can't control that, and you don't even know it's coming.
Rare.
Time out.
Maybe he's got intestinal issues. I don't know.
It's a 40-year-old man. If you trust a fart and that happens, you don't trust farts anymore.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Fool me once.
Yeah.
Shame on
Fool me
Shame
twice.
on you.
Back
Fool me
up
twice.
underwear.
Shame on
Like,
me.
I'll just keep going.
Back
A
up
year,
underwear.
though? I mean, if your fart trust ratio is once a year,
And you fart a lot.
and you're farting daily,
Play the odds.
Right.
You're still getting some quality. You can still.
You're getting some
Release.
quality
Your
tools.
O-rings haven't completely blown out. They're just getting a little weakened, like the Challenger.
Maybe
40 years
also
old.
just write down a chart of how your stomach felt at the time you had the blowout, so then you could look at the different levels.
Yeah,
and be
the
like,
data.
Maybe
Blow
you
out.
change your diet. Like, did you have Mexican the night before you blew it out?
There's
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of questions.
Yeah, start charting these.
Yeah.
And like
Do a fart chart.
whenever
should be a tracker.
Yeah, whenever it happens, review your last 48 hours. Mark down what you've
What did you
you've eaten,
Yeah.
what you've done.
It's like a star chart.
Yeah, your fart
You
chart.
get to name your wet farts after somebody. Just like a star chart.
Actually, that
I remember
should
that whole
be
name a
thing.
star thing?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love Name a Star. I've always wanted to get that as a gift.
I think I have a star named after me. Somebody did that for me. And listener John,
just went supernova.
Team Rizz member John, he made me a knight in Scotland. I own a foot by foot, one
Piece
by
of
one
property.
piece of property in
Wow.
Scotland. And I'm a what is it? Not a knight. Am I a knight? What the heck
You're
am I? I'm an
is it a
earl.
lord?
Jester.
A lord. I'm a lord.
Lord Moon.
So you own a
Shall be
piece
known.
of property where?
Yeah,
Scotland?
I think it's in northern Scotland.
Can you go visit it? Like, do you know where it is?
Is it like
yes.
1 foot by 1 foot?
It is one by one. There's a tree there, I believe, but I can hug the tree and stand on my property.
Yeah, I have a 1 foot by
You have
1
to get an
foot piece of
easement
land.
to get to it.
Yeah. You got to cross.
If you go
something wild.
if you go to Lefroyg's factory, then you can go get to my piece of land there.
Lefroy's?
Yeah.
You live over by Lefroy. I mean, you own over by Lefroy.
Yeah, I did pretty good. It's out there.
How big is your land? Your property?
1 foot by 1 foot. Not
Nice.
allowed to build anything. I
can put a
can't
peace pole
charge
up.
rent. I can't do any of that stuff, but I can go visit it and now get a free drink if I go.
Yeah, on my property, I got a bathroom roughed in. I haven't really done anything with it yet, but
Yeah, I wonder if you could put a flagpole up.
sure, dude.
I put a little
It's the
peaceful
nation
up.
of Scott,
Yeah.
the free nation of Peter Griffin, or whatever it is.
It's Scott. I should be called Scotland.
Taken. Next.
Oh.
Morning, weirdos.
Hi.
I've actually had this same thought about a million times. So when you guys were started talking about it, I was stoked, and I thought, here's some questions that I think about often. How many deadly snakes have I been close to without my knowledge? How many gallons of spit did I swallow? How many times did police see me speeding and let me go?
Oh, this is from the conversation, like our stats,
Yep.
like our death stats.
How many times did I Joe, and how much in gallons was produced? How many planets are actually in the universe, and how many have intelligent life? Who am I related to that's famous and I don't know, past and present? How many pizza rolls have I eaten in my life?
And these are all things he would like to know, or
that he
when he
thinks
gets
about
to
all the
heaven,
time.
like here are the stats,
Right.
like hey,
Yeah.
here's how you did.
I have a question, and I'm glad you brought this up because it triggered me. Over the weekend, I had this stoner thought. How many keys are there on planet Earth that unlock the same locks? Like, think about it. You go to Lowe's. You want to buy a
There's
key.
only so many combinations.
There's
I've
only
thought
so
about
many
this before.
combinations. So that means that
Like
your
you're a part-
house key probably opens the door to like 5,000 other houses that have that same lock somewhere within the manufacturing
Yep.
of that design, right?
I have thought about this before.
I went down a rabbit hole this weekend trying to figure this out.
No info?
It's limitless. Like, there are keys out there that will open the same door, like different doors.
Mm-hmm.
But how many of them?
Okay,
Basically, your front door key, you can only cut a key so many ways.
Yeah, but there's
somewhere else in the world, somewhere else in America, you slide that key into a lock, it will unlock it.
But there's a lot, like,
which means someone's walking around with your house key on
That's
their
right.
chain right
there are
now.
a lot of ways you could cut a key, though.
I know.
There are, but I mean, there's millions of homes.
There's so
millions
many
of
locks, and
There's
these are
so many-
manufacturing.
So
Think
my
about it.
Front lock, back lock.
I know.
doesn't make
So my
sense.
key,
Skeleton key.
the key to the RizzShow office.
Yes.
Correct. Unlock.
There may be
someone's home.
another lock somewhere in this world that key,
Yes.
Statistically,
that
there
my
is.
key is keyed into,
Yep.
Has to be.
has to be.
Has to be because it wouldn't make sense for business, right?
Yeah,
To
there's so much-
do an endless amount of molds for just
Yeah.
one key. They're going to cut things like every million keys made, they do it again. I don't know what the stat is, but I had that thought and I went, I mean, think about it.
It's easy to find out the stat. Take your key and just start going up and down your neighborhood and test 1,000 houses with your key.
Right.
But here's my
See what
question though:
happens.
when they rekey something, when they rekey a lock, can they just not replace the lock and just redo the little things inside the lock to make a new?
I
think
Probably-
so.
I mean,
Wait,
think
redo-
so on
redo a
like
lock?
doorknobs, but I could be wrong about that.
Right. If you could
Like
internally
recarve a lock?
I don't think you
inside it, because inside it, it's what are they? It's pins.
Teeth. It's like
Yeah.
pins and teeth.
It's pins and teeth. So you
They have
can
to be
move.
pushed down a certain amount. That's what the key's little jagged
I
edge
believe,
does.
and I'm not a locksmith.
I'm no locksmith.
I'm no locksmith, but I believe you could move the pins to
Okay.
retool a lock without replacing the whole thing. And
Yeah.
forgive me if I'm wrong about
They're
this.
tumblers, I believe. is what they're
Tumblers,
called.
tumblers, and pins.
anyway, freaks me out.
That's honestly, I have also had this thought. I have slid my key into a lock and been like, I wonder how many people have a key to my house that works, because there's no way.
And there's no way knowing unless, I mean, yeah, it's a 1 in a gazillion chance of somebody trying that exact, that door with that exact
That's true.
keying.
Unless records are being kept somewhere.
Does this worry you, Lern?
I mean, no, it's a fantasy I like getting lost in. I like we will never know.
And what about the fantasy of what if the key, what if you're single and the key to your little sad apartment unlocks your true love's apartment too, but you don't know where it is.
At a mansion.
Starring Meg Ryan.
Damn.
But you don't know where it is. But if you find the key,
That's your true love.
who knows? You may never know. You may meet that person, never know that your keys fit.
It's very Men in Tights of you. In Men in Tights, he's got the.
I've got the
You
one
know-
key to unlock Maid Marian's
No, yeah,
chastity belt.
well, it's the key to the greatest treasure in all the land.
Yeah,
That's right.
It ends up fitting her chastity belt perfectly.
all right, next.
Good morning. First time emailing in, I just want to throw out that you guys are the best and you make every morning better. I love watching the YouTubes and always hear the clips during the breaks about your bucket lists. It's been a while since I've heard you guys talk about your lists and how they've progressed. I would love to hear an update, and if there's anything that you've completed, have anticipation of completing soon, or have added new. Thank you, Steven.
Okay, one more time. Say that again.
Dude's interested in our bucket lists. Have we crossed anything off? Have we?
Is there anything down the pike that is coming up that a bucket list item will be?
Well, there were a few. We were close to getting him in a monster truck.
So close. I was just at Monster Jam this last weekend too, and I was
They
talking
didn't
about
let you
it
drive
again.
one?
No, man, no. It's
We tried real
$1
hard.
million thing.
I mean, I got to drive a monster truck.
Well, you're cooler than me. I don't have. My name's not on the wall.
I mean, I
Has nothing to do with that.
I skydove.
If it doesn't,
I don't think I
does-
was doing the show. I think I was doing middays.
Yeah,
your
you
name
might
was
have
on that show.
We were very close to going up in jets because
Yeah.
there was like a Scott Air Force Base thing happening, and I think that got
And I got the
insurance. Something with insurance got mangled up in
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
there's
yeah.
been a couple of things this year. We should pull it back out and actually revisit it.
I'm looking at it right now.
Let's knock some stuff off that list.
What do we got?
Well, I mean, you did technically drop kick somebody
Yeah.
last year.
Yep.
I
I jumped out of a
skydiving.
cake.
Yeah. You skydove.
You
did.
skydiving.
Have
I wanted to get into a film and I got casted for one, and then
Yeah,
they
that's
delayed the film, so that hasn't
Yeah.
happened yet.
But it's
Casting.
close.
Yeah,
You're cast.
You got cast
with actual stars, which is
Yeah.
cool.
It
Like
does
a real
say
movie.
major motion picture on your bucket
Yeah.
list, but let's see. Moon still wants to take the kids to Europe, host an
Yep.
episode of Jeopardy. You got to do that at RizzShow Live.
That's right. Yeah.
I still want to have dinner in a cave. Rafe, you are on a billboard. You did get on a billboard.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
You also want to slide across the hood of a General Lee car.
Yeah, that someone did email about that.
They got, dude, I saw a truck. There's a truck that came out of here, out of this.
With the General Lee.
Someone's got one. I
Orange
said
with the
they'd let
01.
me.
It was a truck. Never seen
With the
that before.
Confederate flag?
In
on it,
fact,
too?
I was too short to see the top.
someone emailed and said they had a General Lee for me to slide across. Said me and Moon could drive it, slide across the hood, dressed as the Duke boys, and you always wanted to get in the car and say, follow that car. And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have a Roscoe P. Coltrane cop car.
No way.
That they will let you hop into the back
Well,
and
let's
follow
do
us.
that.
Is it OG Challenger?
It's the
OG
OG
Charger?
General Lee. Yeah,
No.
it is.
Let's do that.
He's got both cars. He emailed me
Rizz,
last year about it.
You did get to champagne a crowd at your birthday last year.
Yeah.
So you wanted to get in a food fight, do some PA announcing, crash a wedding, drive the Zamboni, eat at
Yeah.
Golden Corral. We did that.
Did that.
First pitch redemption.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
Cardinals.
yeah.
You want to attend
They
the
said no to
Daytona
that.
500 and the Kentucky Derby. Want to be part of a chain gang.
When did I
Football
say
team.
that?
I don't know.
Yeah, you did say that.
We
It's
may have
written
sneaked that
down.
on there.
That's been offered. You were offered a JV football game, and you've been offered 100 weddings. We just
Yeah,
gotta pick
no,
one.
I know. And the Zamboni thing as well. I never said I want to be on a chain gang.
It's written
You
down.
did.
Nah, I think you
No,
did.
I
Yes, you
didn't.
did.
We
Yeah, you
did
did.
not.
Take
Yes,
it off,
you
take
did.
it off my list.
No.
Once
Oh,
it's
yeah.
on the list, you can't come
No,
off.
I don't want to be on a
That's
chain
right.
gang.
Once
You
on the
said you
list.
wanted to be do the chains at a football game. Yep.
Oh, that chain gang. Yes.
Yeah, not a chain
I thought he
gang.
was building railroads.
chain
Not
gang?
in southern Mississippi, building roads
Oh my
with
God.
Okay, that's what I
Singing
thought. Okay, yes.
spirituals.
The
Darn it,
chain
I
gang
needed
for
To
a
be honest with you,
football
I didn't
game.
know what it was.
I thought it was-
Old Alabama.
No, I thought it was-
loaded.
I thought it was picking up trash on the side of the road in an orange jumpsuit with a pole with a nail at the end of it.
So Rafe wants to slide across the hood.
Yes, that chain gang, yes.
Operation Honeysuckle Rose, which you've had 2 opportunities and have
It's
failed.
Willie
at both.
Nelson's tour bus.
Yeah.
You wanted to also record a country power anthem.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just dragging my heels on that. It's practically written.
I want to do a dinner in a secret corner of a restaurant, but I go through the kitchen to get to the table.
Your power anthem, and that's the Fist in the Earth song.
No, I had another one. I had one about body positivity I wanted to write. But it's fine.
Moon wants to drive the Grants Farm train, drive
Yeah.
a monster truck, get on City
Which they
Field.
offered that too, by the way. The
Tram?
The tram.
Yeah,
The
I'm
train.
gonna do that in the spring.
By the
when
way,
they
Beer
open it.
Guts and Muffin Tops is written. I just need music. I've been working on it.
I wish we
behind
knew
the
a couple
scenes.
musicians.
Let's see. King Scott, climb a big wall.
Climb a big wall.
Climb a big wall.
He's a simple
Sounds
man.
fun.
I want to
What
climb
kind of
wall.
wall do you,
You
want?
also
No, I
want
want to
to
go
get
to
the
So
key.
Ill and climb a big wall over there. What's that?
You want to get a key to Overland.
Which was
Yes.
offered.
And
That was offered?
Yes.
You declined the
No.
key to the city?
The guy emailed me about getting you the key to the city of Overland. I
Why
forwarded
are
you
we
the email.
ruining our own
He
lives?
doesn't check
with
his
all this?
emails.
He's the man that does not check his emails.
You have to hand him a written note.
All right, well,
Staple it to his
I'll
shirt.
find that email.
They rescinded the key.
No.
Then you also want to go down to Tijuana with Polo,
Yes.
or we go to Silver Dollar City as an honorary sheriff.
Whoa.
Okay,
that's
that sounds
cool.
awesome as
That's
well.
cool.
You also would like to be a tour guide for Merrimack Caverns,
Yes!
Mark Twain's Cave, or Marvel. I don't know. The
Yeah.
Marvel Universe. I don't know what that means.
He wants to be part of the Marvel universe.
Yes.
And you also want to create a float trip race and tour the corn cob pie factory.
Hey, you
Which
did that.
you did that.
Yeah, I did
You
that.
Okay, so we're going to
Cross
watch
that
And
off.
they
Sweet,
made a cob in my honor down
He
there.
wanted,
Yeah.
he wanted to tour the corn cob factory.
You
You also want to go on a
Washington.
An honor
mysterious
cob.
road trip, and you want to meet Johnny Morris at Bass Pro.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And that's about it.
Say, hey,
Okay.
Mr. Morris, I got an honor cub.
All right.
Marshawn named
Well,
after
we'll
me.
start. Let's put a plan together. We'll start.
There's
crossing
about
the-
7 or 8 things on that list that we have been contacted about.
Yes.
It's our fault. We'll figure it out.
There was some other stuff on there too.
You know, with COVID and everything, it was. What?
This was post-COVID.
This was last year.
Oh,
what the hell's wrong with
my
you?
whole timeline's all messed up. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do some news. A couple stories to tell you about. Wine sales in the U.S. up or down? Up or down? Wine sales in the U.S. up or down? I know there'll be 6 planets visible in the sky this week, in the night sky this week.
Yes.
Lern will tell us what that means.
Whew, it's going to be a big one.
Our
They all
resident
aligned
witch.
this year too.
Our resident witch will tell us what this means.
Every planet in our solar system will align this year.
Yeah,
for
it's
the
a
first
big,
time in a very long time.
big year for change, you guys.
And how much?
A syzygy.
And how much to drive the Nutmobile?
Add it to the list.
It's 9:10. It's Wednesday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Like, how much will they pay me?
Yeah, how much will they pay you
Here
to
comes
drive
the
the
Nutmobile.
Planters Nutmobile around for the year?
All right, your traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Right lane closed due to a stalled vehicle 70 eastbound at Zumbell. Just a little bit further east there, another lane closed due to a crash 70 eastbound at 5th Street. Your point forecast, partly sunny, high of 36. Right now it's 23 at the Point Studio. Yes, have some. You go.
Hey guys, it's commercial break. Make sure to like,
Subscribe.
And share. It's the best way to show your love for the Rizzuto Show.
so cheesy.
All right.
Okay, so Rafe has our official bucket list.
Spring has been in St. Louis, installing floors in our homes and offices for more than 30 years. It is a trusted place to go if you are in the market for new floors, you know that. And trending right now is carpet. And I was surprised to hear this, but the 70s are back. People, young people especially, are decorating their homes with all sorts of different elements of the 70s. And carpet was a huge part of the flooring motifs of the 70s. And so there you have it. That's probably why everything comes back around, right? So Michael's Flooring, there's different locations for you to go in to actually talk to the sales team at Michael's Flooring, see what's going to be the perfect flooring for you. You can go to Creve Coeur, Dardenne Prairie, St. Peter's. You can go to igotfloored.com to see their online platform. And essentially, Michael is Mike Reynolds. He's the Michaels behind Michaels. And he wants you to come work for him. So just putting this out there, $7 for each square yard for the carpet you install. Michael's Flooring is wanting to hire floor installers. So please go find your new floors, get a new job, work for Mike Reynolds. Tell them you heard about it from your friend Lern. igotfloored.com.
All right, guys, welcome back to the farm. So it's a Sunday, and we got a whole crew here doing stuff. We're going to work in the field today. So this will be the final episode of the farm series for now, but I'm sure we'll return back to the farm at some point. So I'm going to show you what's going on here, the progress of the plants, how those elderberries are looking, and we'll look inside the house, and I'll tell you about some future projects we got coming up here. And there's our tractor, courtesy of Herb Equipment, the Captain Rizz tractor. We're moving some poles. Poles. All right, so behind me is another barn. This is a future project that we're going to do. So we're going to turn this barn into a greenhouse. So come on, let me show you what's going on inside. So this is where the old owner, I guess, stored some of his tractors, some of his big carts for the field. So eventually, what we're going to do is we're going to take the sides off and kind of renovate this structure and make it a greenhouse, so we could start cultivating our own elderberry brands and maybe start selling what they call the cuttings. Right now, this is home to many a groundhog. All right, we're out here in the big field, and I am going to show you the progress of some of these elderberry plants. So you saw at the beginning, pretty much nothing. And it's a couple months later, and I'll show you what these elderberry plants look like. Look at that. Mulch is down. Plants are looking good. You know, you'll see a weed every once in a while, but we gotta pull those. But these plants are looking sweet. Here's my partner in crime, Cat the dog. Hi, Cat. Let's go. Cat is the consummate farm dog. And there's new dog. Come on, Maggie, Cat, let's go. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get a very good crop this year, but this is basically laying the foundation down for years to come. First year being a farmer. So it's been almost 2 straight months of mulching. We're not even all the way done. See some of these rows? They still need to be done. Still need to be mulched. We've been taking down fences, trying to clear stuff out. So there's a whole nother area that we haven't even touched yet. All stuff beyond that fence right there. Basically untouched, but I guess we'll talk about that next time. We're talking about future projects. Check this out behind me. There's the house the old man used to live in. So we're not sure what we're gonna do with it yet. It's got no running water, no plumbing. Pretty much uninhabitable. Still a cool building, been here a long time. So we gotta figure out what to do with it. Here's one thing we're gonna keep. Just a random, in the middle of nowhere, dinner bell. So there's one more building I wanna show you guys. This is behind me, the calf birthing barn. So let's go, we're gonna open it up and hopefully not get stung by a wasp. So it's a little dark in here, so hopefully you guys can see what's going on, but take a look inside there. So there's stalls on the left and right, and the calves would be born in here. And if you could see on the trusses over here, a lot of wasp nests. So I don't know if I want to go in there, but of course you got to keep your equipment clean, so I got to give the old John Deere tractor a shower. All right, so that's it. You've seen most of the farm. There's a lot of work still to do, and there's still a lot more to show you guys, but maybe the next series of videos. Big thanks to Herb Equipment, big thanks to Colonel Landscaping, and we'll see you guys next time on the farm. Thank you.
What's going on? It's Liv, and I'm in the Four Brothers Mead tent, joined by a few of the members of Papa Roach. How's it going, guys?
I'm great. I'm great. Good to be here. Point Fest again.
Yes, and I know you're a Point Fest veteran. This is my first one.
Oh, really?
And the guys were telling me, he's like, you know what? Jacoby one time came over here, took his pants off into the whole interview in his underwear.
Damn, I don't
so
even
you are
remember
a
that.
bit overdressed.
Damn. It's part of my.
Are we gonna roll the clip?
Dude, I gotta see this. I totally forgot that.
Apparently, it happened.
I know. I do look good with my pants off, though. But yeah,
that would push ticket sales for tonight.
Totally.
We're so excited that you guys are here. You got Ego Trip.
Yeah, it's out.
It's out. It's incredible. And we were just talking off the interview that I'm from Maine. A lot of snow.
Bad things happen to good people. And maybe you're a good person and you've had a little hiccup with your credit situation. I don't know. You got yourself into a little bit of a mess. You're trying to crawl out of it. And, it's tough to boost that credit score. And life could put good people in bad circumstances. And you need a car. So you're thinking, all right, I'm going to go to the car dealership. I'm going to walk the lot, whether it be something new or something pre-owned. And all right, I want that one. And next thing you know, you are whisked into a finance office, and making a big purchase with finance is complicated, especially if you've had that hiccup with your financial situation. You got to go with the pro. The Auto Loan Pro is going to help you get back on track. Now, he works with over 50 lenders to get you the very best financing. First off, go to autoloanpro.com and download the playbook to success. It'll explain everything about your credit situation and how to better that situation. But the Auto Loan Pro is going to work his ass off to get you the best rate possible. Now, anybody could sell you a car. It takes a pro to do it right. If you're financing a car, there's one thing to know. Choose the Auto Loan Pro. Autoloanpro.com, autoloanpro.com.
Joined in the Point Studio now by the mastermind behind Ghost, Tobias Forge. How are you, man?
I'm good, thank you. How do you do?
I'm doing really well. It's an absolute great pleasure to have you here, and the absolute ferocious fan base of Ghost has me completely petrified that I'm going to screw this interview up because they
then don't.
Right. Well, that's the idea, but it's one of those really.
All right, welcome back to the program. Home stretch. Let's do some news.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
So, you know it's snowing down south, right? Not like South Missouri, but it's snowing like down in the deep south.
I saw New Orleans.
Pretty
Like
awesome.
New Orleans, we were watching video of Bourbon Street, snow-covered.
Destin, Florida. A lady emailed me yesterday from Destin. A fan was at the Blues night and said it snowed in Destin, Florida. That's crazy.
Houston, New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida. Some cities should see 3 to 6 inches of snow over the next couple of days.
Dang.
I know down in Florida, they don't have any plows or anything. They're borrowing plows from other states.
Yeah, Houston Walmart somehow got a contract with some place up in Iowa and brought down like 30 or 40 for Houston.
Wild, right?
A couple of years ago when it snowed in Texas, it was like a national emergency.
Oh, yeah. Sleet, freezing rain are expected to spread throughout Georgia and the Carolinas. I know where my mom is in North Carolina. Over in Wilmington, it's snowing there. Record low temperatures could happen today in the Tennessee Valley along the Gulf Coast. 2,400 flights in and out of the region have been canceled. It's Winter Storm, and I love this name, Winter Storm Enzo.
Enzo.
So Italian.
Yes.
And seems so nice.
Enzo. Enzo's gonna come. Enzo's gonna come. He's gonna drop 6 inches of snow and make you meatballs.
Enzo Ferrari.
Insno.
Isn't that Ferrari's name? Enzo?
Enzo Ferrari.
Seems like such a nice name.
That's right.
Enzo is such a nice boy.
So it's Enzo. Now, what are they doing in North Carolina? Now that it's snowing, let's talk to a woman from North Carolina.
Okay.
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
That's it. That's what you do.
God, she's the best.
That might be the baked bean mailbox lady from earlier in the program.
Make some soup.
Is this gang related?
Yeah, one more time.
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
I love it too.
She seems like a great time.
Yeah.
Wine sales in America, up or down? Wine sales in America, up or down?
I feel like there's been droughts.
Raising the roof.
You know? I mean, droughts and wine production?
Not wine manufacturing.
Sales.
I guess they're up. I mean, I've been drinking a hell of a lot of wine this
So you
month.
are drinking a lot of wine, so wine sales are up.
Gotta be up. So it was an election year, man.
Man, I would have no idea. I'll just say up.
Because it wasn't the hot drink last year, so maybe it's the hot drink this year, so I'll say it's up.
Okay, wine sales are down. Wine sales continue to tumble after a 6% loss between 23 and 24.
Wow.
What's the reason? Young adults don't drink wine.
What's up with these people?
Really?
No.
Younger adults are drinking less wine than those that came before them, and that is affecting wine sales. The baby boom generation embraced wine, and they imagined the following generation would keep doing it. No, it's not happening. Baby boomers are they're dying out.
Mm-hmm.
They were big wine drinkers. Generation X, okay, drank a little wine, but the subsequent generations have not been drinking wine. Younger adults are turning to easy, pre-mixed, ready-to-drink alcoholic beverages. Also, they're saying marijuana legalization has put a dent in wine sales since 2023. So wine sales are down, and 6%, think about industry-wide, is a lot.
It's pretty big.
That is a significant amount of money.
Did you say they were down last year, too?
A year, well, it continues, so yes. I don't know the percentage from 22 to 23, but from 23 to 24, 6%. Again, it's younger drinkers are not drinking wine. Thanks, White Claw.
Yeah, they need to create a cartoon character to help their industry out and get the next generation.
Yeah, let's get them hooked.
Yeah.
Let's get them hooked. 6 planets will align and be visible to the naked eye beginning this week.
Mm-hmm.
So look up in the sky just after sunset from yesterday actually to February 21st. You got a month of this.
Yes.
You'll see Mars, you'll see Venus, you'll see Jupiter and Saturn all in alignment.
Here's what it means. So it'll create a unique energy in our cosmos, offering an ideal moment to set intentions, focus on your goals, and channel the celestial power into turning your dreams into reality.
you, hippie.
So, like, I am manifesting a band van, and I have found a van, and now the planets are telling me that I need to go buy said van.
All right, so you'll see, with the naked eye, you'll see Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn, and then Uranus and Neptune behind them, but you need binoculars for that. A seventh planet, ready for this, Mercury, will also be in alignment briefly during the month. So I don't know, throw Mercury in there, and I don't know what that means.
You all better buckle up. You act like this isn't a big deal. This is huge.
For all you witches, this is a big deal.
Yeah, we know what's up.
Yep, I'll be out there bleaching my, you know what.
Charge your crystals now.
That's how you charge up. You spread them.
Oh, yeah, you got to go in the field, though.
You got to go in the field.
You got to go out in the field. You
Spread them up.
Just open up.
You gotta
Open up and
you
let
gotta
the
be on your back.
planets charge you up, dude.
Wait, you got to be.
Remember when people were doing that? They were like tanning their beeholes.
I'm moon. I'm getting,
Okay, so
I'm
now
getting
all the
moon
planets
beams
are-
and I'm getting planet beams and
All the planets are in alignment. Rafe's going to be out in a field somewhere.
That's right.
Maybe in a town near you.
Yeah, pushing.
Lying on his back.
Pushing
his legs
out.
up.
Nobody's
holding his butt,
surprised.
spreading his butt cheeks.
That's right, and I'll be manifesting bringing the moon back to society, as I have been manifesting for my entire tenure here on this show.
Now, do you be on all fours doing it, or is this a legs up?
I think it's an all fours.
I'm picturing you on your back with your legs up.
I don't know.
Like the
Yeah, I
baby
also went
pose,
that
or
way.
what is that? The
I might lay in a wheelbarrow.
Child's pose.
child's pose, yeah.
Yeah, I might get in a wheelbarrow. That way, when the front's down, I'll have a good angle. I don't know. May have to take a wedge pillow out there. I don't know. I want to get optimum rays on. I want my wishes to come true. So
Get out there. Hey, get out there, St. Louis.
hey, you laugh all you want.
Get at it.
Open up.
Laugh all you want. When you guys watch my dream life unfold in front of you this
That's
year,
right.
you're going to be like, that guy pointed
was
his
onto
butt
something.
towards the sky and believed in something real. So we'll see.
By the way, I'm not discounting any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't be. Because
I'm
I
not.
plan on doing it in your backyard.
Fine. Is this enough money for a job that sounds fun but demanding? The big catch is they'll fire you in a year. Planters is looking to hire 3 new people to tool around the country in their Nutmobile.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
We've all seen this thing. It's like the Wienermobile's slightly less sexy cousin.
Yeah, and to be clear, it is not the nut bus. I've been on the nut bus. That is a very different.
That's a very
experience.
different thing, yes.
Yeah, it was a very different program.
And you know what? The internet is forever. I'm
Yes,
sorry about that.
I know. I found out. So don't get fooled.
Yeah, this thing is, do squirrels get excited or elephants? They see this thing rolling through town. It's just a big old peanut.
So
All aboard the nut bus.
So starting this June, you'll be a brand ambassador for a year, driving it around the country to different events as part of their peanut butter squad. You'll also manage event planning, which means you're going to have to pitch the brand to local media, occasionally dress up in costume. I'm guessing that means Mr. Peanut.
With the monocle?
With the monocle and everything.
He freaks me out.
Mr. Peanut's got the monocle, yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I lived in a town called Marlow, and it was in Oklahoma, and they always have the Peanut Festival every year.
Uh-huh.
And he was always there in the parade, and I thought it was the coolest thing on the planet. It's like,
Really?
dude, there he is.
He's kind of freaks me out. Like, I went up to Columbus, Ohio, and they got the Planters headquarters up there, I believe, and they got a big, neon Mr. Peanut. And I'm like, oh, I am afraid up here.
What freaks you out about it?
I don't like it. I don't like the monocle and the top hat and the cane.
I don't like
peanuts.
I don't like peanuts with legs.
I just want to eat my peanuts in peace, and I just feel like he's going to throw me in a dungeon.
I don't like peanuts
or
with a
something.
vision problem.
I'm
Only one
afraid
eye.
up here.
I got 20/40. Mr. Peanut's got 20/40 vision. Got to get that monocle on one side. Where's Mr. Peanut's pee-pee?
You're right.
I see you looking down there, Lauren Elwell. I see you glancing down, looking one eye on my monocle and the other on my nether regions.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Nutmobile looks like a real veiny
Get
dong.
in the nut bus. Yeah.
What?
That's
It
what,
does,
that's
it
what I
does.
think about. Like a peanut kind of has veins in it, and then you think about like Mr. Peanut's schlong, and you're like, is it just another peanut? Like another veiny
Yeah.
peanut?
It's his goober, right?
And then I start getting freaked out.
Yeah, go ahead. Go down the rabbit hole of your thoughts of the nightmare that is Mr. Peanut, dude.
Yeah, does Mr. Peanut defecate? How does he excrete waste?
It's just
Does he
peanut butter.
defecate in the shower? Hell yeah, he
It's
does.
just peanut butter both times, man. Both ways.
I
got a peanut cloaca. Like a bird, it's both organs.
That's why you don't eat the peanut
Doesn't
butter.
make me feel better at all, Mr. Peanut. Well, deal with it. 20/40 vision and a cloaca. Mr. Peanut coming at you.
Mr. Peanut's coming to your town for your daughters.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Mr. Peanut's coming for your daughters, dads.
Looking for that jelly. Mr. Peanut needs the jelly. Stop talking like that, Mr. Peanut. Talk normal. I am talking normal.
How old is Mr. Peanut? Where did he come from?
Remember when they killed him?
No.
Yeah, he became a baby.
Yeah, they killed him for a Super Bowl ad. And Mr. Peanut died. He was like 100 years old or something.
He was 104 in 2020. So that.
Yeah, they killed him off. And then they brought him back.
Died of COVID.
Damn.
Yeah, crazy nursing home.
And they brought him back as a baby.
Yeah, just wait. You get Mr. Peanut and Joe Camel together.
Yeah. Somebody emailed us.
Two poon hounds.
Yeah.
Those two?
They are. Someone told me, they emailed us, it was after the fact, and they're like, there was subliminal messaging in Joe Camel if you look at his nose.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, there's a penis, right?
Yeah, and it looks like it's going into a...
Wow.
And it really does. I had never noticed it before, but it was like the subliminal messaging.
Tell you what, Mr. Peanut needs a loyalty program. You talking about Camel Cash and all that kind of stuff? What was it? Peanut papers?
Peanut pennies?
Peanut pennies. Yeah, didn't you just collect those? I mean, I would wear some Mr. Peanut merch that I earned.
So what's the pay to drive the Nutmobile around? 45 grand plus benefits. That's nice.
Damn.
45 grand plus bennies. Also a travel stipend.
What do you mean? What do you mean his nose?
I just can't imagine in the job interview, Mr. Peanut is the person you have to talk to.
Oh, like this is Wang. This is boys. Twig.
No.
That's
Twig
Wang going
and berries?
into...
No,
That's vulva.
Oh, this
Yes, that's
is
what's
is
Wang buried halfway into.
Yeah, this is people seeing what they want.
No, I think I think also in the camel
There's like
that's
butt
on
cheeks.
the pack, I think there's a little something.
The Illuminati.
What?
By the way, you can apply now at plantersnutmobile.com. That's plantersnutmobile.com, and you have until February 14th. 45 grand a year isn't a ton if you live in a city, especially if you got kids. But they tend to hire younger people for these gigs. So there you go. Get yourself a job. All right. Listen, we got to take one final break. We're going to come back, and we are going to wrap her up. Stay there.
All right, so I got the gig of the day here today, like no doubt about it. We are here with the guys from the Revivalists and Becca, our grand prize winner. We are here at Music Record Shop, and what we get to do today? Record shop.
I would just like to point out one of the all-time great record title names by Ween, 12 Golden Country Greats.
Oh, that features the song.
There are 10 songs on this album.
But it features the classic.
Let's talk about Universal Windows Direct. Guys, it's 2025, all right? The new year has come, and it's gone, and now you're probably feeling the winter chill the way we all are. It was 10 degrees today, which was warm, but it felt like 1. That's offensive. But Universal Windows Direct can correct the problem for you. Let them help you kick off the year with a warmer, cozier home and incredible savings. Universal Windows Direct is offering an amazing deal right now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Doesn't matter how many you buy. You want to stockpile 5,000 windows? You get 5,000 free. That's just the way it works. Plus, 36 months, no interest financing. So you got 3 years to pay off your windows without a single cent of interest. You're practically putting money in your bank account here, people, because you're going to save money on your bills while you're not paying interest. That's good math. And if you've received a quote from another company, bring it to Universal Windows Direct, and they'll beat it. That's a guarantee. That's their commitment to you, giving you the best quality and value for your home. Universal's exclusive Super Spacer tech ensures your new windows perform better, last longer, and keep your home at a consistent, comfortable temp. And they offer a true lifetime warranty for as long as you own your home, plus 20 years to the next homeowner. So Don't let the winter weather do more damage to your home or your wallet. Call Universal Windows Direct today at 314-334-2522. Tell them I sent you and schedule yourself a free in-home estimate or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you will be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, it's Jeff backstage at Wayback Point Fest in freaking living color. Look at those guys. They're right there. Thank you guys for taking the time to do this. Much appreciated. Let's get this out of the way. I have an amazing story about, and I just told this on the show. I do the morning show. I'm part of the morning show on the Point. A million years ago when you guys were on a tour opening with Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Or for Rolling Stones, whatever. Are they closed for you guys is the way I look at it. You guys did the stop at Busch Stadium in St. Louis.
Yes.
1990, whatever it was, or 80, whatever
89.
it was.
It was
89. Okay,
89.
cool. All right, so I'm 52. I'm right there. Okay. Right. So my dad was a huge fan of the Rolling Stones. Right. Not in great health at the time. Wasn't walking very well. So I drove him because I'm a fan of you guys, and I was a fan of Rolling Stones because I had to be. And we roll up in his truck, and I let him out at the curb so he can walk in and find his seats. Right. And while I park his truck, he gets out. You guys are already on. And he goes, what the hell is that god-awful noise like that? And I was like, Dad, that's the opening band. It's Living Color. That's the band I was telling you about. He walks in, and I park the truck, and by the time he is this, like this. Rocking out. The dude would be 70-something right now if he was still with us. And he found dudes that he graduated high school with, and the last time he saw those people, they were listening to the Rolling Stones, smoking pot, and that's what they were doing. Wow. So because of you guys, I had this amazing, amazing moment with my dad. So thank you very much. So that leads me into, and I think maybe that's part of the answer, but why you guys are still doing this. After all of these years, all of the success, all of the touring, all of that, what keeps you guys driving to do this?
We're trying to get it right at some point, basically.
Are you kidding me?
It's funny. It's a great question. I mean, part of it is, the conversation we started back in the 80s, late 80s. A lot of things that we were talking about through the 90s, a lot of those things haven't gone passe. Like a lot of the songs we, we're living with the cult of personality right now.
Right.
And we're still living with things like Funny Vibe, and we're still living with things like Open Letter to a Landlord. And a lot of things that like a song like Time's Up is even more relevant. It was really odd. We were kind of doing our little homage to the Bad Brains.
Right.
And Corey come up with these lyrics, and the lyrics are all about the environment. And it seemed really an odd choice at the time, but it's incredibly in sync with what's happening now. So a lot of what has kept us together is the fact that the things we talked about are still relevant.
And it's great that you say that, because a couple of years ago, 311 was here, and in these very chairs, and I was talking with them about, and I followed them since record number one. And they said one of the things that drives them is the fact that music that they put out 20 years ago is even more relevant now than it was back then. For them, it's the legalization of marijuana and the therapeutics of marijuana, which is, my God, that's like story number one almost now. So that's got to be part of that. Now, and the other thing is, one of the guys that's on the show with me is a musician. He actually plays with Goldfinger. He's playing with them tonight. And he obviously knew about you guys, know the radio songs, that sort of thing. Never seen you guys, so I pulled up on YouTube when you guys were on Arsenio Hall. And he's a bass player and a guitar player, and he's, oh my God, that guy is shredding. Oh my gosh. So this guy's 37, 38 years old, never seen you, and cannot wait to see you guys play. That's got to be part of the drive, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Totally. I mean, the way that we play and
Who's coming in from Schnucks. Now, they have lowered prices on over 2,300 items around the store. That is a huge number. That's right, 2,300 items around the store, lower prices. Isn't it great to hear for once, prices are coming down? They've marked down prices on things like Honey Crisp apples, Jack's Pizza, Ore-Ida potatoes, Tyson Family Pack chicken, and Organic Girl salad kits. Have you had one of those big 32-ounce Chobani yogurt tubs and stock cold brew coffee? New lower prices on both those. Now, by lowering prices on over 2,300 items, Schnucks has bound to have lowered the price on some of your favorite things. Check out the digital shelf tags around the store to find tons more items, all with lower prices. Now, that's everyday savings you can count on, all at your local Schnucks. And make sure you download that Schnucks Rewards app. Newer, lower prices every day on 2,300 items, now at Schnucks.
We are backstage at Point Fest, and Kevin from Candlebox joined. How are you, sir? Great to see you, man. Great to see you. So there is so much to talk about with you, and had the great fortune of being a chat with you a few weeks ago. But there's some things that I wanted to talk that we talked about then that I'd like to talk about again today. 25th anniversary of the Candlebox debut. Isn't that an amazing thing at this point? How do you, as the guy that did it and was the key element in this, how do you look back and see the staying power of this thing? Because it's still a very relevant record.
I know, it's kind of crazy. I don't know, man. I wake up every day and I pinch myself that I've been fortunate enough to have this career, you know? I mean, it's a wild thing to turn 49 years old and know that I've been doing this for 25 years and that people still listen to the record, and you know, the royalty check comes in every April and every October, and you're just like, wow, this is crazy that this record still sells like it does, you know? I mean, I'm lucky. We're one of the bands that was able to make money off of albums, you know? So I don't know. It's paid my rent for a long time. I'm very happy about that.
Absolutely so. Now, let's go back a little bit to the beginning of this ride for you. I would assume at that particular time in Seattle, Washington, there was a feeding frenzy for bands because that first tier had already signed and blown up and all that sort of thing. How did the courting of Candlebox happen, and how did you settle on Maverick with Madonna?
Well, that's an interesting story. Our bass player wasn't 21 when we started the band, so you weren't able to play in the clubs in Seattle. You had to be 21 in order to play in a bar. So we played a lot of like the all-ages festivals or shows around town, or you know, friends' house parties, something like that. So when he did turn 21, June of '92, we were invited to play a showcase last minute for BMI in the city. They asked us to go on at 7 o'clock. Doors were at 6:30. They're like, you got 20 minutes to impress whoever's here. And back then in Seattle, of course, like you said, everybody was looking for another band. Nobody really knew about us because we weren't on the radar yet, other than the friends and family and fans that had found us at other shows. So that really kind of blew it open for us. We were seen by somebody from EMI, and she flew us down to LA. We played in Los Angeles at the Club Lingerie in October of '92. Guy Osiris stumbled into that show, who of course now manages Madonna, and everybody's got a huge U2. He was the A&R guy. He was an intern at the age of 20 and took us to the label and said, this is the band I want to sign. They flew to Seattle, saw us play a show in Seattle, and that was it. And that was the fall of '92, and we signed that Christmas and made the record in the spring, and it came out July 20th of 1993. So pretty quick.
Unbelievable. That is such a, I mean, was there...
You know, folks drive for hours and hours around to come to Mount Top Motor Company because they're absolutely amazing. And in fact, when you go to Mount Top Motor Company, you see they have a map on the wall when you first walk in. You can see the places that they've sold, and they've sold all over North America, including Canada. I mean, folks love Mount Top Motor Company because they really are the best. That's why they have over 1,000 5-star reviews. I mean, it's an easy going, no pressure, just a wonderful, wonderful environment. And I was just out there yesterday afternoon, and I was watching them, you know, work with the folks, and it's just incredible the way they handle the patrons there, and I love that environment. It's not a pressure one, and also they're upfront, they're honest, they don't have hidden fees or anything like that. It's absolutely what they say it's going to be. And I was talking about Cadillacs this morning because I got to drive a few this year. Or last year with Mount Top Motor Company, and they have one I just found. It's a 2019 Cadillac CT6 Twin Turbo Sport. Absolutely amazing, and if you haven't been in a Cadillac, it's worth going to test drive, especially this one. It's only got 68,000 miles, 32.5 on that price. Absolutely incredible, and it's going to go quick. So go test drive the amazing cars at mounttopmotors.com. Check them all out there at their website, mounttopmotors.com.
Okay, so Rafe has our official bucket list.
Yes.
That's right. We've talked about bucket list on here so many times. We thought, and we're getting ready to implement a new Stay tuned. We have a new contest with punishments coming up, and we thought maybe as a flip side to that, we talk about bucket lists so much that we would, instead of just being in competition with each other, we would also have a series of videos where we actually try to help each other check things off our bucket list, which is a nice thing.
Lifting each other up.
That's right.
To help us check things off our bucket list.
And to soften the blow of the horrible things we're going to do to each other in the other competition.
Yeah, come the fall, which we have a big Rizz Olympics announcement to make come the fall. Yes, let's lift each other up first.
Yes.
Build up, and then we break down.
That's right.
Okay.
So,
It's
yeah,
a boot
okay.
camp.
So, yeah, I forgot. Eat at Golden Corral was on my bucket list. We'll check that off next week.
That's right.
Next Monday.
Which, by the way, is it Monday or Tuesday?
I think we changed it back to. Did we change it back to Monday?
I'm gonna murder all of you.
Let me check the calendar.
Tuesday.
Well, no, it was a Moon schedule that was the wacky one.
Yes, it was my schedule. That was the wacky one. It was supposed to be on my gotcha day.
Well, but I thought we were also kind of celebrating Jeff.
Let's see. You know what? Just tell me what to do, guys.
Well, you're the one that's
Tuesday.
You're the one that was the weird schedule.
Well, yes, but remember, I also said, hey, I think that's open if we want to switch it back.
Well,
or
so
if we
what
wanna
day
keep
works
it.
better for everybody? Next Monday or Tuesday?
I'm open either day.
Well, let's go over, while we're checking schedules, let's go over your bucket list.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a little mini interview of what some of these things are and how they might be accomplished.
Okay, good.
Rizz, I had each member of the cast give at least 12 items they want checked off their bucket list. Now, some of these things are a little pie in the sky. They're going to be hard to achieve.
Right.
Maybe listeners can help. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe sponsors, I don't know.
These
some of
are
these
all the things that we've all dreamed of doing.
Yes, and some of them are very achievable, and we're going to make it happen.
Okay.
On your birthday, we're going to knock a few off of these, I'm telling you. Number one, on Rizz's bucket list, you want to drop kick someone.
Yes, I was a big fan of the video game Double Dragon.
Yeah.
Yes. Tight.
And
So
you know
you're
what I'm
talking about the full
side
side
drop kick.
chest head area.
Yes. Listen, I'm almost 200 pounds. I ain't getting up to head level.
Chest to abdomen
Never know.
level.
Maybe crotch to.
Abdomen.
Where's your solar plexus?
We'll start with that one because I got good news for you on that one. I talked to JP Warhorse, and Wednesday, after our program, this Sunday it's Champ Bash at Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill in Fenton starting at 11 a.m. That's January 26th. Come out, hang with members of both shows, ESPN and us, and enjoy tons of TVs to watch the AFC and NFC championship games and get there early to grab a seat. Enjoy the pre-kickoff Hot Shots tailgate specials from 11 to 2. Bunch of giveaways throughout the day, including Blues tickets, Point Fest tickets, and more. Plus, we got to perform our choreographed dance punishment at the halftime of game one.
We just got our outfits in, by the way, so
looking good.
We're gonna look sharp. So 11 a.m. the whole thing kicks off. I know the Fast Lane will be broadcasting live. I'll be joining them from 11 to 1 o'clock for a live broadcast. The first game of the afternoon starts at 2. We're going to do a choreographed dance halftime. So we're the halftime entertainment at the first game.
And I believe it's the NFC game.
Yes, so Eagles and Commanders.
That's right.
It's going to be a hell of a game. And, of course, you know, Hot Shots got all those TVs, great food, drink specials. Join us Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. It's Champ Bash at the Hot Shots in Fenton. All the details at 1057thepoint.com.
See you.
Bum, bum, bum. Hi from the outside. I mustard called 1,000 times to say I'm sorry for all things that you've done. I tried to call you, but you were not home. No, you weren't home.
So we've had this place for a little over a year now, and every time I come up here, I discover something new, whether it be a new structure or just something hidden in part of the woods here. So a couple months ago, just spotted something in the woods, and what the hell is that? So I went exploring, and let me show you what I found. Check this out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Patricia's. It's where fun and fantasy meet. It's that time of year again. It's wedding season, so that means bachelorette parties. Ladies, if you're in charge of planning the bachelorette party or you're in charge of, getting all the gift bag stuff, you go to Patricia's, of course. That's where you get the candy, the naughty dice, the corsets, and so much more. And if you have any questions, can't find something, feel free to ask any employee there. They're not going to judge you. Trust me, they've heard it all. Patricia's is where you go for the lotions, the lubes, the vibrating toys, the sexy costumes, the sexy lingerie. If you've been to the East Side and you see what those girls on stage are wearing, those stiletto heels, you get them at Patricia's. Things for the novice, things for the expert, and everything in between. And you have 3 very convenient Patricia's locations. St. Peter's at the Cave Springs exit, on Page, 3 miles east of the Westport Plaza, and at the corner of Grand and Gravois. For all your fun and adult toys, it's Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet.
I'm a fan, I'm a freaking nerd, I'm a big fan. St. Louis City has my heart, and Together Credit Union has made it so very easy for me. Not only have they dressed me well with this lovely scarf, but they gave me access to the St. Louis City SC Visa card. The credit and the debit card exclusive to Together Credit Union members, but it's gotten me 10% off food and bev in the stadium at the home opener. It got me 10% off at the team store, which is beautiful, by the way. And you know how Rizz and I are super cheap with our time. We don't like to stop or wait in lines because we're prissy, we're crybabies, whatever. I got express entry because of this little card right here, so you can get it too at Together Credit Union. I love them. Go City! All for City!
It's Donnie Fandango backstage at Point Fest. For one, I just almost fell out of my chair.
It is.
And for 2, boy, that would have made a really great way to start the interviews of the day. Yeah. All right, so let's settle this first and foremost. You and me here right now. 0936.
Yes.
All right. I heard it in a couple of different ways. It confused the hell out of me, man.
It confuses me.
Okay, well then good. Then I don't feel as bad that it's not just me.
I put the colon in there to be read as a time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one says it's 9:36 o'clock ever.
Right, ever.
It's never happened. It's never happened.
And it never should happen.
And it won't, I promise.
You know, man, I was reading a bit about you, and it feels like we, as younger guys, had a similar sort of experience. I had one of my dad's friends when I was growing up owned a mini recording studio in his basement. And so I got to go over there when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old and watch the guys plug in and tune in, and then they'd let me mess around on the microphone. And you had kind of a similar thing.
Yeah, it was more just like 3 plywood or 4 plywood walls and then a microphone, but my uncle knew how to, he mixed. He made, beats.
Sure.
He's not Dr. Dre, but he, made beats, you know what I mean? And he sold them online, and that was, his, side thing. And so that was very easy way to start.
Yeah.
Being oh, let me see what's up. So I was doing little sample things for him. He was hey, talk, and sample for a beat. And then I remember I wrote a rap, and I was can you record me? So
wow.
That's yeah.
What was it like when you heard yourself?
It was hard. Well, I was 10, so I thought it was super sick. And if anybody heard that now, I would be so...
Together Credit Union is your home mortgage loan provider right here, your home loan provider in your hometown, and they will help you through the entire process. Together Credit Union, absolutely amazing. You can get in on the action whether you're buying your new home, downsizing, sizing up, maybe you need a second mortgage. Together Credit Union is there for all of us in this area with fixed rate, adjustable rate, conventional, home equity, jumbo loans. They have it all. They even have specialty loans, FHA, union member mortgages, community contributor mortgages. And one of the best reasons I would say to go with Together Credit Union and call them first is because they handle the entire process right here locally. Everything handled in-house here in St. Louis in Together Credit Union with their experienced lending teams. Absolutely amazing. They are the hometown home loan provider at Together Credit Union. Here's to making St. Louis your home, or like I said, maybe you're upsizing or downsizing, or you just need something different. Together Credit Union has you covered. Federally insured by the NCUA. Check out all the rates and everything that they can do for you at any of the 14 area St. Louis branches, or just go to togethercu.org.
So we've had this place for a little over a year now, and every time I come up here,
I discover something new, whether it be a new structure or just something hidden in part of the woods here. So a couple months ago, just spotted something in the woods, and what the hell's that? So I went exploring, and let me show you what I found. Check this out. That, my friends, is a hidden sawmill. So I drove out here one afternoon, and I said, what the hell is this? Well, you get all this...
Men's Health, fellas, it's 2025. January's coming to a close. Blue Mondays happened. Everybody's abandoned their resolutions, but not us. Not the faithful members of Victory Men's Health, because we got Victory cheering us along and checking on us and cracking the whip on our butts to make sure that we are taking care of our health, and you can get in on that too. Just go to victorymenshealth.com and schedule yourself an appointment at one of the 4 locations. There's one in O'Fallon, Illinois, one in O'Fallon, Missouri, the one I go to with King Scott in Town and Country, and brand new, spanking, still got that new Victory smell on it down in Sunset Hills, and they do cardiovascular testing there. And every location does weight loss therapy. They do testosterone therapy, vitamin deficiency addressing. Anything you got going on with your body, they can get it taken care of at Victory Men's Health. So don't wait. If you're not feeling 100%, don't sit around and wait for things to change. Be a man of action. Go to victorymenshealth.com and schedule yourself an appointment today. That is victorymenshealth.com.
Okay, so let's go over Rafe's bucket list.
Okay.
So these are all the things Rafe would like to achieve.
Please tell me you don't have dropkick on there.
I do not have dropkick on there.
How about receive dropkick?
It's on there now. Might as well. So we've been going over all of our bucket list items over the last couple of weeks. We've done everybody's. We did Lern's yesterday. We did Moon, King Scott, Rizz. And now we do a lot of stuff on the show where we punish each other.
Okay.
So we're trying to develop the flip side of that coin, where we try to lift each other up, help each other achieve some of our bucket list things, hence the drop kick.
Mm-hmm.
He's always wanted to do it. We're trying to make it happen. You're playing your part in that, whether he would be a good student or not. That's not on you. So this is my final list. And really appreciate all the emails, everybody trying to help us out. And
yeah, if you guys can help us out in any way with any one of these bucket list items, let us know.
Helping you achieve them, not just come up with stuff, right?
No, helping us achieve.
Okay.
Helping us achieve. Be like, hey, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who has this item that you would need for that challenge, which is great.
Okay.
First one, this is where all this kind of stemmed from. Operation Honeysuckle Rose was to get on Willie's bus and smoke something with him.
Smoke weed with Willie on Willie Nelson's
tour bus, which we made a pretty good attempt at, but got shut down.
You tried to climb in the back window?
Yes, I tried to carry a ladder. Yeah. I tried to carry 2 ladders in and with another guy, and they caught me.
Yeah, man. If you want to get into
they lock Willie down,
area,
dude.
Just carry a ladder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's tried and true.
Nobody's going to stop you if you're carrying a ladder.
That's how I go to the movies.
Exactly.
I saw him. I did what was it?
I did Barbenheimer.
I did Barbenheimer, just carrying a ladder back and forth to
each theater. Yeah, nobody ever asked for a ticket.
He did, and he didn't. He watched them simultaneously.
So Willie Nelson's tour bus is called Honeysuckle Rose.
Yes.
Was the bus here in town?
It was here. I was told it wasn't. Then I saw a picture that it was. There was a lot of misinformation going on. Now, to show you how close I've been on his old tour bus with his son Lucas. I've gotten close, and that was the Honeysuckle Rose 2, which was the height of the Highwayman tour. So Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson had all autographed the seats. It was a cool bus, but Willie wasn't on it. So technically, I've been on the Honeysuckle Rose, but it was a Willie-less Honeysuckle Rose, which is only half the mission.
So you've done the B show of being on his old bus and doing whippets with his kid.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
Paige on the instant feedback wants to know if you have ever blown a testicle out during a match.
I mean, I've blown my ass out a couple of times. Yeah.
Who hasn't?
No, whenever you have a 350-pound man land on you, whatever happens is going to happen now.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. Oh, no. Actually, yes. One time at the very beginning of a match, it was a 6-way match. I got toe kicked. He was supposed to kick me in the gut, and he kicked me right in the beanbag.
Oh, man.
The next 2 minutes were me beating the ever-loving piss out of him.
Yeah.
He learned that day. He learned.
As did I.
My below the belt section is not to be trifled with.
Yeah.
That's right. Testicular torsion hurts. Number 2, Honeysuckle Rose. Write and record country music power anthem and have it played on the radio.
Now,
This is important to me.
We do have a country station.
We do.
You know, here in the building,
Yes.
right next door, WIL.
We do. And I've got some rough draft lyrics for what I think could be a hit.
So, give me an example of like a power anthem that exists already. What is a power? I know like Twisted Sister and stuff like that, but that's not country.
Like Friends in Low Places, like Garth
Sure.
Brooks.
Oh,
Friends in Low
okay,
Places,
okay.
Garth Brooks, just like a country music sing-along, summer, maybe fall, maybe winter power anthem.
And we got a couple of musicians in this room who can write, who can write music.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He's trying not to make eye contact with me right now, but...
First Community is the best of the best. I mean, they have over 40 locations throughout the metro area, and they even have, 18 inside Walmarts that are open 7 days a week, so they make it very easy to bank with them, and they also provide such cool and wonderful experiences like the Little Blues program, which they've teamed up with the St. Louis Blues, who offer a low-cost learn-to-play program, and it's intended for kids ages 4 through 9 who've never played hockey before. It's an excellent opportunity to get out there, and what I love about it is that it's all for a reasonable cost, because kids are going to get 6 weeks of on-ice instruction at the Centene Ice Community Center, same place the Blues practice at, so it's absolutely incredible. And the best part is everything's included with the registration fee, the stick, the helmet, the pads, and yes, even those skates, all included. So your kids are going to get 6 weeks of on-ice instruction. Find out if they really like hockey before you start investing thousands of dollars into it. So go to First Community, put your dollar to work for yourself. Go to firstcommunity.com.
That is it for us. Make sure you check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. And if you missed anything on the show, the podcast, of course, that'll be up there, brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Moon.
Yes.
Podcast title.
Scott, podcast title.
We have a great podcast title that will be revealed in moments.
Okay. All right, whatever. Moon, what else you got?
Yo, go to schlafly.com to get all the information about Art Inside. Teenage Dirtbags are playing next weekend. Gonna be fun.
All right, Lern.
Follow me on the socials at Lern versus Radio. Thanks.
Rafe.
At the Funny Bone this weekend, go to stlfunnybone.com to get ticks at I am Rafe Williams on everything else.
Hey, go to YouTube tonight at 8 p.m. and watch the Clownvis to the Rescue, because I'll be on there again.
All right. We leave you with a selection from our Team Rizz Member of the Day, brought to you by Hot Shots from O'Fallon, Missouri. Nastasia Zarnapi is our Team Rizz Member of the Day, and she wants to hear this song. Here it is.